Andrew Daly is here, coming up on the other side of this.
Comedy bang bang, comedy bang bang, comedy bang bang, comedy bang bang, comedy bang bang.
Jason Mantzoukas is here.
Comedy bang bang, 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 comedy bang bang.
Every once in a rare while, about once a week, whenever I do a show, I come across people on the street. Here's what happens. I'm the host of Comedy Death Ray Radio. People have gotten to know my voice, mainly my voice, sometimes my face, so whenever I say something on the street, someone's ears will prick up, and they'll say, that's the guy, and then they'll come over to me and say, can I be a guest on your show? And that happened again just yesterday. I was just out there on Melrose, just minding my own business, just MYOB, as I like to do. And a gentleman came up to me, and he said he'd like to talk about his business. His name is Danny Mahoney, and he has a business called Life of the Party Incorporated. Is that correct?
That's exactly what it's called, Life of the Party Incorporated. It's a business that I started. Thank you for having me on the program, by the way.
Okay, good. Let's get the pleasantries out of the way.
Oh, okay. You're not a big fan of pleasantries?
No, I'm saying great. Let's do them now instead of in the middle of
It's
the...
wonderful to be here and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, all right. Well,
It's a business called Life of the Party Incorporated. And here, first of all, just a little backstory on myself. I used to have a plumbing business with my nephew, and he forced me out of it. It was a hostile takeover.
really?
Yeah, he grew weary of my personality, apparently.
You don't say.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Huh.
And I was despondent for a while there. I thought about, I put on a heavy coat and I walked into the ocean thinking, this is it. Thinking the coat will drag me down.
How did you get such a heavy coat?
How did I get that's what you want to know?
Yeah.
How did I get a heavy coat?
That's the first question that springs to mind.
I went to the Nordstrom's and I says, where's your heaviest coat?
Okay.
And it was around the winter time.
Okay. Wait, it was the winter season when they were selling heavy coats.
Yes, it was, exactly.
Okay,
They
that
had
makes sense.
A nice heavy cloth coat.
Is that winter of last year?
This was this past winter.
Okay.
What's going on with you? I think you don't ask the best questions. Anyhow, I survived in the middle of the ocean. I'm thinking, okay, time to go down now and drown. Mm-hmm. And I've heard that there's a moment before you die in drowning that is just euphoric. So right. I wanted that, but then I realized that I came up with this idea for this business, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to make lemons. Hey, you know what I mean?
Out of lemonade.
No.
What?
Whatever it is, however it works, I'm going to make a good thing.
Okay.
And so I fought my way back to the shore, and I started Life of the Party Incorporated. And the way that it works is if you're throwing a party, any kind of a party, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a bar mitzvah or somebody's getting out of jail or even a gay wedding. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I would work a gay wedding.
I know what you mean.
I don't
that.
care. You know what I mean? Their money works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they use $3 bills sometimes.
I like that. That's a good joke. That's a good joke, Scott.
Thank you.
Huh?
Better than my questions.
Yeah, your questions are shit. They're terrible questions.
So
what a joke that was.
Let me ask you this before we get into your business. Were you wearing the heavy coat when you started the business? Did you continue wearing it, or
Gee
I'm
whiz.
confused.
I bought the coat to kill myself. And by the way, I told that to the sales girl, and she didn't care.
She didn't blink an eye.
She says, you know why? I says, you know why I'm buying this coat? I'm going to walk into the ocean with it. I'm going to kill myself.
Huh.
And she just says, $129. That was
Wow.
it. Anyhow, what's your question? No, I got rid of it on the beach. It's not important. It's really not important.
So you shed the coat on the beach. I just want to give our listeners the backstory. You shed the coat and started a new life.
Boy, oh boy. We're taking the long road. I did. I took off the coat.
Okay.
And I just left it there in the sand. I'll bet you a homeless guy's wearing it right now.
That's a $129 coat. A wet coat.
Yeah.
Sure.
Wet, full of sand.
And you leave it on the beach.
Yeah, yeah, because I really only bought it to kill myself.
Okay. It didn't look good on you, or?
Oh, no, it did look good. Yeah. Well, I wanted to look good.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
You want to leave a good-looking corpse, like James Dean did.
Absolutely. I didn't want them to drag me out of the ocean and go, what a bum. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Okay, so now you've started this business, and explain.
You don't want to know how I got back home from the beach?
I kind of want to know.
Okay, yeah, let's hear that.
It's fine. I had driven to the beach, and I just got back in the car. And, of course, the car got soaking wet, and I knew I got to take this. I got to get this cleaned.
Soaking wet because it was raining, or
Because I was wet
oh,
from
right.
having been in the
okay,
water.
I get it now. All right. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Great. The point of the matter is that you are throwing a party, you hire me, and I will come to your party, and I will make it fantastic by being the life of the party. That's how it works.
Okay.
I'll make any party fun, and we'll have a good damn time.
Okay, so say I'm throwing a birthday party for my nephew.
Sure,
all right?
okay.
So I hire you. How do I hire you? I go on to your website.
You
I
call my 1-800, come on now.
Come on now.
Yeah.
And what do you do? That's what I can't figure out. I mean, what are you? An entertainer of some sort, or a clown? Or
No, well, first of all, that's an insult. I'm not a clown.
Okay,
but I am
I'm
an
sorry.
entertainer. Absolutely, I'll entertain. As a matter of fact, I'll demonstrate right now.
Okay, should
Okay.
we get into character and pretend we're having a party, or what do we do?
Sure, that's a great idea.
Okay, so the three of us are having a party.
Okay.
Who wants to be my nephew?
I'll be.
Okay, Zach is my nephew. and
How
who-
old are you, son? I'm playing along.
Okay, good. You've arrived already then?
Oh, no.
You're-
Okay, let's say I haven't.
Okay. So you're not here yet.
I would like to know.
Andy,
Let me.
Andy, who are you going to be?
I'll just be like a creepy uncle.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Wait, no, I'm his uncle. So are you another creepy? So you're my brother.
I'll be his dad.
Okay, so wait, so you are my brother.
I'm your brother.
okay.
His dad.
I'm an uncle. Zach,
But
you're
we're kind of estranged.
okay. But I'm.
Would
Why
you
am
get
I
along with him?
Why am I throwing the party? Why can't you throw your own son a party? Do I have more money?
Maybe I tried to kill myself. Maybe I tried to walk into the ocean.
You picked up that coat.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't
Okay.
want to.
This is the backstory here that you found my
What's
coat on
up?
the beach and you tried to kill yourself
Well,
with
I mean, it would be quite a twist.
it? It would be. It would be.
That's like a Twilight Zone episode. That is
You know
ironic.
what? I'll just be a party guest.
Okay, you're a guest.
Yeah.
You're my friend.
Yeah, I'm your friend.
And I invited you to be. Wait, why don't you be his friend? That's weird that I'm inviting my friends to his.
Well, I'm going to play it like I'm 6.
Okay, great. So
Hey,
you're
guys,
6.
guys.
Well,
Not all of this is important. You're really getting into the minutia of this. Well, let's just have the fun part. You know what?
Okay.
It doesn't really matter who's
okay,
who.
we need to know who we are. All right.
I don't know that you do.
What's your name?
Ricky.
Ricky, are you having a great time at your party?
This party sucks.
I know. I wish. Well, you know what? I took care of it because I hired someone by calling 1-800 Come On Now, and he's going to arrive at any second.
Is that him over there?
Here I am. This party is like a fucking funeral. What is it supposed to be, a birthday party for a child? It's like a funeral for a child. A popular child, a sweet kid that everybody liked. One of those types of funerals.
Sure.
Where everybody's sitting around going, I wish he wasn't dead. That's not the kind of a birthday party we'll get. Let's have some dancing. Put on something we could dance to, you. There we go.
I like big butts.
Sure we do. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up and dance. Get up and dance. Get up and dance. You get up. Get up and
okay.
dance.
You
What's
want
the
me
matter
to-
with you?
you want me to
I want
dance?
get
Okay.
up and fucking
All right.
dance right
Here.
now.
All right.
Let's see
Here.
some moves.
All right.
What do
here,
you
I'm
call
da-
that?
Okay. This
Great.
is
Huh?
just a variation on the twist, I guess. I
A
would carry it.
variation on
Yeah.
the twist. That's not much of a dance. Let's get a Congo line going. Hold each other's hips.
All
turn
of us,
around.
the
yes,
three of us
that's
hold each
right.
other.
You turn around and
I'm
you hold
going
his hip.
outside.
Where are you going?
I'm
You
going
can't go
outside.
anywhere. You're the
Wait,
birthday
Ricky,
boy.
Ricky, come back.
Okay,
We need to-
we need the birthday boy. Get your ass back in here, you. How old are you?
6.
Fuck you. 6.
Such language.
That's bullshit. He's got a beard. Sit down. Get
Okay.
up. Stand up.
Wait, you just told us to sit down.
Because
Wait.
he's walking out of the room.
Okay.
Now come back in and sit. And now stand up and dance. Sit. Up. Dance. Dance
Okay.
now.
Okay, we're dancing.
All right. Good. This is good. You're having fun, right?
This is the best party
Huh?
ever. I'm the friend.
Okay. Who are you? You're the friend? All right, friend.
Thanks
you're
for
having-
coming, friend.
Come
All
on
right, good.
now.
Fine. All right, turn off the music. Turn it off. Get rid of it.
All right.
That's how it works. I put on some music, and I
Uh-huh.
make sure people dance. And a lot of times people don't want to dance. And I say, get the hell out of your chair. We're going to have fun. Fucking dance right now.
Uh-huh.
And there are times when I have had to get physical.
Really?
Yeah.
And people are all right with that because it gets a party
Because
started.
it gets the party going. Yeah, there
Sure.
are times when I'll grab somebody by the shirt collar and I'll go into the kitchen or a closet or something like that, and I'll just smack them a few times. And I'll say, "You're stopping everybody from dancing. Do you realize that?"
Huh.
By sitting there glowering. There'll be times when it gets real physical.
real physical.
Real physical.
Did you ever get physical with your the person who did the hostile takeover of your plumbing
Oh,
business?
my nephew?
Yeah, your
all
nephew.
the time. All the time.
A lot of nephews in this segment.
Yeah. There are. All the time I beat the crap out of him.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I was trying to run a business.
Is he working for you now, by the way, answering phones or anything like that?
No, he's very successful in the plumbing business that he
Oh,
kicked
yeah.
me out of. The son of a
Must
bitch.
be.
Yeah.
Any other variations on this? Like any other types of parties that we should talk about starting? Or
Sure. There's sometimes
where
people
does
say,
this bit go? Is what I'm asking.
What bit? What are you talking about? What's a
I'm
bit?
sorry.
What's a bit now?
You're right. I don't
I don't know
know.
what you're talking about.
We didn't plan it out for this. So is there another question?
A lot of times people will say to me, I don't want a dancing party.
Oh,
My
okay.
friends are old. They have hip replacements.
Yes.
They're the wine and liberal cheese crowd and cheese liberals
They're
crowd.
all
with the
so
crowd
old.
With the, yeah. And they like to stand around and have sophisticated conversations. And I say, that's fine. I can do that kind of a party. You don't think I can do that kind of a party? And that gets physical. That kind of a conversation can get physical.
Just the planning of the party gets
Sure
physical
it can.
before
Sure
the
it
party
can.
ever even
Oh,
starts.
it gets physical a lot of the time. Anyhow, I'll be happy to demonstrate my conversation abilities. for
Okay,
you.
so who are we in this?
Oh, jeez. It's just
I
going to
call
take
friend.
another long
I call
time.
the
Doesn't
friend.
matter.
Okay, Andy's the friend,
I call it
and who are you a friend of?
Zach.
Ricky.
Okay,
Ricky.
and I'm eating cheese.
Fine.
I came just for the cheese.
You're
I heard
eating
that-
liberal cheese.
liberal cheese. I
Okay,
heard there
fine.
was cheese. All right.
So then give me a topic of conversation that people would talk about.
How
at a
good
party.
this cheese is?
How good the cheese is. Fine. Okay. Sure. So if you're all standing over by the cheese, then I would walk up and
Hello,
facilitate
everyone.
conversation.
I'm eating cheese.
Well, how about this cheese, huh? Huh? Hey. Huh? Somebody say something about the cheese because we're going to get a conversation going. Who's got something about the cheese? Right? Come on. We're
is-
standing here, but what?
It
Yes?
is good. It's good.
Oh, that's all you have to say? It's good?
Yeah,
Do you
it's
know
good
anything
cheese.
about cheese?
No,
Huh? Oh,
not
you don't know
really.
anything about so this is it doesn't matter to you.
I'm just saying I like the
You know, a
cheese.
lot of people spend their lives really focusing on cheese. You know what I mean? And they can tell the French name of something as soon as they put it in their mouths. I wish we had somebody like that around. Huh?
Yeah.
We'd have a real conversation on our hands.
Who are you, sir?
Huh? Excuse me?
Who?
Life of the Party Incorporated. My name is Danny. I'm here to make this party special and a lot of fun.
Oh, I don't want to make it fun. I would really rather you leave.
You don't like to have fun.
No, no one invited you. Please leave, sir.
Come with me into the closet over here for a
Okay,
second.
sure.
Just come with me
That
here.
sounds like a reasonable request.
Now listen to me. Don't you tell me you don't want to have fun. I've been hired to make this party fun right now, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And you're going to go back out there, and you're going to say something interesting about this cheese. As soon as we get back out to the cheese table, I want to hear something interesting about this cheese. Let's do because I'm hired to make this party great.
I'll suck your dick.
Here we go.
Please, I'll suck your dick. Don't slap me again.
I don't want that. That's now you're a pervert. Hey, me and my friend came back. We were looking at the coats in the closet over there.
Yeah, the heavy coats.
Yeah, sure, real heavy, boy.
Please don't put one on me.
If it comes to that, I'll put one of those coats on you and take you out to the beach.
Oh, no.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I sort of know what you're talking about.
Okay. You were going to say something about the cheese.
I enjoy nice sharp cheddar cheese.
I'm going to kill you.
All right.
And then that's how that would work. You know what I mean? And then that guy presumably would go on to say more interesting things about the cheese under threat of death.
Okay. I get it. I think we get it. Do you want to?
Okay.
Do you want to say that number one more time?
1-800, come on now. Call it and get out of your own way and stop throwing shitty parties like you always do. And let's have some fun.
Want to thank Danny Mahoney, Life of the Party Incorporated. Special guest Andy Samberg, Zach Galifianakis, Andrew Daly. We're going to play a little game, a new feature on the show called Would You Rather? Okay. Oh, no. Let's lose the... Okay, there we go.
Is that on
My
a
favorite
loop or
The weak trumpets.
cue weak trumpets?
All right, this is very simple. This is a new feature on the show. It's basically just the game Would You Rather, and we'll open it up to the four of us bros, and then we'll just kind of talk about it and hash this out and see what it is, all right? You guys
Okay.
know how to play?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Would you rather go on a long car trip with your family or go on a short car trip with your family?
Which family? The family, my parents and my siblings, or
Yes.
my wife and daughter?
No, your wife and daughter does not count. It's the one that you...
Okay.
That would...
My family of origin.
Yeah. Yes. Your secret origin family.
What kind of car Are you driving? Are we driving?
Well, that's a good question. You're not driving. That should be established right away.
Are you riding shotgun or are you in the back?
You called shotgun, but you didn't call it in time. Someone else called it, so you're in the back.
So you're seething the whole time that you didn't get it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's important.
That's important.
Does the length of the trip affect the destination in this scenario? You know what I'm saying?
You get to the same destination in both scenarios, just you start closer in the second one.
I gotcha.
So it's not a trick question.
No, it's not a trick question at all. It's just simply, which would you rather?
Can I answer?
Yes, we'll do this one by one. Okay, first we'll go to my immediate left, Andy Samberg. What is your answer?
Short.
Short. Zach Galifianakis in the middle.
Do I get to ask one more question?
Yes, you can.
What kind of car is it?
That's right. We did not establish that. It is. It's one of those. It's a stretch Hummer, basically.
Well, for environmental reasons, my short one.
Okay, great. Wow. Andrew Daly.
I would say long because getting there is always half the fun.
Very good. All right. It's very easy. That's how you play Would You Rather. All right, let's go to this one. Would you rather have hot boiling coffee thrown in your eyes or drink hot but less than boiling coffee? Any questions before we answer this one?
What brand of coffee?
Sanka.
Same on both?
Yeah, same on both. Sanka is instant.
Did you deserve it to have it thrown in your eyes?
You did. You did something
You
really
did something bad.
You did something really bad, but you could probably atone for your sins in other ways, like go to confession. You are a religious man. You're Catholic in this scenario. Yeah, and you can just go to confession and absolve your sins that way.
But you hurt someone's feelings, maybe?
It feels nice to me to be Catholic right now.
Yeah.
It's like, that's an easy way in.
Yeah. You know where you're going.
Just would you rather, and then all of a sudden...
Zach, what do you got? You got any questions?
Cream? Is there any cream?
There is cream in the first scenario, but not in the second scenario.
No cream to drink the coffee?
No cream to drink. That's important. I should have established that. So would you rather have the coffee the way you like it thrown in your face or drink coffee not the way that it just needs a little
How hot
cream?
must that coffee be to have cream in it and still be boiling hot?
Basically what happened was the person got very angry at what you did and then took the coffee and poured it into a pot on the stove and then reboiled it.
Got it. But so it had cream in it already. But it's there's a chance then that the cream has been scalded.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely been
You
scalded.
wouldn't want to drink that
You got to
coffee.
keep digging.
Yep.
You got to keep asking.
How many cups of coffee have I had to drink so far today?
You've had about 12 already.
Oh,
so you
God.
probably don't need any more.
Are you wearing protective glasses?
Yes. You're, in fact, wearing an astronaut suit.
Oh.
So
okay.
that should, we should have talked about that.
I got my answer.
Okay, so let's start with Zach this time. Zach in the middle. What is your answer?
Very difficult to drink coffee through an astronaut suit, you fucking idiot. So obviously we're going to have it thrown in my eyes.
I'm sorry. Okay, you're right. Andrew Daly.
I would also have it thrown in my eyes.
Thrown in your eyes. Andy Samberg.
I mean, you're wearing an astronaut suit? I'd have it thrown in my eyes.
Thrown in your eyes. All three.
Oh, wait.
What?
Is it in space?
Yes, we forgot to talk about that.
Doesn't even hit you.
Doesn't even hit you.
Forgot to mention that.
Doesn't
it's in
even hit
space. In space. Space coffee. That's why it's Sanka.
Wait, maybe I would
Should be
drink it
Tang.
then.
Okay, so are we changing? Or
I might drink it. I don't want to go to space.
Okay, you don't want to go to space, but you're in space no matter what.
Oh, well then
Yeah.
I'll have it thrown in my eyes.
Okay, great. Thrown in eyes. Are you changing, Zach?
Nope.
sticking to his guns.
I'm sticking. You'd have to drink it out of a tube if you were in space.
All three have it thrown in your eyes. All right, let's go to the next one. Would you rather kiss Susan Boyle? You know Susan Boyle from Britain's Got Talent.
She dreamed a dream of dreams.
Or Susan
undreamed.
Boyle.
Or would you rather go see Kiss with Susan Boyle?
That's a tough one for me because I'm super horny.
All right, let's think about that for a while then. Any questions from the other two?
This
Think
is
about
a-
it.
I already
this
have
one is
my
tricky
answer.
because-
I have my answer.
The way I see it, there's no possible way that you could go see Kiss without Susan Boyle and not get a little action off of Susan Boyle.
So you get both.
I think you would. I think you would.
Okay, so let's start with you then.
I'd want to go. I'd want to go to the concert with her, and
Because
I know
you get
I'd-
the action and you get to see Kiss.
Hell yeah.
Okay, Andy Samberg.
I think I'd rather just kiss her.
You don't want to see Kiss.
I just want to get straight to it. I don't know a lot of Kiss's songs. Their fans can be unruly.
Sure.
I feel like inevitably I'd have to like put on face paint or something, and I don't want to do that.
Okay, so the former Zach Galifianakis.
As you know this, Ace Frehley is my cousin.
Yes.
Yep. And I've seen Kiss so many times, so I'll take the first one, which is just kissing.
Just
Susan Boyle.
kissing her.
Are
Simply
you
kissing.
standing at the Kiss concert? Or backstage?
You're standing backstage. There is a little green room area, but you can't see the stage from there. So you can sit there, you can take breaks, but you can't actually. You have to stand while you watch the concert.
I don't even find her that unattractive. I would like to kiss her. Just like, you don't have to give me an option. Just say, would you kiss Susan Boyle? I'd say yes.
To me, when I heard she had never been kissed, I immediately wanted to kiss her.
Yeah.
It's like-
That's really loving of you guys.
Well, it's also like ego. You're like, I could be her first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that dude in the movie Kids who like porks all the virgins.
Yeah.
The movie Kiss.
Kids.
The movie Kiss.
She did come back later, though, and said that she'd been urinated on.
And that is how you play Reverb. Would you rather? Track 9.
Is this from Bullwinkle?
I'll have you know it's from The Frogs. Stephen Sondheim's The Frogs.
Is it? I think there's a couple of off notes in there.
That's part of the comedy.
Oh.
Nathan Lane style comedy. Let's go to track 7. Well, that is fantastic.
great.
Jason Mantzoukas, you're here for the entire hour.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and this is...
unless I get very angry with you, and then I will walk out.
Okay, well, we may try to do something like...
There you guys are.
Wait a minute. What is this all about?
Hang on.
Wait, Rocky's ears are all...
There's a dog over here.
Oh, he's trying to jump on him.
Pardon me, dog. Get off of me.
Who is this?
I don't know you.
Who is this older gentleman
Hello,
who just walked in?
I saw you guys come in here.
We're doing
off
a
the
show.
street.
We're
Excuse
doing a
me.
Yeah,
show.
I'm sorry, we're
So
doing
we're
a
in the middle of something.
We're doing a podcast.
I don't know what that is.
Well, it's a sort of a radio program. You must know the radio.
Yeah, sure I do. I know all about the
You were
radio.
around when it was invented.
I'm
sure.
88 years old, just like a piano.
Pianos are 88 keys. I don't believe
That's
they're
what I'm saying.
All pianos are 88 years old. I
Who
don't
would
think
say
pianos.
that? I would never say that all pianos are 88 years
So the
old.
listeners
88
understand that an
years old.
incredibly old man just walked
Yeah.
in.
Give
Very
me a
thick
break.
glasses, carrying his own yogurt.
If I hadn't told you how old I am, what would you have guessed?
I would guess 180.
Come on.
I
You
was
were
going to say like
ancient.
93.
Most people guess I'm in my 50s.
No.
And you know why?
Why is that?
Because I'm in terrific shape. I saw you guys coming around the corner there. I work over at the Bally's gym.
Oh
over
yeah,
here
we
in
were right
Hollywood.
across the street from a Bally's gym. You hang out outside there. What is this?
What? Sometimes I do to drum up business because I'm a personal trainer in there.
What?
I'm a
you're
personal
a PT?
trainer. Yes. Hey, you know the lingo of the business. Look at this guy. Have you worked the job? Huh?
I was in the Army for a while.
Were you?
Yeah.
Hey, that's where I first started to get in shape. World War II. And now I'm a personal trainer over at Bally's, and sometimes I stand outside to drum up business, and I look for people. And I see you two guys.
What? No. There's no way you could be a personal trainer.
What are you talking about?
I don't mean to be rude. I don't know you, but you look old. You look frail.
This is
That
you.
is
you're
very
having me
judgmental,
on.
I have to say.
You're having me on, pal. I look terrific. Take a look at these muscles. Here, I'll take off my shirt.
Oh, no.
I'm taking off my shirt.
Oh,
Now, a
what's-
lot of these are surgery scars.
Oh,
But over
What
here,
is
take a
that
look.
tattoo?
Huh? Oh, yeah, this is a tattoo of a girl that I fell in love with, let me tell you. And she broke my heart, and that's why I made her blind. Look at that. I went back to the tattoo
it's-
artist. I said, take out her eyes. Take out her eyes.
I find it weird that he made little X's on them, like
Yeah.
she's dead.
Like-
Well, I had something else in mind. I wanted big, gaping holes there. You know what I mean? But he just crossed them out, and I says, all right, fine.
Yeah, it does look like she's dead in a cartoon.
Yeah, why does it say "Rest in Peace" right underneath it too?
Well, hey, it's a long story, but he thought that I wanted the cross on the eyes because she had died, and he thought that was a nice tribute to
But
a
she
girl that
is not dead.
She may very well be now. It was a long time ago, gentlemen. I almost forgot about this tattoo. But she's, she may have died. I don't have, you don't keep up with them. You know, in my day, this was before. Do you know that this internet is a fairly recent development? And it didn't used to be that you could get on your computer and find out what happened to people.
Recent, I would think, in the scope of your lifetime. Yes, it is recent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And in the scope of humanity, it's a blink of an eye in terms of, geological evolutions.
Yeah, no, I think that's true.
Huh?
That's absolutely true.
Thank you, finally. Anyways, I see
What
you
the fuck are you doing here?
here. I saw you guys coming in here, and I said to myself, "There's a couple of clients because you're not in good shape."
Wait,
Whoa,
hold on.
wait.
Flabby.
Hold
No
on.
way.
I do have to say, and some people want an update on this Weight Watchers update. Since I mentioned it
Weight
2 weeks
Watchers.
ago, 7 pounds.
Really?
Since the show 2 weeks ago, yeah. So
7 pounds?
yeah,
What does
so-
that mean?
That's
You lost 7
That's the weight
pounds?
of a human soul.
Is that right?
Yeah, I lost my soul. That's what Weight Watchers does.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they extract your soul.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I'm not
that's
surprised.
That's to get you in.
Forget about Weight Watchers. Forget about Nutrisystems. Forget about all of that junk. You got to get in the gym with me as your personal trainer, and it'll get you in good shape. What
What kind of
you lose
stuff-
8 pounds of fat? That's nothing. You need some muscle in you.
What kind of stuff do you do?
Huh?
What's your program like? What
I
do you,
get people in shape. You know, I work over at Bally's, and they want me to use the machines over there and all that junk. And sometimes I do just to make them happy. But for the most part,
How happy does it make them?
makes them pretty well. When I'm in there, they don't get mad. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so they're
What
just
I
sort of
really-
even. They're
Sure.
not happy. They're just not mad.
You can never make those guys happy over there. Bunch of jerks.
I've
You know,
learned
I've been
that.
in this business for a long damn time training people.
Really? How
Really?
long?
Long, yeah. Right after the war. You know, I got in shape in the war, and then I says, I was watching the movies, and I saw Cary Grant in Notorious, and I says, where's his upper body strength? Let me get out there.
Well,
So
but
I
he's
ca-
very capable. I mean, he
Yeah,
really
he-
goes after Claude Rains. Like he
He's
does
really
a pretty
quick.
good
I
job.
thought Reigns was going to win. Cary Grant was flabby, had nothing on him, no meat on his bones. So I came out here and I says, I'm going to find Cary Grant and I'm going to get him in shape.
So wow, did we see kind of a noticeable change in his physique after you started working with him?
Sure.
So you did start working with him.
I did. Well, it wasn't easy. He didn't want anything to do with me whatsoever. I showed up at his house. He's trying to tell you, calling the cops and all this business. It took a long time to get in there to insinuate myself into his life. Months and months and months it took.
How did you do it? Like, what was your tactics?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I was training him before he even knew that I was training him, because what I would do is I would get his heart rate up by breaking a window in his house. You know what I mean? And sneaking in there and screaming at him in a language that didn't even exist on Earth. So he thinks, what's this? Some natives have come to get me or whatever? It gets his heart rate up. It gets him moving. It gets him running. You know what I'm saying? And
I always thought that he was a linguistic expert, so he would be able to recognize if something did not exist.
Buddy,
But
all I can tell you is he was scared. The look in his eyes. He thought, this is it. This is the end of old Cary Grant. And he starts running and fumbling in the kitchen
Was
for
he like-
knives.
So that's
was he
part of-
calling for Judy? Was he like asking Judy for help? Like-
Judy. I see what you're saying. Judy's.
Let me ask you this. So I just so I'm clear.
Yeah.
One of the central tenets of your training program appears to be breaking into your hopeful clients' homes and
Well-
chasing and or aggressing them.
Sure, I got to get your heart rate up.
I have to say that my heart rate went up a little bit when you just wandered into this studio.
There you
and-
go. So we've started training already. You and me and you, and you and me and you, and him and the dog. We've all started training because our heart rates got up, and that's
Okay.
that's 90% of training. Can you get scared? Can you get worried? Can you fear for
I'll
your
be
life?
honest, I'm not that scared just because, again, I don't mean this to be in any way malicious or anything, but you seem infirm. Like you're quite old.
Give me a break
You're
with this.
I mean, like you walk very slowly. It took you 30 seconds to traverse the from the door to
What's
the
your
seat.
hurry? What's your hurry? Come on.
Well, another aspect that I'd like to mention is just how horribly the curvature of your spine
Yeah.
is just like you're hunched over and
Do you have osteoporosis?
It's almost like you're bowing to us.
That's ridiculous and insulting. The reason I'm hunched down like this is so that you don't see me coming. I'm in a position to come at you explosively from down there. And
Really?
I go, yeah, and I move slowly because
Use me as an example.
of what?
Come at me.
A jerk? Huh?
No, come at me. Like what?
Oh, you want me to come in?
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
For
Yeah,
the
yeah.
record, he asked for it.
Okay.
All right, for the
duly
record,
noted.
you literally asked for me to come at you. Should I would you prefer if I had my shirt back on or not?
I personally would
Please.
prefer the shirt on, but
You can do whatever you want.
I'm going to leave the shirt off because it's warm in here. Here we go, pal.
he's making his
See?
way over there.
That was neither explosive.
He's reached him finally.
Ow! What was that? Hey! He smacked me.
Well, yeah. Well,
Guy
that's
smacked me in the face.
that. Basically, you were coming at him.
Yeah. I was giving him 10% because we haven't started training yet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was holding back because you're not a client yet. We haven't started training. I only got your heart rate up once.
It didn't seem that was effective in the least, I have to say. What is your name, by the way, sir?
My name is Bill
Bill. Okay.
Carter. Trainer to the stars.
Trainer to the stars.
Seeking stars.
Seeking stars.
Wait, was there an at in there?
A what?
Was there an at in there? Is this all part of an email address?
Bill Carter at Training for the Stars.
Training for the stars. Okay, that's.
What did I say? Trainer for the stars?
Trainer
For the
It's what I
stars.
said the first time.
Okay, trainer for
Carter
the
at Trainer for the Stars.
Seeking stars.
Seeking
SeekingStars.org.
That's an organization.
They gave me an org. I don't know why. I told them I'm for profit. They gave me an org.
Huh.
I don't know how it works.
Little mix-up.
I know. Believe me. Everybody says to me, "What are you, as a nonprofit?" I said, "No, that's not the idea. I'm trying to make money." They
Well,
gave me
this
an
is
org.
a good piece of publicity here.
Yeah. Do you pay taxes?
Is
though?
this taxes? Who are you? What business is it of yours? Whether
Well,
I
if
pay
you're a
taxes or not?
nonprofit, then you're not paying taxes. It seems like maybe this is some sort of scam to make more money.
None of that is going to matter to you when I get you into shape. Whether it's a scam or not, you're not going to care. You're going to say, "Look at my body."
Well, I care.
I'm in love with myself.
I care in the sense of I don't want you to go to jail in the middle of our training sessions, and then I'm
Buddy,
left
I
high
have
and
been
dry.
to jail many, many times.
Oh, I want to hear about
What
that.
for?
Oh, I've been to jail for you name it, pal. I've been to jail for beating
Arson?
people up. I've been to jail for not beating people up.
Wait,
Wait,
how do you
how
go
did
to
that
jail for
work?
not beating people up?
You know, I've stood by while people have been attacked, and I've rooted on race riots and things like that.
Rooted on them, meaning you've cheered people on?
That's what I'm saying. Up there in La Cañada, Flint Ridge, a lot of race riots in the early days. I would.
And you
would take
cheered them.
sides?
You
I like
cheered
to
them on.
see a good fight. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden you're in jail for inciting a riot. You know,
That
just because
seems more like you started it
That's-
than
yeah, it seems-
you cheered people on.
just because you go up there and there's a festival in the park and you say, "Let's get a black guy and a white guy and see what happens," and next thing you know, it's pell mell.
Wait, are you the white guy?
Huh?
Are you the white guy?
I just wanted to watch a fight that day.
Okay.
That's just one of the times that I ended up in jail. I've been in jail for stealing things.
Not stealing things?
I've been in jail for not stealing things.
Describe those.
I've been in jail for just minding my own business.
Really?
Yeah.
That
Was the charge. That was literally the charge.
Seems like you're whitewashing this a little bit. I
No.
mean, when you were saying you've been in jail for not fighting, then all of a sudden we hear this horrible story about you inciting a race riot.
Yeah.
So minding your own business, really? You're
Minding
gonna
my
stick to
own
that?
business while my brother-in-law attacked a woman. That's all. That was the charge.
Seems like you're an accomplice more than
What had the woman done?
She had just been in her house.
that. Doesn't seem like
And what? And you guys, you
an
went in
attackable
there.
offense.
You
Yeah,
went
we
in-
went in there together. He didn't know how to get in. I helped him get in.
Okay, so this sounds like breaking and
I
entering.
didn't do nothing. I was minding my own business.
Yeah, this is more like a B&E.
This sounds like breaking and entering.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was a woman who had looked at my brother-in-law weird, and he wanted to take a pop at her. He didn't know how to get into her house, and I had been into a lot of houses at that time.
Really, you'd been in a lot of houses.
Hey, I'm a
houses
personal trainer. I would explain to you.
Houses were a new thing at the time, and you'd been in a lot of them.
That's not what I'm saying. I know how to get
broken into a lot of
That's,
them.
Thank you. If you want to
in
put
an
it that
effort
way.
to get clients to personally train
To
while
get your heart rate up.
terrorizing
To get
them.
your heart rate up.
So, were you considering training this woman before your brother-in-law took a pop at her? As you
I'm
said?
considering training everybody. Everybody at all times.
Well, here's the thing. It sounds a little bit like where you go, violence occurs. And do you then try and get clients because you're like, hey, you just got beat up.
Sure.
You just got your ass handed to you. If you were in better shape, you
Yeah.
could have handled this race war.
That's one of the things I do. That's absolutely. I got a strong guy. His name is Victor, and I bring Victor with me out to the pier, and he beats the crap out of people, out of nowhere. And then I go up to him and I say, "Hey, next time, you want to win that fight?" And I give him my card, and I start training them. Now they don't know that Victor works for me, and the reason they just got the crap beat out of him is because I paid a guy to do it.
I just
It's a good way to get business.
I just want to make sure that Victor is not coming in here today.
Victor, no, Victor's in jail.
Oh, how long has he been in jail?
Victor's been in jail. Oh, he goes in and out. It's no big deal.
Was he minding his own business as well?
Always minding his own business, making a living, beating people up.
How many people do you train over at Bally's?
Over at Bally's?
Yeah.
Currently, I don't have any. You're not going to believe this. I don't have any clients right now.
I'm not going to believe that.
That's what I'm doing. I'm standing outside trying to drum up business because they got this thing where if you don't got no clients, they don't pay you. You know what I'm talking about?
Because you're not even wearing one of the Bally's trainer shirts.
No, they asked me to hand those in. It was like, give me your badge. They says, give me the
Your
shirts.
badge and gun.
Yeah, you can't wear them. But anyway, we got an arrangement that if I come up with some clients, I can go back in there anytime.
Okay.
So let's go, gentlemen. Here we go. What's your name?
Jason.
I'm going to call you Jerk because I think you're kind of a jerk.
Okay, well, that's a great mnemonic device in order to remember his real name, Jason. Is that because J and J, you think he's kind of a jerk, so you
I didn't even
remember
think
Jason?
of that. I didn't even think of that.
Oh, I see.
What's your name?
Scott.
I'm going to call you the guy with the dog. And we're going to start training. First thing I'm going to ask you to do is give me something you love. And
I give you it, like physically give it to you?
that's right. Give me something you love.
Like your dog.
No.
That'd be perfect. Buddy,
No.
that would be perfect. If you want results, give me your dog. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to strap an explosive to it, whatever it is. I'm going to put it on the top of a building. And I'm going to say, you got 2 minutes to get up there, and the elevators aren't working.
Wait, are you a supervillain as well back in the early
I want
days?
you running up those stairs. That's the workout. Get up there to save a thing you love. Nobody runs like a guy who's running to save a thing he loves.
No, but just like, what if
Yes.
The
Scott
magic
doesn't make it?
Stanislavski's what if, yes.
What if Scott doesn't make it? The dog's going to blow up?
In 50 years of doing this, very few things have blown up on that roof.
Which roof do you use? Do you use the same roof each time?
Less than half. Yeah, it's had a bit.
Less than half. That seems about half to
That
me.
seems
little
like-
less than
About
half of the things
50%?
have
That
blown
seems
up.
like
49%?
Buddy, I don't know. I don't
Less than
keep
half.
records. It's been a long time. I don't keep records. But yeah, quite a few of the things have blown up, but I would say fewer than half. Or about half. Or a little more than half.
so. The majority of things have blown up.
I don't know. We're not voting here. This guy with the
It's
majorities.
not a vote situation. It's more statistics.
What are we in Congress? I don't know. Things blow up if you don't get up there in time to save it. And sometimes it's a dog, and sometimes it's a piece of jewelry, and sometimes it's a deed to a property, and it's gone.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? One time it was a briefcase full of money. Yep.
Deed to property.
A deed to property.
And you just
Kapow.
you just strap an explosive device to that deed.
Sure. Or in that case, I think I wrapped the deed around the bomb.
Have you
I
ever
would think that would be better.
Yeah.
Like,
Have
sort of like
you
a paper
ever-
mache in a way.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
have you ever had an instance where people come across the bomb who aren't meant to, and
Oh, yeah.
Accidentally trigger it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You get a nosy janitor or something like, well, I've learned now to tell the janitor, hey, buddy, for the next half hour, don't go on the roof. But
Or else?
learn that the hard way, huh?
Sure, yeah.
So people have been murdered.
No. A couple of janitors lost their hands. Don't get ridiculous. But
Does the building ever blow up itself?
there did minor structural damage to the building.
I
A lot of the time.
I have to ask, were you in New York City in 2001?
Were you training anybody at the World Trade Center?
No, come on, guys. Nothing like that has ever been insinuated or proven of any kind.
Because this is a theory that I feel like Rafi could get on board for my character on the league.
that there was an old man who was personal trainer training people to run up the stairs.
Here's where your theory falls apart. The bombs that the government placed at the base of the World Trade Center were at the base of the World Trade Center.
That's true. Not the roof.
They were not on the roof.
Plus, it's too high. The World Trade Center is too high to even go all the way up to the top, right? How tall are the buildings you usually work with?
Like 10, 12 stories, something like
That's
that. I don't-
manageable.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's doable.
absolutely. Yeah, you're not going to.
Could somebody like you do the World Trade Center? Could you run the steps of the World Trade Center?
Absolutely.
In the
I'll
shape
do
you're
it
in?
tomorrow. I will do
Ooh.
it tomorrow.
Ooh,
Why not
ooh.
today?
Let's
Why not
do
right
it
now?
I'll do it right now.
Oh, hang on though. I
I'll
just
go straight to the World Trade Center and I'll
Yeah,
climb up to the top
ooh.
and I'll dance around up there like Rocky Balboa's.
no, you can't do that. Those buildings are gone. Never forget. You seem to have forgotten, but you're supposed to never forget.
They live on in my heart.
So you're going to go to where they live in your heart and then
Yeah.
dance around on the top of them like Rocky Balboa's?
Sure. A lot of the time, it's good enough to exercise in your heart.
You know that David Bowie sang Let's Dance, not Rocky Balboa's.
Rocky Balboa's.
Okay.
He was the Ziggy Stardust.
All right. Well,
That's good stuff, by the way.
we'll actually try some of your other techniques.
You're hiring me as your personal trainer.
Well, I want a little.
Usually
okay.
the first session's free, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's consider this the first session.
Yeah, first free session.
Oh, really? Usually the first session is free. Is that what you say?
That's
Dirk?
what Bally said. Yeah, they
Yep.
in all their contracts, the first one's free.
Give me a break.
They're multi-year, incredibly long contracts.
Why do I work there? All right, fine.
Okay.
We'll get training.
All right.
Yeah.
I tell you something. You don't know this. You were too young, but there was a time when you used to watch something on the television, and if you missed it, that was it.
Yeah, no,
If you missed
we
it-
remember all that.
People would talk about it
Yeah.
at work the next day or whatever, and you would say, "Well, I'm sorry, I didn't get to see it." And
You
that
know,
would be the end of the conversation.
It's
You
very
wouldn't say,
bizarre because you think that the internet is a recent development, but you're not realizing that what you say is a long time ago was really just about 5 years ago.
Look, all right, fine. Point taken. You're familiar with the time before the internet. Whatever, gentlemen.
I do want to introduce.
I noticed you have a
this-
phone here. Do you know that there was a time? I'm sure you're too young to remember. When you had to, if you wanted to make a phone call, you had to go to a phone where there was one. You couldn't take one with you.
Everyone remembers
Yes.
this.
Huh?
Everyone remembers this.
Of course. Hard line phones. You using a payphone, for example?
Hey, I'm surprised that you know that. There was a time when you used to have to put money in a phone on the street,
Those
And-
phones still exist.
and
Yeah.
you put coins in them, and they would make a phone call right there from the street. Right there from the street, gentlemen.
Are you done?
I'm done with that.
But you have more of other things. All right, let me
Hey,
introduce.
there's a lot of differences between now and then.
Let's not get into more of them. This is Bill Carter at Trainer for the Stars, SeekingStars.org. And he promised to give us our free session. He's a trainer.
At the ballets across the street.
The valleys.
All we've really figured out about him so far is that he will break into your home when you're most unaware or least suspected. I don't know when that would
asleep.
be. Yeah, sleep.
It's best if you're asleep because we get you at your most resting heart rate, and we get that heart rate up as quick as possible.
Do you like to
from
break into the
resting.
window that's like right next to the bed, or do you break into like the kitchen window and like sort of shuffle around and?
This is the chasm between my expertise and your entire lack of knowledge. You try to do it as far away from the bedroom as possible, so they wake up with a start and go, "What's that?" And then they're just like it's a mad dash to try to figure out what to do from there. If it happens right in the room where you're sleeping, you have information, right? I want you to have no information, pure panic.
What information do
fear.
they have that an old man is breaking into your?
Yeah, that's right. Somebody's breaking into the window. That's
no,
what it is.
an old man. I mean, so they're less frightened.
I
Is
don't
that
think
what
that
you're
you
saying?
would think your first thought of me is that I'm an old man. Your first thought of me is I'm in trouble. Look at the guns on this guy.
You
cool.
take guns with you? To this?
Sometimes I do, but I'm referring to my arms.
Oh, okay.
But occasionally I'll have 1 or 2 or 3 guns on me.
Really?
Yeah, sure.
One or
Let me
two or
ask you
three.
this question. Let me
Yeah,
ask you
sure.
this question. Just because you mentioned having gone to jail a lot and so forth,
Many, many times.
do you ever try and train someone, but it turns out there's nobody in the house, and now you're in the house, so
Great question.
That is
I
a
don't
good
know.
question.
Might as
Sure.
well.
A lot of the times I'll have my eye on a client, and I'll say I'm going to make that guy a client. And I'll stake out his property a little bit, find out whether there's an alarm system, all that stuff,
Stuff that normal trainer.
case the joint, as it were.
like a trainer has to do. And then, of course, I want to break in when he's there,
Yeah.
Oh,
But
of
sometimes
course.
you're right. It has happened that I broke in, and I'm waiting for somebody to come at me with their kitchen knives, and they don't come. And then I start looking for them, and they're not there. And then, yeah, just as you say, why not? I don't have one of these DVD VCR combos.
'Cause that's what you're looking for.
Well, because I've got all these VHSs.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I want to
Well,
transfer them over to DVD in
Do
my
you have
spare
an
time.
extensive movie collection?
So I might. No, it's all tapes of myself
You do,
Doing what?
doing what? Yeah.
working out, getting in shape,
But getting in shape in what way?
just getting in shape in all manner of different ways.
Is it a series? Is it like a series of tapes that you give people to train?
Sometimes I hand them
Like
out.
P90,
Sure, I do.
like P90X, like
I
that?
don't know what that is.
That's like an exercise regimen that you watch on DVD. Is this your version?
I don't know what that is. I'll be very honest with you. I was going to start an exercise program like Jane Fonda or Richard Stanley's, and I was going to start it up. And so I just started taping myself working out.
Yeah.
And never got around to it. But I've got literally thousands of hours of myself working out.
What do you wear?
Do you sell that?
You're asking just the right question. I don't wear anything on any of these tapes because I want people to see how the body is working.
You want to see the musculature
Yeah,
that goes
precisely.
into.
So
That's right.
thousands of hours of you working out in the nude. Now, just to get to the real nut of this.
Yeah.
What, so to speak?
No pun intended.
What do you do when you're working out?
All kinds of things are working out. Sometimes I'm just jumping up and down on the couch.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes, I had a whole series where I was saying, hey, you know what? Yard work is a great workout. So I'm just out there out in my front lawn, and I'm trimming the hedges and stuff like that. And I'm saying, look at how your musculature
pun
works.
intended.
When you trim, what would be the pun there, pal?
Well, maybe you're trimming your pubic hair is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, no, forget that.
Oh, you like a nice big bush?
Sure I do. Sure.
Nice big gray bush?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But anyway,
Barbara
Barbara Bush, she was a wonderful American.
There used to be a time when first ladies-
tragically gone, tragically taken from us.
Wait, I think she's still alive.
But sometimes the workout is then I'll just go into a public park and I'll just walk around, take a good brisk walk out in the park and just
That
say,
can
hey.
be very helpful to the heart.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
be
say
honest.
you don't have to be on a treadmill in a gym. You can walk around in public all you want.
I'll be honest with you, though, Bill, because, in my mind, I was picturing you doing, like, exercises in your house, like camera set up on a tripod.
And a lot of the time I am. But my point is
if you're walking around in a public park naked, who's shooting? Who's got the camera?
Victor.
Oh, is this what Victor went to jail for?
One of the times Victor went to jail, it was for this.
But you have not gone to jail because of this.
I'm faster than Victor.
Really? What is Victor like?
Yeah, well, he's giant. He's got terrible knees. He's so big, terrible knees. Yeah.
Every step is a heartbreak for him, huh?
He's a giant. Victor is a giant.
Oh,
He's
like Andre
technically,
the Giant?
He's classified as a giant.
Mm-hmm. 6'8" and above, I believe.
Could be. Yeah, he's classified technically as a giant. And I'm classified as a wizard.
I saw a giant.
Hold on, I think you just ran over something, Jason. That's very important.
I caught it at the very end there.
Okay, yeah. When you say classified as a wizard,
Yeah. What's that?
who is classifying you as thusly?
Oh, we've got a friend who does these things out in the woods, and she's an elf, and I'm a wizard, and Victor is a giant, and we have a lot of fun. And I was only designated a wizard because I can work magic with people's bodies.
But nothing,
Sort of, yeah.
no other magics.
No, I mean, I
You
dabble
don't
a little
practice
bit.
the dark arts.
Yeah, sometimes, I dabble a little bit in black magic, and, God knows we've been trying to conjure Satan for decades, and never have gotten around, never have done it. But
Never found the time.
Yeah, never. Well, no, it's not. Believe me, we put in hours. But
He doesn't have it.
Huh?
He doesn't have the time.
Oh, Satan doesn't have the time. That
Yeah.
may be.
Have you
But,
given him human blood? I mean, a lot of times conjuring Satan requires
Yeah.
a blood sacrifice.
Yeah.
Right. Let me just say, we've made every effort to conjure Satan. Let me just say that, okay?
Okay,
Every
I'd
effort.
like you to be a little more specific.
Buddy, if you can think of it, and that it might conjure Satan, we've given it a try. Because there's a lot of things.
Because a lot of people think, like killing a goat or killing a virgin.
Yeah.
Or
Or a teenage boy, or
having sex with the corpse of the person you killed.
Sure. Drinking a lot of blood.
That doesn't do it, huh?
Huh?
I noticed.
Doesn't
Do you use your own blood a lot? Because I noticed some strange, other than the scars all over your surgery scars. You have some strange scars on your wrists.
Here on my wrists. Yes, I'm what's known in the suicide community as a 19er. I've tried 19 times.
To kill yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
The Hardcastle.
Huh?
The Paul Hardcastle
I don't know that.
of suicides.
I don't know that.
Okay.
What is that?
He sang a song called 19.
Oh, did he?
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Or the Steely Dan of suicides. You can
Oh,
also
Hey
say.
19.
Hey,
That
19?
song I
That's
know.
more your
a-
speed, huh?
Wait, are you
Those
talking
guys.
about that? No, 19.
Yeah, Purple Heart, Sis of Saigon.
I got it.
So why would you try to commit suicide so many times? It seems like your life is so great.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
You're a wizard. You're a PT.
Yeah, sure. But no, the idea is that I'm going to come back. I'm going to go down and I'm going to meet Satan, and I'm going to be imbued with certain powers, superhuman powers, and then he will, and then I'll come back.
How would you do that by fighting Satan? Do you feel like, is it like a strength?
Or is this some sort of bargain?
I'd love to fight Satan. I'd love to get down there and fight him. Give him a real. I know just what I'd do. I'd give him a kick to the solar plexus,
Yeah.
and then I'd grab him by those horns of his, and it would be nose to the knee, his nose to my knee.
Those horns are a weakness. I
They
have
are.
to
They're a
say,
terrible
anything that
weakness.
protrudes like that is it's like Batman's cape. You just grab his cape.
Huge
you know?
mistake.
Yeah. Big mistake.
Yeah, it's pretty bad news.
But you've never succeeded?
As far as I know. It's possible that I have encountered Satan during one of my blackouts after trying to kill myself, and I just don't remember it when I wake up. It's very possible.
And every time you just do you wake up in the hospital? Like, how does...
In the hospital or in a graveyard. Sometimes I'll try to kill myself in a graveyard.
Because now, here's the thing. Earlier you took your shirt off and said these are all surgery scars. And now I'm inclined to believe that they're not, in fact, surgery
Depends
scars.
on how you define surgery.
Have you tried to perform surgery on yourself? Have you performed amateur surgery on yourself?
In a sense, what I'm trying to do, gentlemen, is part of a whole long ritual that takes hours to perform, where we've done our best to communicate with Satan, and I kill myself, and I die, and I go to hell, and I commune with Satan down there, and he gives me powers to go back as one of his minions, and I am bodily resurrected, okay, and then I go, and now I'm Satan's minion on Earth. I'm serving Satan.
I noticed too.
And in a sense, that's a surgery.
That you have a little tiny hole in the back of your head. Have you tried the trepanning, where you drill a hole in your head in order to sort of get more oxygen to your brain?
I don't know why the hole was drilled in my head.
So that was not self-inflicted.
Somebody else did that?
Yeah, that was part of somebody else's thing. They just, I knew this chick for a while in Venice, and she says, we were dating for 6 months. She says, "Can I drill a hole in your head?" I said, "All right."
But because of the time that you'd been together, or
6 months
6
is
months
not
is
a long time. I mean, I've been together with people for years, and I would not have let them.
Yeah, and they say, "Hey, do you?"
You don't know until somebody asks
what
you would do. But I says, "Yeah, all right."
So that's how you found out that you'd let someone drill a hole in your head because they asked you.
If they asked me to, sure. I mean, well, she was a sweet piece of ass.
Do you mind if I drill a different hole in the back of your head?
Buddy, I just met you, and you're not even a client.
If were I a client, would you let me?
I'll tell you what. You train with me. You commit right now to 9 months of training. You can drill a hole anywhere in me that you want.
After the 9 months, or just right?
You commit to it now, and you can drill a hole anywhere you want. That's fine.
When she said, "I'd like to drill a hole in your head," was it in an effort, like Scott was saying, to get more oxygen and to increase your brain's capacity, or is it a kind of sex play thing?
Well, you know what? Funny you should say that. When she says to me, "Can I drill a hole in your head?" I thought she meant metaphorically or something like that. I want to get into your brain or
like
whatever.
She wanted to stick her penis into your mouth. And
I don't know. I just said, yeah, okay. Then she actually brought out a drill, and
a vice grip.
Well, because she says, "Believe me, you're going to struggle." I says, "I won't." She says, "You're going to struggle." So, yeah.
Did she put any kind of anesthetic on it or anything like that? Anything to numb the area?
No, that's funny. No, she didn't. She really didn't. I'll tell you something. It really did hurt. But I don't remember if I asked her why she was doing it in the end. It was a very hectic day.
A lot going on that day.
Really?
A lot going on that day, yeah.
And it ended with a hole being drilled in
Yeah,
your
that's
head.
right. So I don't know. Maybe that's a good point. Maybe it was to bring more oxygen into my head. Maybe it's worked. Maybe it's why I look so great at 88.
Really don't look that
Yeah,
good.
you don't look great.
What are you talking about?
So,
Ridiculous.
when you say the suicide community, are you a part of that community? Or?
Sure.
So what does that entail?
Oh, there's just a bunch of us who get together and talk about what we did last time and what we're planning to do next time, and we just sort of give each other support.
Really, a lot of people would say support would include encouraging people not to try it again.
But this is a different kind of group. This is a group of people who
Why wouldn't a group like this just agree to murder each other?
Well, we're
great
not
point.
a murder group. That's a different kind of group.
It's
I
not
could
a
join that group.
murder-suicide pact.
Yeah,
no.
that's a different
That's
group.
just a suicide pact.
For a group
Come on,
of
man.
people who have attempted suicide so many times to
Unsuccessfully.
failure,
Yeah.
why not farm it out? Why not farm it out and be like, you know what? We all have great ideas.
Uh-huh.
Maybe we lack the follow-through, whatever. Boom,
This is
you
just
off me, he off him, boo,
Right.
boo, 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 boo.
You're talking about a different group. This is just a support group for people who are trying to kill themselves and have not been able to succeed and are trying, and we gain strength from one another. And
Strength to encourage you to try again.
Yeah. You're talking about a different kind of group that would be a murder-suicide group, and a lot of folks do go from our group onto a group like that, and they have a lot of success with it.
But
and
that's not your
God
group.
bless them. That's not my thing. I'm not into it. I want to do it myself.
You do.
It's a sense of accomplishment.
And if you had hired like a personal assassin,
I could
I
tell
don't know why I
Victor.
said personal, like personal chef, like a personal assassin.
A personal
I
assassin.
keep an assassin on retainer.
If you had hired an assassin to
Yeah.
do it yourself,
I'd feel like I cheated.
Yeah.
You know, and I
plus,
could tell
plus when
Victor.
Satan got down, when you got down there to Satan, maybe he'd look at you like, can't do it yourself, huh?
Precisely.
would
And
Satan-
I might not go to hell because, you kill yourself, you're going straight to hell, pal. I'll tell you that. Right.
Why
you
would
want-
Satan give
where I
you
wanna go.
powers? Like, why? If you, here's the thing. Like, you're obviously incapable of killing even yourself.
That's not fair.
Like, why are you worthy of Satan's? Why should Satan's eye be on you to imbue you with powers and make you a dominion of his on earth?
Because I'm extremely charismatic. People look
Can't
at
argue with that.
people look at this body and they say, "I'll follow that guy anywhere." And
I think honestly, I think a lot of them are saying, "I think that guy is following me everywhere."
what's the difference? This guy again with the hair splitting. And I'm powerful. I'm physically powerful. I'm mentally powerful. I think I would make a wonderful minion of Satan's if he so chooses to assign me that task here on Earth.
I would love to see an example of you being mentally powerful.
Okay.
Now, you say you're a wizard, so...
Well, I'm just a wizard in terms of what I can do with people's bodies. We're just having fun in the forest. But I'm going to make you do something right now. I'm going to make you do something.
All right, here we go.
Okay. Well, there we go. That was easy.
Wait, what did I do?
You sat there looking smug. That's what I was trying
That's what you're
to
trying to make him do.
accomplish.
I
that time.
believe I was doing that before you...
It is impressive, actually.
Thank you very much. Now, are we going to get training or what?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a
I
verbal
want to get in.
commitment over
I want to
here.
get in shape. I'll be honest with you. I do want to get in shape.
Okay.
You look terrible. You really do. You're telling me I look terrible. Look at this. How old
No,
are you?
huh?
How old?
I'm 37.
And look at yourself.
Yep.
You're in the prime of your life and you're letting yourself turn
I
into
agree.
this.
I agree.
What a mess. What a disgrace.
Now, if you and I were to get involved,
Yes.
I just want to make sure
Yeah.
we are allowed in Bally's, right? You can go into the Bally's.
If I get 2 clients signed up, I can walk back in there and say, hey, eat it. I got these 2 guys. Put me back on a goddamn payroll and
Well-
give me back my fucking shirt.
I have to say, no, that's a verbal commitment from you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I am not going to commit, so unfortunately you're going to have to find another guy in order to go in Bally's, but until then you could just train him right here.
Yeah. What kind of stuff?
Sure.
What kind of? Give me like a.
I really do like to start with breaking into your house, but
Okay.
but you would see it coming now since we've already discussed
Yeah.
it. So I would
Sleeping
need
with
to,
one eye open.
Yeah, I'd need to get your heart rate up some other way. I don't know. Maybe I would hire a different person, somebody other than myself, to while you're driving around, get into your car with you. Well, you know what? I can't tell you what it would be because
yeah,
that ruins it. But like a carjacking situation. or
Here's
something
the
like
thing,
that,
though.
leads
Now,
someone-
any traumatic thing that happens to me
Yeah.
in the near future, I'm going to consider training.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Well,
And you know
that's
that
not so bad.
attitude that I have when I'm like, oh, I gotta go to the gym.
So
I don't really
anytime
want to.
that
So if
happens,
somebody
you're
like gets
like,
in a car and points a gun at me, I'm gonna be like, am I really in the mood to like exercise right now? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. But let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you were actually literally stabbed, would that change
Do
your
you have
attitude?
Anything for you?
Would you become a little less blasé if you literally saw your own blood?
Oh, man.
Probably.
That's such a good question. You're right. I would be.
Okay.
You're right. Here's the thing. If I was stabbed,
Sure.
I would first be worried, and then I would say, you know what? If I was in better shape, I could have avoided that stabbing.
Bingo, bango, and we're on our way. That's all I want to do.
All right, so you start off with that, but then
Yep.
what's the next step after something like that?
I got a lot of technique.
You got
Because
my-
let's picture it. I'm about to go into an audition.
Uh-huh.
I'm preparing my sides.
Sure.
And I'm like, oh, what's that? Maybe did my pen break? My red pen? Oh, wait. Oh, no.
Oh, so that's
I've
like
been
a
stabbed.
that's a secret stabbing
Yeah,
where someone
I'm
comes up
assuming.
right behind you and just goes
Yeah.
bank.
I'm not sure Victor
And
can
walks
be
away.
that stealthy.
You think he'll just clumsily approach me with a knife?
You would see, yeah,
Yeah.
probably. And he would, he's an idiot because he might say, I hope he doesn't. I'd have to make it clear to him that he should not say, Bill asked me to stab you. But
Are you
But
ready
you
for your
can never tell.
stabbing?
are you ready for your stabbing? Bill asked me to do this. Where would you like me to do it? He's a nice guy. He means well. Very
Yeah.
stupid.
He's a giant.
He's a well,
And in prison.
Yeah, that's right. But he'll be out.
Oh, really? When's Victor get out?
He'll be out in, I don't know, a couple of weeks. No big
Really?
deal. Yeah. You can't keep a guy like that in prison.
Why
is
not?
that?
Why not?
He's too big. He's too big. The
Meaning
guards are
inhumane?
terrified of him.
Meaning he'll break out, or
He'll break if he wants to out of prison. He'll break out. Absolutely. He'd smash the walls and get out of there.
And just lumber away?
But in general, the guards just say, "Oh, forget it. A guy like this, find a way to get him out." They don't want him in there.
So the guards are in charge here? What does the warden have to say about that?
Yeah, they all work together. The guards, the warden, the district attorney, the judges, they all work together. And they say, guy like this, too big. Get him out. Forget about it.
I don't
He's
remember that
eating too
happening
much.
in the Green Mile.
The Green Mile. Didn't see it. Was there a giant in jail?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And they let him out, right?
'Cause he was
no,
too big?
No, they
They
executed
let him out. They let him out through. They let his soul out of his body.
Well, that's the other option. You could kill
He
him.
lost 7 pounds.
I tell Victor, one of these days they're going to get tired of letting you out and they're going to kill you. So they could do that.
Ooh, would you be sad?
Nah.
Because
fella-
he'd be down there with Satan, where you want to be.
A fella like you, Bill, are you a hit with the ladies?
Are you kidding me? I got to beat him off. Are you kidding me?
gotta
Are
beat him
you
up.
sure you're just not saying you beat them?
Give me a break. But yeah, sometimes, you get girls following you everywhere, and it's like, give me a break, and a quick smack across the face. But I love the ladies, and the ladies love me, and that's one of the things you'll get if you train with me.
Are you a guy that needs to? Well, yeah, because I'd like to, have
Sure,
some
you
of
want
that.
to get it with the ladies.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Are you the kind of guy who, at your age, I hope this isn't too invasive,
Just
but
like the piano.
are at 88 years old, are you still able to perform sexually? Do you use Viagra or any of these kind of things?
I don't use Viagra. I've come up with my own Viagra. I've combined a few things that I got from
Bathtub Viagra?
I guess that's what you would call it. Yeah, I know a guy who's classified as a dragon, and he comes up with, you basically tell this guy the effect you want on your body, and he'll cough up a pill or a vial or something like that, or a couple of pills. So anyway, I can go and go. Don't worry about that, pal. Don't worry about me. I can go and go and go.
Because of it. Okay. What are you attracted to?
Oh, I like a lady. I like them older than me.
Older than you?
Yeah, I like them older.
Where do you find them older
More
than you?
experienced. Well, sometimes it's difficult. You got to go to the old age homes, or you go to daytime matinees. You got to get to dinner real early. But you can find these girls.
Yeah.
Sure, you can.
And they're good to go.
Yeah.
Do you
Always
use
good to go.
protection or?
Why bother? Right? Why bother?
Well, I mean,
Huh?
the spread of AIDS.
Oh yeah. You think AIDS could beat me?
Bill,
I'd beat the shit out of AIDS.
Bill, have you ever been tested for AIDS or
Not by a doctor. No.
Wait, who tested you? Like a fellow wizard friend, or
My friend in the woods who's an elf. She was a nurse practitioner for.
what was the result?
what was the result?
If you don't mind us asking.
Well, she just rubbed her hands over me and said, "Don't worry about it."
She said, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah. She was trying to pick up in my essence whether there was a disruption in the essence in the field, but everything was fine. But anyway,
don't you worry that you're out there spreading disease?
why would I worry about it? Look, this is the way I look at it. If you get a disease and you're not tough enough to fight it off, you deserve to die of it. No disease is tough enough for me. I beat any disease in the face.
Have you ever had a disease?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'd probably beat it up. If I ever got it, I'd beat it up. And I didn't even know. I beat it in my sleep.
Do you fight a lot in your sleep?
Sure, I really fight a lot in my sleep. I tell the old ladies I sleep with, I say, get out of here now, because when I fall asleep, it's going to be fists.
Night rages?
Yeah, a lot of night rages. That's exactly right. Well, you do some of your best training in your sleep,
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
That's a tenet of your philosophy.
That is,
really.
yeah. You do a lot of your best training in your sleep, as long as there's enough things disturbing you.
Bill, let me ask you a question. If you are training me,
Yes.
will you
Which I
enter
am.
my dreams to train me in my sleep while I
I'll
sleep?
do my best to do that. Yes, that's
Is
part of it.
that
It's
why you became a
psychological.
wizard?
Yeah. I'm telling you, the wizard designation. We're just having fun in the woods. It's not. I can't do magic. I can do magic with your body.
Are you videotaping what happens out there in the woods?
Oh, a lot of the times I do. Yeah. Yeah, sure.
I can't help but imagine that you are sitting on a treasure trove of video cassettes
Yeah,
that I
I
would
mean,
love to watch.
What are you doing with these? Are
Well,
they
I'm-
going to be released upon your death? or-
Transferring them to DVD with one of those DVD VCR combos that I helped myself to once in
So
someone's.
is that all
Okay.
you do all day? Just like sit there and watch yourself masturbating a younger you?
I set aside 4 hours a day to watch myself train in the nude on video. And
What do you do while you are watching?
Hey, look, you know what?
you videotaping
You know
that?
what? That's it. You
That's
crossing
a great
line.
question. Do you
You're crossing a-
videotape yourself watching the videotapes?
Oh, I have done that. Yes, I
So
have.
it takes
because
so you have 4 hours of video once you're done transferring 4 hours of video to
I don't do
DVD.
it every time, but I do it time because the point is that you can get exercise just by watching yourself get exercise. That's a way of getting exercise.
Really?
Sure. You can get exercise watching yourself get exercise as long as you're and you might as well be in the nude so we can see the musculature at work.
Can you try to train him? Jason is going to fall asleep here for a second. You can fall asleep on cue. A lot of people know that.
Oh,
about you.
sure,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
I'm like-
I would love to see you try to get
as long
into
as I
his-
stand up, I fall asleep.
Yeah, you and Little Gary are both
Yes.
very similar in that respect. But I would love to see you get into his dreams. Like I'd love to
Sure.
see an example of that. Do you have to be asleep as well?
No, it's best
Okay,
if I'm
good.
not asleep.
Okay, well, so if you wouldn't mind, Jason,
Yeah,
standing up, and we'll see a little
Sure.
bit.
I mean, just
Yeah, let's
sleep
make sure we
standing
get
up on cue.
the lav mic on you so that.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna
This
just
guy could
lean
be
against the
designated
wall.
a wizard. All right, pal. Look at that. He's asleep.
He's out.
I'm
All
gonna get
right.
into his dream state now.
Okay.
We're gonna see him fight.
Okay.
It's me, your father. It's me, your father. But I got the face of your mother. And I got the hand of a bear. And in my other hand is a hook. And in the bear hand is a knife. And I'm on fire. But it doesn't bother me. The fire doesn't hurt me. It can only burn you. What are you gonna do? Defend yourself. Defend yourself from that. Huh? There we go. See? He's clenching his fist.
Oh wow, he's looks like he has some night rages himself.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's the whole point. You got to get him fighting in his sleep.
So what happens then? Like, how does it climax?
Right now, he's in there doing battle with his father, with the face of his mother, and the hand of a bear, and a knife, and a hook on the other hand,
He's on fire.
and
yeah.
fire.
Yeah,
What else?
It doesn't hurt him, but it hurts him.
The fire doesn't hurt the father.
Yeah,
the
but it
fire
hurts him,
hurts the
yeah.
son.
Got it.
Only the son.
So
this
then-
fire is for you and you alone. It's gonna burn you. You better fight me.
Okay,
Right.
so then how long does this go on?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on in his dream state. You want to wake him up and find out?
Are we allowed to do that? Like to wake someone up in the middle of a dream?
We
Like,
can
I
do
always
whatever
heard
we
that
want.
I heard that would kill someone.
This is America.
Oh, that's true.
Wake up! Ha ha!
Hey, wake up, man.
Did you have a scary dream there and you was fighting?
I did.
Tell
I
us
had
about
a pretty crazy dream.
Tell us.
I saw my father.
Oh,
okay.
boy.
it
Did
worked.
you have a bad relationship with him or something? Why is that so scary?
It was scary because he was wearing the face of my mother.
Oh,
Perfect.
weird.
Yeah.
Wait, do you remember his hands at all?
Yeah.
What were they like?
I'm going to be honest with you. This part's crazy.
Okay.
It's not going to make sense to you or the listeners.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, hit us with it.
He had the hand of a bear.
Beautiful.
Whoa, like a claw. Like
Yeah.
oh, my
a
God.
furry claw.
That
Bear hand.
That was just one of them?
Yeah, the other hand, this really freaked me out,
Okay.
was a hook.
Oh, like
you
Captain
go.
Hook?
Like Captain Hook childhood.
And then the
childhood
bear's
trauma.
hand
Yeah.
was a dildo.
What? Wait a minute.
Really?
Hold on.
It was...
A dildo? What was he doing with it?
It got sexy. This is weird.
Hold on
is
here,
weird.
Bill. Hold on.
This is pretty weird.
What are you doing in people's dreams?
Dude, I know. I didn't put that there.
Wait a
This-
second.
We just learned a lot about
What
his attitude
happened-
toward his father.
Hold on. I think that your mouth was saying knife and your mind was saying dildo.
Oh, forget it.
What happened was...
That was not me. Don't put that on me.
This is some of your wizardry?
No. The whole point of this is...
It was rough. I'm going to
Okay.
say this. It was rough.
Oh, jeez.
The dildo
Oh, jeez.
hurt.
Oh.
And
This
then...
is not what I had in mind.
That's
not what I'm
The
telling you.
hook came into use and was
Really?
horrible.
I can't. I don't think that was the intended.
No. There's two kinds of dreams, sex and death. I was going for death. He turned it into sex.
Huh.
And that's a problem. But we'll work on that. But the point is, the whole point of it is,
I do want to do another session. I want to be clear about
Okay,
that.
good.
I definitely want to do another. I did get something out of it.
all right,
Okay.
good. Yeah. I'm sure it sounds like you did.
All right. Well, Bill, that's all fascinating. It sounds like you have one client. I hope you get another one. Are you sticking around, or are you taking off?
I think I might as well take off because I got to get ready for tonight. You know what we're going to do tonight, jerk?
What's that?
I'm going to tie a dead cat to you, and I'm
Okay.
going to take you up to Griffith Park, and you're going to run away from the wild dogs. And that has to happen late at night
All right.
when the wild dogs are out hunting.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
That's the only time they hunt. Is really late.
When you hear them yapping at night, that's when as soon as we start hearing the yapping, we're going to send you out there.
Okay.
And you're going to run away, and
Where do we get the dead cat?
That's what I got to go do right now.
Okay, well, Bill Carter at Trainer for the Stars, seekingstars.org. You can reach him there through email, I would imagine, or...
I think there's an email component.
That is an email address.
yeah, so you think
literally?
part of that is email?
Part of it is email.
Yeah, okay, good. And we'll
Do
be
you
right...
own a computer?
I don't have a computer. Victor takes care of all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. I got to wait for him to get out of jail.
You may have like a stockpile of emails waiting for you.
Who knows? He's an idiot.
This is Comedy Bang Bang, of course, the new Comedy Bang Bang. Or is next week the first one? We don't know, but this is it. I'm Hot Saucerman.
Excuse me, hello.
Whoa, who's this?
Excuse me.
Some gentleman just
Listen.
came into the theater.
Is this what is
Wait,
this?
I just called this a theater.
Is this a comedy death ray radio show?
No, this is a
it's not.
theater, sir.
What is it? Is it a theater? It's a small one, isn't it?
This is the Comedy
This
Bang
is
Bang.
small. What
Yes,
is the
comedy
show?
Comedy Bang Bang show.
Oh, then I'm in the wrong place. I came here
Who
looking for the comedy.
sir, who are you? Before we go another second.
Announce yourself.
My name is Clive Dundee, and I am here because I was told that this is a place where a person can come and air a grievance. What is this? I was told that this is a place you can come if you had something to promote or something to talk about.
Wait a minute. So you have something to promote or talk about, but also
And-
air a grievance?
Yeah, I've got a grievance. Listen, I'm here.
First of all,
This
speak up, sir.
microphone is a real fucking problem.
Oh,
I've chosen the wrong one. Fine.
All right, here we go. So
I've
what
got
is
a
your name, Clive?
lawsuit on. It's Clive Dundee.
Slow down. You don't
I've
need to
got
take
a
it.
lawsuit on.
We don't need so much information right away.
What do you mean?
you've got a lot. You can just relax for
Yeah.
just a second. Let's
I know
get
you're
to-
nervous. You haven't been on a show. I'm sure.
Never been on a show.
We
like
haven't
this
met.
before.
You haven't.
No.
You don't know our names.
Yeah, we don't know anything about you. You
It's
don't
a
know
good-
anything about us.
I don't know how it works. All I
Slow
was
it
told
down.
was that you could come into this place if you got something to say.
No.
It's a free open microphone with an
you
open
this?
door policy.
That's not how it
Told you
works
this.
at all.
He is right about the open door policy.
No, the open door
That
policy
true.
is right,
That is
but-
very true.
But yeah, I don't.
Where did you? But I'm curious as to where he heard this.
I was told this from my friend Dom DeMillo, who is
Oh, that
theatrical
guy.
director. Who he says he comes in whenever he's got something to promote, and I've got a lawsuit on. I'm suing someone, and I want some public support for it.
Who?
Right?
Right? Wait, I'm just supposed to
What's
agree
your
with that?
names?
Right.
What's your names
My-
then, if you want me to ask?
My name is Paul.
He's all
F.
upset I didn't find out your names.
Well-
what is it again?
My name is Paul F. Tompkins.
Fine, that's good.
I'm Hot Saucerman.
Hi. What's your name?
Hot Saucerman.
I don't like that.
And we are Meet the Beatles.
Meet the Beatles.
Meet the Beatles,
We're
yeah.
a Beatlemania cover band.
Oh, yeah, well, there's a lot of money in that, I'll tell you that.
Meet the Beatlemaniacs.
If you will.
You covered the songs of the Beatlemaniacs.
Yes.
That sounds very profitable.
It's a lot of medleys.
Yeah, right, yeah. Well, what's the point of ending a song, right? Just get to the next one.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Now, Clive, what is this? Scott, may I ask?
Please do.
You are the host.
I need to
don't
take a
wanna-
breather. Whew.
Yeah, please. Here's my handkerchief.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, please wave it in front of
I'm
your face.
having the vapors.
Yeah, so I lie down on this divan.
You haven't got one. It's a lie, folks. At home, there's no
What?
divan.
Why are you? This theater of
Are
the
you
mind.
puncturing
Why
the
are you-
hole?
I don't know how it works.
Now listen, you've come all the way from England
Yeah, that's right. I'm here.
just to say you have you got a lawsuit on.
That's right. I've got a lawsuit. I'm suing the members of U2. All of them. You got Bono and the Edge and Adam Clayton and Larry. They're all getting sued by
Larry
me
Mullen Jr.?
for a lot of money. Yeah, especially Larry fucking Mullen Jr.
Well, what-
Don't like him at all.
What? Now, why are you suing them?
Because this is the situation. Are you familiar with a middle eight break? Do you know what a
Sure, in
middle
the
eight
middle
break
of a
is?
song. Reggie, you know this better
A
than
middle eight
anyone.
break.
Yeah, middle eight is the thing that the bridge.
No, it's a
We call
bit
it the
different
bridge.
from the bridge. It's a
Okay,
common
fine,
mistake now.
fine.
The middle eight break, the bridge. You got the verse, and then the bridge takes us from the verse to the chorus, right?
Right.
Okay, and this happens once, right, and then it
Then
happens,
it happens again, and
right.
then usually
And then you've got your middle
got a
eight
bridge.
break. Well, it's not in every song. No, it's different. It's a middle eight break.
What happens? When's
And
the bridge? After the middle eight break?
No,
you're
you've
saying?
got your verse, and then you've got your bridge, and then you've got your chorus. The bridge is the
Verse,
gap between
bridge,
the verse.
chorus.
Right. Verse, bridge,
No.
chorus.
In that order.
Verse, bridge, chorus.
I don't
Middle
know
eight
about
break.
that.
Middle eight break.
Okay.
Verse, bridge, chorus.
I always call that the bridge.
A lot of people do. You're not alone.
There's
Do
a
you say
confounded
dinner
bridge.
or supper?
What do I say? I say, let's have supper. Yeah, I do.
You had to put yourself in
That's what I
character
say.
there for a second.
When I had to think
Who
about
did you imagine
I
you were
had
talking to?
I had to say it in context. I imagine I was saying it to my wife.
Do you have a wife?
Yeah, I've got a wife.
Oh, do you have
Back
children?
in Manchester. No, I don't have children.
Were you
She's-
imagining children in that
she's
scenario?
barren. She's barren.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
No,
in
it's
your,
all right.
fantasies, do you have children?
I'd love to have a couple of children in
So they're-
knickers and short pants
So
and
in
walking
that-
around the estate.
Wait a minute.
in
Wait a
that-
minute. Why do you
well-
why do you want them to be wearing that kind of thing, walking around your estate?
That's a little
Well,
weird.
and playing croquet and things of that nature.
Yeah, well,
just
first of all, I don't appreciate that word. The first word you said.
which one did I say now?
Yeah, the one.
The K word.
Croquet.
No, before that. Before
What did I
you said
say?
short pants, you said a word that's.
Oh,
I find-
knickers?
Oh,
Yes,
come on
please.
now.
What's the
That's
matter
fine.
with that?
You of all people.
Wait a minute. Oh, you're.
It's a bit of a confusion here.
Yeah.
I see
Especially
what's
with your
going on
accent.
here.
Because of you.
I see. It's not my fault, I don't think.
No, you say your estate. Is this? Do you live on an estate, or is this in the fantasy where you're asking people if
That's
they
right.
want
No,
supper?
I don't live on an estate. I've got no fucking money whatsoever. I'm absolutely destitute. My wife and I live under a bridge. This is it. The middle-eight break.
Did you meet Anthony Kiedis while you were there?
What are you
or-
talking about? Under the
Never
bridge.
mind.
Oh, that's a great song.
How do you feel about goats?
How do I feel about goats?
Like if they try to cross your bridge?
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, I'm not a troll.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, not a troll.
I assume because of the accent, I guess.
What? No, oh, right. Well, I don't think that's fair. But no, this is a situation.
All right,
For
slow down,
years
sir.
now,
Slow down.
I feel I'm
Take
going
your time.
slow enough. You two. I am the secret member of the band nobody knows about.
Wait, you were the 5th member of U2?
That's precisely
I always
right.
thought that was Paul McGann, their manager.
Paul McGuinness, no, he's a
McGuinness,
son of a bitch. That's
Not the guy who played Doctor Who in that TV movie that time.
He's
My referenceometer is off tonight.
he's the 5th member in the sense that they split
Mr.
their money
Prophet.
5 ways. This is the point of it. He's taken my picture. Good, document it. I have been brought in by the band from the beginning to write all of their middle-eight breaks. They feel it's beneath them as songwriters to write a brand new melody that only lives for 8 bars. And so they call me in to write the middle-eight breaks, and I've been writing them for years, and I never get paid a fucking penny, and all I get is abuse, and I got to live in a box sometimes.
they don't pay you
Bombers.
and they abuse
I've
you?
never been paid 1 penny for this. They call me up, they go, we got a new song, it needs a middle-eight break, get over here. And then they hit me, and they slap me around, and fucking horrible people.
How long has this been going on?
It's been going on since I will fucking follow. I wrote the
What was the
long
middle 8
time.
break for
the
that?
middle-eight break for I've got them all right here.
Oh, okay, here we go.
I'll find it. It starts with I, and they're all alphabetical in there.
I guess that's how
I
it
remember,
works.
I will follow. Your eyes make a circle, right? That part. I see you when I go in there, right? Your eyes make a circle. It's a nice break from the verse chorus. I wrote it. You know what I got for that? I hit on the head with a fucking rock out in the lane.
Wait, hold on.
Plane break.
Before we continue, plane break. Here we go. What happened there? What happened there, Engineer Doug? What happened to our plane break?
It just plain broke.
I really want to talk about my lawsuit. I mean,
Shut the fuck up! We're taking a plane break.
this is a long fucking
plane break!
It was oh, for Christ's sake!
Taking a plane break! Just a plane break! Taking a plane break! No, I enjoyed it.
That plane has been in the hangar for 5 minutes now. That was a long fucking break.
Sorry, but when a plane comes by, our listeners
Christ.
don't like to hear the noise, so we take a plane break.
Yeah.
So that's note for note what happens every single time.
That was
Yep. Take a plane
Christ,
break.
it was
You
a
have to bring out
long
sheet music.
fucking
You know what?
time.
I'm glad we practiced that.
Thank God.
I was afraid I was going to miss a part.
Well, I try to schedule this show around the air traffic control schedule.
Yeah.
but
That song
sometimes it
needed
doesn't
a
work out.
middle-eight break.
Middle-eight plane
Let's
break.
try one. Here we go. Ready? And
Wait a minute. No, we can't possibly listen to it again after all that time.
Well, you're going to add a middle eight to it.
egregious.
Here we go.
This plane goes to London. That would be a good middle-eight break. It's
not
a brand
bad.
new melody, isn't
Yes,
it?
That's
it's
not
not
bad.
bad.
So why do you keep doing it if this has happened to you?
Yeah, why?
Because you know what? I mean, they're my only friends. They're my only mates going back a long way.
Don't sound like your
Adam
friends at all.
Clayton keeps a cattle prod in a pool cue case, and he calls it the Clive stick, and he hits me with it if I'm taking too long to come up with a middle-eight break. That's how bad these fuckers are.
Well, they don't sound like your friends.
They're horrible human beings, but every once in a while they'll give me a cigarette.
How long have you known them?
I've known him since 1979.
Since you were kids, I guess.
Yeah, we were kids coming up together, them in Ireland, and
How
I
old are
came
you, by
over
the
from
way?
England. I'm 48.
So wait. Hold on. In 1979,
Yeah.
it seemed like you were...
Jeez, now that's hard to think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Well, just think about when you graduated high school,
48.
which would have been...
I can do it.
When did you graduate high school?
I have been 16 years old, boys.
when did you graduate high school?
When did I graduate high school? In 1981.
What class were you?
Class of 81.
81.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So what happened when you graduated
What
high
year?
school?
I'm
Because
sorry.
you two would have already been popular. Did they play at your commencement?
They were
or-
fairly... No, they didn't play.
So you did graduate high school.
What was that?
You did graduate. Don't ask me what's that. Answer immediately.
Yeah, I graduated. I did. I graduated.
All right.
I went to the Blessed Heart.
In what year did you get your driver's license?
Let's see, the old driver's license, that came in 1979. You get it at 16 in Ireland.
What
And
astrological sign are you?
astrological sign.
And what month were you born?
I'm an Aries in April. I just had my birthday.
Oh, that's
Happy
interesting.
birthday.
Andy Daly is in
Oh,
April.
yeah, that's true.
Is that
comedian
right?
My good friend Andy Daly,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, just celebrated a birthday.
Oh, well, that's good for him. He sounds nice. Angel
what is your
in
birthday?
Devil's Shoes, Salvation in the Blues, right? Angel of Harlem. That's a middle-eight break. I wrote that one.
Shut up. We
How is
don't,
that
we don't have
really
any more
break
time
up?
for that.
April 18th.
We don't have time for your
Anyway,
bullshit.
the point is,
All I want to say is this making you sad?
It's what making me sad.
This whole experience, your lawsuit, the fact that these guys are...
If I don't win this lawsuit, I'm going to kill myself.
What?
Oh, no!
Why?
I'm going
Why?
to kill myself. Why wouldn't I?
Why don't you try to make some new friends that don't beat you or electric cattle prod you?
You know what I'm going to do if I do win the lawsuit?
Yeah.
Kill myself.
Wait a minute.
I'm on board. I'm on board. He should.
I don't.
Look,
Scott, I
if you
think
don't
that's
win a lawsuit, you put a
irresponsible.
lot of time into a lawsuit.
That's
a lot of
right.
people don't realize that,
No,
but
no,
they
no.
take
That's exactly
upwards
right.
of 2 weeks.
Yes. I'm totally on board with him killing himself if he doesn't win. But
Oh,
if he
okay.
does
Yes,
win, I
that's
think that's
reasonable.
outrageous. No, you should live.
Well, because I've still spent all my life, it's not going to get better than that, is the point.
have you ever
It's
heard
not
that
gonna get better.
song,
I'll walk right out the courthouse and shoot myself in the
Have
face.
you ever heard this song? And I
Yes.
think it has a great middle-eight break.
What is it?
It's called Jitterbug by Wham. It has a great video.
Put
Jitterbug.
Jitterbug in the
Yeah.
mouth.
It's called Jitterbug.
Yeah.
Jitterbug.
Hold on. Do we need to take a plane break?
Jitterbug.
Okay, here we go.
It's a good. What's the middle-eight break on
Jitterbug.
Jitterbug?
You put the jitterbug into my jitterbug, and then you jitterbugged all around me. Here we go with the jitterbug. Middle eight is coming up next. This is the bridge, according to you.
That's right, that's
We're gonna
right.
have some fun when we jitterbug.
That is the bridge.
Here we go, jitterbugging. Everybody is
Jitterbugging.
Here we go, jitterbugging, and you take me to that high. I'm gonna hear that high. This is the middle eight. That was the middle eight.
Middle-eight. Boo! I'm going to hear that high, yeah. That's the middle-eight.
Yeah, that's the middle eight.
See, that's how easy it can be.
Well, I put too much work into this.
You really did.
You know, my biggest fuck up, as I said in the middle eight, that Martin Luther King was shot on the early morning of April 3rd.
Oh.
It was the evening. Boy, did I catch hell for that one.
Maybe, wait a minute. Did Bono know something?
What is Bono not saying?
This is like a clue.
No, I
Early
wrote it.
morning, April 4. I got news. Martin Luther King was gonna die. I didn't tell anyone. I didn't think it was real. And this has always been my secret shame.
Also, was he born?
Yeah, he would have been.
Was he born?
Yeah, he would have been.
2 years old?
Because
No,
what
he
year were
would
you
have been
born in?
7. He was born
7.
in 61.
You were born in 61?
I was born in 1963.
There we go.
It's good. Good
We
maths.
finally got
Good
there.
maths.
That was the magic number. 1963 means the end of your appearance. Well, thank you so much. You finally said it.
A lot for.
Thank you so much
giving
for
me the
dropping
No, wait a
opportunity.
minute. Have you read? May I ask some questions? of
Ask
Clive?
one more question.
Okay.
One more question.
Because we have to get on with...
Beyond middle eight breaks, have you written
yeah.
any full songs of your own?
No, I couldn't do that.
Why were you?
I don't have the talent of a Bono or an Edge. I can only come in and come up with a melody that can sustain itself for 8 bars or less.
No but. I've never heard of that.
Huh?
No but.
Oh, I do it all the time. It's
For-
one of my secrets.
For how much are you suing you two?
I'm suing you too. If you figure that a general typical pop song is 80 bars, I'd like a tenth of the royalties
Of all their
for each.
earnings?
Yeah, that's right. A tenth of the royalties.
It's really
for
not
every
asking
song.
for much.
No, it really is quite reasonable, but I haven't gotten anywhere with it.
How much is a tenth of their earnings, would you say?
I like $100,000 maybe.
Yeah, they probably made $1 million. at
No,
some
that
point.
math checks out.
That's
All right, what
I'm
was your
going
name
for.
again? It was
It's
Reed-
Clive Dundee.
Clive Dundee. And how did you get that last name? What kind of last name is that?
What is it? It was name. There was a
Yeah, let's
town
go.
in Scotland.
Why don't we
named
go around the
Dundee.
table and we'll all say how we got our last names?
That's a great idea. Yeah, you're not asking anyone else. Never
All right.
found out what year you were born.
Clive, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for
All
dropping
right,
by.
yeah, okay, all right.
You can stick around
Yeah.
if you want.
I
Hang
don't
out.
want, no.
Okay, good.
Well, oh.
Well, it's a great pleasure to see you. And,
terrific, Sam. Thank you for having me.
It's been a fantastic podcast.
Okay,
and
goodbye.
thank you so much for coming. Click. Scream.
What's going on? Are we broadcasting in here? Is this a Hollywood broadcast?
What is this?
Hi, how are you? How do you do?
Hi, how are you?
What's your name?
What's Jason Mantzoukas.
Jason Mantzoukas, and how are you? What's your name?
Hot Saucerman?
How do you do? I'm Chip Gardner.
Chip Gardner.
That's right. I hope you don't mind my stopping in. I saw that there was a broadcast going on in here, and I thought this is an opportunity to get my message out there and say hello to the folks in Hollywood.
It's highly irregular, but I'll allow it as long as you will. We need 2 yeses.
I'll allow it. I want to see where you're going, counselor.
Well, I'm not a counselor. I'm absolutely not a counselor. I'm not a lawyer, a practitioner of the law at all. I'm a broadcaster.
Oh, I wondered because your voice is very big and booming and broadcastery.
Thank you.
So,
Yeah,
and
that's
you're
right.
actually a broadcaster.
I'm actually a broadcaster. I've been a broadcaster for a long time now. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm running, or I'm asking to be considered for the position of honorary mayor of Hollywood, and that's why I'm here. And I'm drumming up support.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah,
What's that?
the honorary mayor of Hollywood is the guy who presides over the Christmas parade and all that goes up. Right? Isn't that the case? Or he goes around and does all the feet in the cement bullshit?
Wow.
Wait.
That is highly offensive and
in the
wildly
cement
misinformed.
Bullshit?
Yeah, he's a mobster.
What are you talking about? There's
Chip.
absolutely no mob involvement whatsoever.
Wait, Chip, is
Yeah.
honorary mayor of Hollywood an actual position?
It is an actual position.
It is.
Yeah.
That's right. It's been held over the years by lots of show business luminaries, some of the biggest names in show business, including Art Linkletter and Monty Hall. And for many years, the position was held by the legendary Johnny Grant.
Johnny Grant, yeah.
Who's
That's
that?
right. Johnny Grant.
He was the
Honorary mayor
most
of
famous
Hollywood.
for honorary mayor of Hollywood. yeah.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't a showbiz guy previously.
No, but anytime
Certainly he
anyone
was.
gets their star on the Walk of Fame or whatever, the mayor is there and he glad
honorary
hands.
mayor is there.
Yeah, the honorary.
It is not an elected position of any kind. It pays no salary and holds no power whatsoever. But
How does
what's
one
your-
get appointed
Yeah.
to it?
you're appointed to the job by the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, and they look for someone who they feel projects the values of Tinseltown and can really celebrate the town in all of its glory.
Can just out of curiosity,
Yeah.
what are those values?
The values of Hollywood and Tinseltown, or Tinseltown and Cinema City and Hollywood and
Yeah, a lot of adjoining areas.
No,
yeah.
but wait,
all the
would you
various
be-
areas.
You would be honorary mayor of Hollywood. So is somebody else the honorary mayor of Tinseltown?
Guess what, friend? They're all the same. Tinseltown and Cinema
Wow.
City and Hollywood. Yep, they're all one and the same.
Okay.
Anyhow,
What kind of values are we talking that you would need to embody?
well, just welcoming commerce to the town and welcoming tourism and just promoting this part of Los Angeles as the high point of culture and sophistication and excitement for all the world to enjoy.
Now, I feel like, a lot of times people in this kind of position, stuff comes out about them. Is there any skeletons in your closet? Are people going to find out anything about you that that might color your ability to draw business into town or any of that kind of
Well, I
stuff?
don't
Jason,
really
that's a
think so.
great question.
Thanks, Scott.
I've tried to lead an exemplary life. I don't believe I've ever done anything that would get me in any trouble.
Great.
I've been a resident of Hollywood, since 1980. I came here as a very young man to become an actor, and I did in fact get lost for a while in drugs and alcohol.
Not very young. I mean,
Well, I beg your pardon.
I don't think you were very young in 1980.
I'm actually quite a bit younger than I look.
How old are
For
you?
several reasons.
You look incredibly old.
Well,
I would have put your age around 60.
right, and I hear that a lot. But I'm actually, I'm 43 years old.
Whoa!
Whoa,
that's right. And
So
I-
you came here when you were 13 years old.
That's correct. To become a star.
Did you become a
Screens
star?
Large and small. I tell you, I lost myself in drugs and alcohol.
Okay.
And
At 13.
street fighting.
fighting?
Drugs, alcohol, and street fighting.
That is a trifecta.
So were these your street fighting years?
Those were my several. Yeah, I had several street
That
fighting
is a
years.
that is a great question too. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
That's
I
all
just
right.
wanted to point out that was a brilliant
Because
question.
I noticed just now while I was talking to Chip here that you keep making little marks.
I'm grading your questions.
Okay, that's awesome.
yeah,
okay, good.
yeah.
Good, good,
So
good.
far, you have an A+ for
Oh my
everyone.
God, I'm so excited right now.
I think they're fine questions too, and it's only my pleasure to get to
Thank
answer
you,
them.
Chip. Now,
You know what's great about that one though
What's
is
that?
it also has a double meaning
How so?
because it's the title of a Rolling Stones song.
What is?
Street Fighting Years.
I think you
and
referred
then
to
Oasis also covered.
Wow. Oh, so that's so interesting. Now, what are the Rolling Stones?
Rolling Stones, it's a magazine, and they joined a
Got
band.
it. Oh, the magazine people.
They joined a band,
People
yeah.
that started the magazine started a band?
Yeah,
You know, a lot of people said after Street Fighting Man was such a hit that they were stupid to record a song called Street Fighting Years, but they went ahead and did it.
Wait, what are we talking about? Street Fighting Years or What's Street Fighting Years?
I don't
Wait,
know.
no, that is okay. That's a Simply Red album.
Okay.
We're very
This
confused
is
right now.
fully off the rails. So much so that I now have to Google it because I need to know what's going on.
Let me talk to
Google
Chip
is
while
fantastic.
you Google this. Street Fighting Years, I'm fairly sure is a Simply Red song.
I had a number of.
Do you have any opinion on this?
Do I have? I don't feel that Street Fighting Years is the name of a Simply Red album.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
All right, we'll figure this out. Chip, I want to thank you for coming by, and
It's my pleasure.
Really appreciate it. And do you just wander into wherever you see people recording anything, any kind of
If
audio?
I've got a hunch that there's a broadcast
Okay.
going on, of course.
Wait. I'm sorry, Chip. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but we're getting early returns.
Chip, shut your fat face for a second.
Well, that's fair. My face is fat despite my low body fat percentage.
You are a very skinny man, but have like a pretty bloated, puffy face.
I certainly do. It's been remarked upon many times throughout my life.
Did you used to inject the drugs into your face? Is that what happened?
There is a very specific reason why my face looks the way it does. But first, let's find out about
Street Fighting
Street
Years.
Fighting Years
What
and
do we
Simply
got?
Red.
Okay, guys, I have great news.
Okay. We're all killing ourselves. In a suicide
Street
pact.
Fighting Years is a record title.
Oh,
It is not the Rolling Stones, and it is not. What did you say?
Simply Red.
Simply Red.
would I-
Interestingly,
Yes.
it is Simple Minds.
That's who I was thinking of. Okay.
Oh.
I knew it was in that SIMPL
Right?
section in the record store.
Producer Trevor Horn.
Trevor Horn produced that
Yep.
one.
Love Trevor Horn.
He does a
Frankie
great
Goes
job.
to Hollywood.
1989, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. These are the tracks. Side 1, track 1, Street Fighting Years.
great
Track
song.
2, coming at you, Soul Crying Out.
Even better.
1989, Simple Minds, Wall of Love.
So good.
This is Your Land. Take a step back. Track 1, side 2,
The
Kick It.
first side of that record, classic.
I mean,
it does not get
unstoppable.
better than that.
Unstoppable.
I remember This Is Your Land.
Really?
Sure.
Side 2, track 1.
Yep.
We're
What
going to
you
do
got?
this for
Hit
every
me.
Simple Minds record.
Of course we are.
Kick It In. Track 2, Let It All Come Down. Track 3, Mandela Day. Topical. Very
Yeah.
topical.
Very topical.
At the time,
1989.
not so much anymore, I would say.
No, I would say not really. I don't even know who he is anymore.
Has Nelson Mandela released us from his grip? Has he died?
Interestingly, get ready for this. Mandela Day, track 3. On side 2, track 4, Belfast Child. Track 5, a cover of Peter Gabriel's Biko.
Wow, they are really getting global on
Really
this second half
getting-
of that record.
I mean, a song about Stephen Biko and a song about Nelson Mandela. What the hell, Simple Minds? We
I hope-
get
Simple
it.
Minds was always about Africa, first and foremost.
I wonder how that played at WOMAD.
Really great.
Was that Peter Gabriel's festival?
Yes, World Music Festival.
Fantastic.
I tell
I
you-
counted down the top 40 for several years.
Really?
Kiss FM. Yep, that's right. You did a pretty good job, Jason
Oh,
Manzoukas.
thank you so much, Chip. I really appreciate
Learning
that.
people's names is one of the things that's really going to help propel me to the top in this contest to become honorary mayor of Hollywood.
So now you had radio experience, you were saying, or you had just broadcasting in general? Or
Well, I
what?
came out here to be an actor.
Such a good question. Sorry,
Thank
Chip.
you.
one
Sorry,
second.
sorry.
Chip, Chip, can you just shut it 1 second, Scott?
That's fair.
After having what I consider to be like a nonstop string of great questions myself, you just came in and nailed that question.
I have, so far my streak is 1.
It's phenomenal, though.
Thank you so much.
Really great.
Well, coming from the best, I appreciate it.
You're the best around.
Terrific song.
Terrific song.
Why were you thinking of Street Fighting Years, by the way?
Well, he said
were
that
you
he's-
I know.
He
but
said
wh-
that he was.
No, what
Oh,
I'm trying
boy.
to say.
Oh boy.
Guys,
No,
let's
but
not
why is
fight.
that a reference that comes to your mind? Are you a big fan of the Simple Minds?
I'm not. If I'm being fully transparent,
Please, I need
I
full
thought I
transparency.
was referencing Street Fighting Man.
So did I.
Uh-huh.
And he had said that he had been lost in drugs, alcohol, and street fighting. So
Which
I
is
then,
true.
I then thought I was going to make a Street Fighting Years as if I was referencing the Rolling Stones.
Right.
And then when I was called on it, I was going to pretend like I didn't know what I had done.
So what? Do you know that record? Have you ever heard of that record?
Street
why is
Fighting
that,
Years?
Yeah, why is that
Never
in your
heard of
head?
it.
Strange how the mind works.
Oh my God, so interesting, right?
Everyone's brains are different, and that's what makes
yet-
life so wonderful.
But yet we think of our own minds as if they are the minds of others.
You know
it's
what?
so shocking to
It
me when I
turns out
realize
our minds
Hey,
are
Chip,
not so
can you hold on
simple.
1 second?
Shut
Chip,
up.
can you just
Chip,
shut it for
shut.
one?
Well,
one goddamn
fuck
second.
up.
Chip,
well,
We're talking about brains.
I'm trying my best to.
sometimes you realize, the way I think isn't how other people think.
You know what's weird is you often get mad at someone for not having the exact same brain as you.
Yeah.
But how fun would that be if everyone thought alike?
Oh my God! And it
I
invariably.
would submit that
hey,
it would
Chip,
not be fun
Chip,
at all.
Chip.
Well,
Chip,
yeah.
you're never gonna get there, man.
Get where?
Dude.
What are you talking about?
We're doing something right now. Okay. You're over
I
there.
understand.
You're over there jabber jawing away like a fucking robot.
Well-
we're connecting here, bro.
We're on the fucking level of geniuses.
We are next level communicating.
Yeah.
Okay? So why don't you shut your goddamn mouth,
Yeah, all right.
take a knee, and learn what's up.
No problem. I'd be more than happy to listen and understand where you guys are coming from and what it's all about.
Listen. Yeah.
Honorary mayor of New York, of Hollywood?
Yeah.
That's right.
I think your referenceometer?
Why not?
It's a little broken today.
It's not great.
It's not good.
great.
Should we get Chip
Well,
back,
there are
back
worse
in on
things
this?
to be guilty of.
You know what? We should get back in with Chip.
Let's get Chip in here. Chip, come back in.
Hey,
Well,
Chip.
I'm sorry. I didn't go anywhere.
I owe you an apology, Chip. I really freaked out just there.
Hey, man, that's all right. I understand. There's got to be a lot of pressure involved in whatever it is that you do.
Yeah. No, there is. There is.
No, I mean,
So much
honestly,
pressure.
like, a lot of people think it's just sitting around in a room and coming up with jokes like about Chris Pinetree and Anna Ferris Wheel.
Yep.
But it's harder than that.
Oh, my God.
Because you
so
know
much
what?
harder.
It's training your mind to think of things like that. That's the real hard part. You know, people say, oh, really? You got paid for that? No. I got paid for the 20 years leading
Well, I'll
up
tell
to
you,
that.
that's how I feel about my
Chip.
podcast.
Hey, Chip.
Yeah.
Fuck.
What is it?
It's just like it never ends with you.
I just thought I could relate to what you were
Are
talking
you a
about. and I wanted to-
professional interrupter? Is that what's going on?
I didn't feel
Is
I
that
was-
what you did previous to this job? I mean, for God's sake.
Absolutely not. As a broadcaster, I
Look, Chip. I'm
I
gonna
pride myself on knowing when to speak.
Chip. We're gonna talk more to Jason and about what we're talking about because I've really felt like we were onto something.
We have been on the verge of a
No
breakthrough.
question about it. You
Hey,
guys are-
Chip! Fuck! What the shit,
Whoa,
man?
what's the matter?
All right, let me explain in case you're just tuning in to this podcast.
Yep,
In-
because
in
a lot
case
of
you-
people just turned on their
Yeah,
podcasts
in
in the
case
middle.
you just press play.
In case you fast forwarded to the middle of your podcast.
I understand it, man. Hey, people do different things, man.
Yep, people listen to podcasts way out of order.
Some folks have difficulty with their downloading and lose a part of it, right?
It's America.
Uh-huh.
I support people's rights to do whatever the fuck they want as long as they're, respectful.
Well, it's sounding real tea party today.
But let me explain what's going on. I got Jason Mantzoukas, two bros in a pod.
Bros hanging bros.
I'd go ahead and say we've got three bros here. What do you say?
And then we got this fucking bummer town,
Come
USA,
on. Oh, that's
next
not
to
fair.
us.
Stop it.
Chip Gardner is here.
Chip Gardner running for honorary mayor of Hollywood.
That's right.
But Jason, I did want to talk to Chip. I do want to figure out what's going on with him. Because
Absolutely.
it seems like he has something on his mind.
Chip-
Something he wants to get off his chest.
Well, I don't know about that. I just want to be considered for the position because I really feel that I would help to bring some honor to this town in the same way that the legendary Johnny Grant did for so many years. And, after Johnny passed in 2008, the position remained open. It's been unfilled since 2008, and that's 3 years with no honorary mayor of Hollywood. And I think that's a shame, and I think someone should pick up the mantle and carry it on, and I'm just the guy to do it. And
Have they been looking? Has there been an extensive search? Has there been a search committee? At the very least.
There was a feeling after Johnny passed that the greatest man in the world to ever hold a position had passed on, and there was no sense replacing him. And I think that's hogwash. And a couple of people have put their names up for it. And
I heard Alan Funt is really interested.
Alan Funt, Alan Funt Jr.?
Yeah, that's who I'm talking
Yep.
about.
You're talking about
the
Alan
heir
Funt Jr.
to
AFJ.
Yeah.
AFJ's involved.
AFJ, yeah. Well, that's right. He's put himself forward for the job. I think that's nonsense. I think it's garbage. He's an asshole and a monster and a son of a bitch, and he's completely unfit for service in every possible way.
I don't think that you should say asshole about your competitor. I mean, that's not very befitting of the office.
Well, I mean, it sounds a little bit like you're taking your campaign seriously, but
That's right.
You don't need to go negative.
Yeah.
You're absolutely wrong. I've got to cut these motherfuckers off at the kneecap.
Whoa.
Who are going after the job. I want the job. And Angeline is also up for the job. You know Angeline?
Oh,
Yeah.
I saw her at a Del Taco
A
once.
goddamn whore.
Whoa.
Yep.
Well,
Goddamn whore and a
I actually
disgrace.
think she might be a whore.
Yeah, she might be.
So
You know
that
what I
might
had
just
heard about
be-
her was that she was Don Knotts' kept woman.
No.
That Don Knotts basically had her whenever he wanted her,
That's like a dream.
and he just paid
That's a
her off
dream.
with Mr. Limpet money.
That's a goddamn dream.
Yeah.
Not that she would be at your disposal, that you could be Don Knotts'
Yeah.
go-to gal.
Sounds like she was his ladyfish.
Well, Angeline, come on over here.
So, you know what? Keep reading that Daryl Hammond book.
That sounded a lot like the late great Don Knotts to me.
Thank you so much.
Stop
You know what?
sucking
I'm
up.
Fantastic.
I'm going to vote for you.
We can't vote.
Great.
There is no voting. It's an honorary title.
No, but what you can do is you can write a letter to the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce and let them know that your pick for honorary mayor of Hollywood is Chip Gardner.
Chippy, have you ever been arrested?
Several times. Yep. That's absolutely. Yep. I've been arrested for.
Just during your drugs and street fighting years, right?
Where's the cough button? You have a cough button?
We don't.
I've been arrested.
We're on a
several-
4-second delay, though, so we'll just take that out.
That's perfect.
Okay, let's wait 4 seconds of silence now.
Okay. So, during your street fighting Simple Mind
Certainly
years...
during my street fighting years, during all of my Simple Mind years, and during my
Now, did you
my
follow the
vandalism
band Simple
phase.
Minds?
I was on tour for a while with the band Simple Minds. You know, not during their high point.
No,
not during the
They were on the way down. They were angry. They were opening for Jesus Jones at the
So
time.
this
that
is
I
the
was,
second day that Breakfast Club was out?
That's unbelievable.
That's absolutely true. They were opening for Jesus Jones. He had that hot hit
Nope, so that's
right
unbelievable.
here, right now.
Oh, they're right here. I thought it was
EMF.
unbelievable.
No, that's EMF.
Son
You're
a
thinking
bitch.
of EMF.
My reference meter is really
It's really off. Did you hear the guy from EMF committed suicide?
No,
You're
really?
supposed to say, "Oh!"
That's unbelievable. But you know, all of that ended when I had my face run over by a Jeep, which is why I
Well, let's move on. Let's
look the
move
way
past
that
that.
I do.
What happened? Wait, I would love to hear what happened with the Jeep. What a Jeep? You say?
Yeah, it was a Jeep out on the Pacific Coast Highway. I was lying in the road.
Whoa, why? Why would you lie in the road in the middle of the highway?
Well, I was hoping to get run over by something, and it was a Jeep, and it ran over my face. And most of what you see on my face now is artificial. It's been
that's what
built and
Yeah.
rebuilt over the years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
have
it's
the
so
kind
swollen.
of puffy, weird face of not skin glued to bone.
That's right. A lot of it is not skin, and very little of it is bone. There's
But it's glued to
titanium on
bone.
here. There's a lot of glue. What you're seeing is mostly glue.
Yeah.
Various different kinds of glue. You're seeing just the evolution of face reconstruction technology as it's happened over the past 25 years.
I've been waiting since I saw Face Off for us to reach this point.
Yeah.
We're finally here, you're telling me.
Well,
But it looks bad.
Thank you. You know, you're right. It absolutely does. And you remember in Logan's Run, they had that wonderful sequence where Michael York and Farrah Fawcett Majors at the time had their faces changed by
What
a
is she
machine.
now?
Well, when she passed, she was Farrah Fawcett, wasn't she?
Farrah Fawcett O'Neill at that point, perhaps. I don't
Lee
know.
Majors showed her the door.
Wow.
And then he had extensive plastic surgery.
Himself,
Lee Majors
yeah.
himself.
He's a delight, though. He's great to work with.
Lee Majors?
Yeah, yeah.
Have
He's
never
fantastic.
had the pleasure.
Well, that's too bad.
Yep.
Who have you worked with that would give you the experience you need in order to be mayor or honorary mayor of Hollywood?
Gosh, I've been broadcasting for years on the radio and also hosted lots of local game shows in the local market out here.
Local game shows. What do you mean by that? Do you mean like on like a KTLA?
That's right.
or-
Yep, KTLA.
I think I
KCBS.
saw you. Did you host a like a supermarket sweeps kind of show where
Yep.
people shop in a supermarket? I saw that on local TV.
But it was
That's right.
It was all about shoplifting. It was like you're supposed to hide all the stuff.
Yeah, you had to sneak out. If we saw anything at all in your pockets, it was taken from you. That was part of the idea, and it was. We went into the inner city areas, and we got young kids and just sort of had them. The idea was that they would be great at shoplifting, and it was a controversial show. And
Yeah, no
it
one
sounds-
wanted to watch all those minorities on TV at the time.
Were you part of
Yeah, that was
show
part of it.
that was about looting?
Yep. I also had How Much Can You Loot? And it was just it was a sort of a thing where the contestants were told the location, be it a Best Buy or whatever, and they were told to just go there and loot, and nobody else was told. Our cameras would show up in a sort of a hidden camera style.
Yeah.
But I mean, for a real deal, the police were called, and they had to get in and out of there as fast as they could.
This was
without
more
getting
of
arrested.
like an entrapment kind of thing, though. You were working with the local authorities.
Working with law enforcement,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
A lot of the time. We would go into the inner city areas and we would say, who thinks they can loot a store real fast? And we'd have them do it. And then 9 times out of 10, they'd get arrested.
This was, I believe you also had a local version of To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, that's right.
But that wound up, apparently, because you didn't have any access to law enforcement or much production help, a lot of kids wound up being, for real, molested.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you
right.
used to
Well-
call it catch and release.
Yeah, well, The way they do it now on Catch a Predator, they've got a real great idea there where they don't actually have actual children. They've got people posing as children.
I remember you
That's a
having
great idea.
your show
No doubt
having
about it.
children.
Listen, hey, that is an improvement on what we did. No doubt about it. I hand it to them.
I remember you used to have like an educational Zoom type show that you hosted, and then you just like kind of moved the cast of that over into this other show.
That's exactly what we did, and it was the Zoo. It wasn't called Zoom; it was called Zap, and that was on from 2 to 3, and then from
in the morning.
Yep. We had, a lot of the kids were sleepy.
Because it was a live broadcast.
It was a live broadcast.
And I remember there also being a part of Zap where all the kids drank NyQuil.
Yeah, well, that's right. Listen, when you have a show like that, the last thing you want is kids bouncing off the walls and making it difficult for you.
I actually think the opposite.
Right.
A lot of those kids' shows have kids bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
The fun is infectious. Your show had real sleepy kids.
Sleepy kids who'd already drank some NyQuil.
Yeah.
Listen, we didn't have
But
it in
you were
the budget.
constantly slapping them to keep them awake, I remember.
Well, this was the very difficult time. I'm pleased that you guys remember the show this well, because this was, and you're talking about exactly
everything
the very
about the
struggle.
show except for you.
Yeah.
Well, there I was, right in the middle of it.
But also, remember, Scott, he looked much different. This is, I'm assuming, before your face was run over by a Jeep.
Did you get your face to look like someone else? Because I remember you very differently during those
This
shows.
was after the Jeep incident, but before my facial reconstruction technology was any good at all, and so I wore a mask on the show, and I would change it up from time to time. And
Sure.
Yeah, usually the masks were terrifying, even when they weren't trying to be.
I remember, you wore a ski mask with swastikas over the eye holes for a while.
That's right, and that's just the way it came from the store. We didn't, but we didn't really have it in the budget to do anything about it.
Because you wanted to add more swastikas.
What's that?
You wanted to add more.
Well, I felt, I thought the mouth hole also, if you got a theme going, go with it. What is it? Two swastikas in a circle doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not. We don't want to get mired into the semantics of that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
No, I don't understand.
So that's why you were wearing those Halloween masks too all the time.
But the point was, it was very difficult to keep the children in just the right state of
lucidity and yet elation.
Exactly, that's exactly right. Because there were participation parts of the show. There was a sort of an obstacle course, parts of which were quite dangerous, and we did need them awake and alert to a certain extent, but we didn't want them hyperactive, and that was very difficult. A little bit of NyQuil, a couple of slaps on the face.
Part of this show, I'm pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, involved teaching kids how to shoot M16s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was part of it, and a lot of the times it was blanks, but
and how to dismantle one and put it back together.
Well, look,
in a time test.
A lot of people,
no kidding.
A lot of people thought you were training an army.
Well, we did hear that. We heard that accusation on a number of occasions.
A child army.
We heard that
they
a
wouldn't
lot.
be children for long, hopefully, because the best army, they grow up to hate the enemy.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, when you have an army like that, the whole idea is put them together and kick them out by the time they're 18. Sure. Because you can't, you get, what I'm saying. If you arrest somebody before they're 18, it's just a juvenile crime.
And then they'll flip on you, and all of a sudden, someone's squeezing your shoes.
Squeezing your shoes.
I just watched NYPD Blue last night.
Yeah, they came up with a lot of phrases on there that didn't really exist.
Well, you know a lot about Hollywood.
Sure, I do. Yeah.
Wow. So,
did you put a hump into that girl? They would say that on that show. What a horrible thing to say.
I hated when they would be like, "You see that girl? She's a real coos."
Oh boy.
Remember that on every episode?
Was that the worst thing they could say? So they would say it all the time.
It was a secret word.
That show just decayed our moral fiber in ways that I don't care to contemplate.
I totally agree, and I think that TV has taken a step back from that now, which is great because, for a long time it was like, okay, well, you show side boob. What are you going to show next?
Yep.
The other side, meaning the front of a boob?
Yeah, or bestiality.
Yeah.
What's next?
What's next?
Men marrying dogs.
Yeah. Turns out what's next is we go backwards. Yeah. Great.
Yep,
We're
that's
really,
right.
You don't
we're
see
cracking the code here, guys.
Go
We're
as far as you can to the line and then head on back.
No, I just
That's
want to
exactly how it works.
Chip. I just want to just because I want to make sure we're on track here because I really
I'm glad you guys are as familiar as you are with my career. It makes it a lot easier for me.
It just occurs to me that I've seen a lot of your early work.
anyone in a mask. I'm remembering now.
Yeah.
done a lot of mask work.
There was that period in the 80s where I saw a lot of shows hosted by people wearing frightening masks.
Terrifying.
It was always me. Yeah, that's right.
I wondered what it was all about.
Yeah.
I just thought that's what TV stars did.
Yeah.
But it turns out it was just you.
Just you.
No, I wore a number of terrifying masks over the years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You had one that dripped blood.
Well, that's right. The prop department rigged that one up to just drip blood throughout the entire broadcast. By the end of it, just everything was absolutely soaked in blood. And that's when I was hosting a game show called See If You Can Hold This for a half an hour.
Yeah. No one was able to hold it.
Nobody was able to, and the show was only 10 minutes long.
Well, that's right.
So there was,
And you brought people up to speed at the beginning of the show, say, okay, here's what happened for the previous 20 minutes.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And everyone had stopped holding it by then.
Yep.
because as I remember,
In many ways, it was a disappointing show.
as I remember it,
Not too many.
all of the items for holding were either electrified
A lot of the time, they were electrified.
It
That's
was
right.
electric eels.
or,
mainly.
or burning hot.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Those were, you've hit it on the head. Those were a couple of our big go-tos. Electrified or burning hot, or
was
just
the
an angry animal, an animal that's been teased and
I'm
poked
pretty
at.
sure
or
another
something
thing,
like that.
another show you hosted was electrified or burning hot, and people
People had to guess,
people had to
by
guess.
touching their genitals. to it.
Yeah, that's right. What you would do is there was a hole, and you had to stick your genitals into the hole, and it would make contact with this thing that was either electrified or burning hot. And I'll tell you, you would think it'd be real easy to tell the difference.
Not really. It's pretty much the same sensation. for both,
Well,
yeah.
it turns out that it really wasn't. A lot of the time, they got it wrong.
Yeah, but I do remember your prize was $15 million, and one time you had an actual ME, a medical examiner, on who just examined his own wounds, and he was able to give you the right.
But as I
right
remember,
answer.
He was
as I-
disqualified later.
As I remember it, he did not end up getting that money.
That's correct. He did not end up
He
getting
was
that money.
disqualified, if I'm correct, because he was murdered.
Well, there was a stipulation in there.
That's not a
that,
true disqualification, I have to say. I always wondered about that
I
little
always
piece of
wondered that
Hollywood
too.
lore.
Yeah.
There was a stipulation in the agreement that contestants went into that if they
were murdered.
died before they left the premises, they did not get the money.
Interesting.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah,
You
that
know
was
what occurs
interesting.
to me
no one
is-
knows who murdered him. That goes unsolved.
For as much as we know about Chip Gardner's career, when he walked in, we should have been really psyched to see him.
We should have, but all I saw was this fat-faced weirdo,
Yep.
and I was a little frightened, so I was telling him to shut up.
Right. So was I.
And because and to be
Because
honest,
we were broing out so hard.
so hard at each other. But now, I
Yeah, you
actually
guys really
wanted-
were.
Hey,
blowing
Chip.
out. Yep.
Can you hang on one sec? Because Scott and I are in a thing right now.
Oh, I understand.
So we were,
But
like,
yeah, we
had
who
gone
knew?
to another plane.
Yeah.
You know
But
what I
then
mean?
thank God we came back down to Chip's plane.
And it
because
was
we
my
could-
great pleasure to
Hey,
join you there
Chip,
on that plane.
Chip, shut your fat,
Fucking
leaky face.
Shut it!
I don't know what the shit those fluids are. I guess it's Elmer's glue or something.
Could be any number of things. It's probably pus.
Chip!
Put your forehead back in place, listen up, and take notes. Because the grown-ups are talking, you weirdo.
You 43-year-old fuck!
I apologize if I've done anything to offend you.
Apology accepted. Chip.
Accepted.
Thank you.
Accept-
Thank
you know
for
what?
apologizing. You know what?
I forgive, but I never forget.
Never forget. Just like 9/11.
Yep, never. I want to talk to you more about the actual campaign because I want to help you out with this.
Oh, that would be great. I could use all the help I can get.
But I really want to take a break before we do that because I want to come up with some strategies before we do that. If that's okay. Is that okay with you, Jason? Do you mind taking
Scott,
a little...
I'm not going to lie to you. I love where you're going with this.
And where I'm going with it is to hear a little Stan
And it'll be
Freeberg.
great to take a little break, don't you think?
Chip!
Chip?
We already did this part.
Is that part of your broadcasting style? Is just to repeat what fucking people have already said?
Scott was already throwing to the song, you fucking piece of shit.
You interrupted my flow!
Again, please accept my apologies if I've done anything at all to.
Apology 100% accepted.
100%. Well, 110. If I could accept it more than Jason, I would.
I am nothing but forgiving right now.
That's one of the great things, and I've known this man
I absolutely
since
agree with you
2006.
that is one of the great things about-
Shut
He
your
is
fucking
talking to you.
of a mouth.
He's talking to your fucking shit face, and you interrupt him. How dare you?
How dare you?
I want to stab you.
I am the host of this show.
Okay. I understand.
Let's just take 4 seconds of delay and think about what we've done.
All right, 4 seconds.
That's a great idea
Chip,
to take a break.
shh.
We're
When I
taking
say-
the delay.
Holy fucking.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right?
Fine.
Have you changed your fucking whole thought process?
Guys, I really don't want to step on a line here again, and I'm not exactly sure
Go to a
what I've
song.
done wrong.
Go to
Go
the
to a song.
song.
Well, since my baby left me, well, I found a new place to win. It's so lonely, baby. So that's too much echo. Heartbreak be so lonely. Tears keep flowing. It's so lonely, baby. That's too much. Turn me off.
Stan Freberg making fun of a very specific aspect of Elvis's career. How much echo he used on one song.
So much echo.
It's about time someone commented on the echo in the Elvis songs.
About time.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's really been taken to task now.
This is Comedy Bang Bang. We're here with Jason Mantzoukas, and we have Chip Gardner, who we had a great talk during that song, and everything's cool.
Yeah,
and,
we're 100% cool, in case anybody in the audience is nervous.
Yeah. So
don't worry about us. We truly are three great friends now.
Great friends.
Yep.
Great friends.
Terrific.
I want to talk to you about your campaign because it seems like your only strategy that you've had so far is for people to write to someone, like an actual letter.
Absolutely. Nothing is more impressive than sitting down at a typewriter and typing out a letter and putting it in the care of the United States Post Office. All this various technology we have today is just fine, but if you really want to impress someone, give them a hard piece of paper in their mailbox, and that really gets a message across.
Is that a euphemism? Is that a euphemism, Chip? Giving someone a hard piece of paper in their mailbox? It sounds like a euphemism.
Well, I didn't mean it that way. If it helps me to get the job of honorary mayor of Hollywood, for someone to go down there and just jam it in there.
Hard piece of mail in somebody's goddamn wet mailbox.
I would say, go do it and tell them Chip Gardner sent me.
Oh, okay.
If you like that fucking, you've got Chip Gardner to thank for it because he sent me here to fuck you.
So part of it sounds like part of your campaign is to advocate people go down to the Chamber of Commerce and just fuck people.
Listen, it's not a bad idea.
In your name.
Go down to the Chamber of Commerce right there on Hollywood Boulevard.
Can you just fuck anyone you want to these days?
Okay,
absolutely.
Such a good question. Scott, I'm putting that in the great question.
That's in the win column.
That's in the win column. It's such a great question. Chip, I'm interested to hear your answer.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, the Supreme Court recently ruled on that.
Rule.
Yep, and I believe they said, you can go ahead and fuck whoever you want.
Yeah, yep.
And there's no legal thing that anyone can turn to tell you that I didn't enjoy that fucking.
Well,
Sorry.
no. Well, as I understand it, and I might be wrong, but it's not about them enjoying it.
Right.
No. It's not about because when you're fucking someone, it's about you.
It's about
It's about you taking what you want. In the name of Chip Gardner, in this instance.
Hail Satan.
Wait, whoa. Hold on 1 second because I think you just said something that I want to pay very close attention to.
Whoa. Stop the clock.
And point out for the listener.
Whoa. Stop the clock.
What's that?
You said 2 words. That if people, and maybe people want to rewind here, maybe you just press play right here in the middle of it.
You've got that technology.
If you just joined us, you know what I just realized? Coming out of that song, we didn't identify anything. So people who just tuned in at this point have literally no idea.
They would be absolutely bewildered.
Yes.
But you said 2 words, and usually the combination of which leads me to believe that you have some freaky things going on.
Hang on, I feel like we heard the same thing, Scott, so I think on the count of 3, we should say those 2 words together.
Here we go.
Okay?
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Chip Gardner.
Wow, you guys really are bros.
Jason, come back.
He's lying on the floor. Are you having a seizure? Wow, that was beautiful.
No, but you did say Hail Satan.
That's right.
Is that part of your scene, man?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, one of the things that brought me back from my dark period, there was friends and family, of course, but also
the
Lord
show
Satan.
Friends? The TV show Friends and family?
The TV show Friends actually did help me come back from the brink because I saw that monkey, and I thought, how bad can things be when a monkey's got work? But anyhow, Lord Satan was a big part of my recovery and redemption. And
how did you?
Absolutely.
How did you first get into that?
Well, gosh, I was down at a rock bottom, and I saw a fella.
Was this before or after the Jeep?
This was well after the Jeep.
Oh, so you'd already been hosting these shows with the masks
I'd
on.
been hosting the shows with a mask.
Now, I just want to ask a quick question, and I do want to get to your introduction to Lord Satan.
Yeah.
The Jeep instance, was that the first time you attempted suicide?
Oh, that wasn't a suicide attempt. I just wanted to get run
was
over.
it? Oh, you just wanted to get
Oh,
run
yeah,
over.
yeah.
Like for what? For kicks?
Just for kicks, exactly. Yeah, just to see what I could survive.
Because at that point where kicks just keep getting harder to find.
Kicks are getting harder and harder to find.
Yeah,
Herman's
yeah.
Hermits? Yeah. I was actually pitching a game show at the time called Can You Survive Getting Run Over by a Monte Carlo was what it was. So I was, in particular, I was hoping to get run over by a Monte Carlo. But it ended up being a Jeep. And
in some ways, you're lucky it was a Jeep because of the four-wheel drive.
Maybe you're right. How so?
Well, because those back wheels were able to avoid you.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
Good.
That's any time a Jeep hits anything, the front wheels hit it, but the backs don't.
Yep.
Is that right?
That's what four-wheel drive is.
Yeah, I used to work at Ford.
Ford. Maker of the Jeep.
Maker of the Jeep.
Ford Jeep.
No, come on.
Jeep.
Come on, guys. You
Built
guys
Ford
are
tough.
joking around. But we studied the Jeep because we were afraid of it.
Know your enemy.
Yeah, exactly.
Keep your friends close and
We
your
were
enemies
deathly
closer.
afraid of it, and we considered actually making a four-wheel drive Ford for a while, and we were going to call it the Ford wheel drive.
I love it.
And and I got paid $300,000 to come up with that.
You talk too much about money. You do. You talk too much about how much money you make.
Do you really think so?
Like the story would have
guys,
been.
I'll tell you.
Totally.
One
Hey,
thing
Chip,
about money
Chip,
is-
can I interrupt you for 1 second?
I
You
do want
it's
to
the
hear
story,
this, Chip. I'm sorry.
The story would have been totally viable if you had not said how much that.
Here's where I disagree.
To put the money in is bragging.
Here's where I
The story
disagree.
has value otherwise.
Here's where I disagree. I got paid so much money that people should know about that.
No, they don't need to know about that. That's the part where you lose.
I don't think it's
you
bragging
lose
when you're
the
just
common man.
stating a fact.
You lose the common man.
When you just say how much money you make,
It's not important.
It's not bragging.
Yes, it is bragging. You don't.
How is that bragging?
It didn't add anything to the story. Chip, can you shut it?
It makes people impressed.
Shut up. I know you look like you want to talk, you stupid weirdo.
I'm dying to get in there.
All right, you know what? I want to hear what he has to say.
Let's go.
What were you guys talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Sometimes I interrupt without knowing what you're talking about.
We were talking. Well, we
Doesn't
just
matter.
had a little disagreement.
Chip, back to Lord Satan.
Yep, Lord Satan.
You're in a dark place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rock bottom, you say.
And the Jeep wasn't rock bottom. That's what I find interesting. The whole facial reconstruction
Well, that was
surgery going awry.
That was a drag. That was a real bummer, man. Yeah, it was
I know
a
they
real
accidentally gave you sexual reassignment surgery while they were working on your face, and you were like, "I didn't ask for that."
I'm not entirely sure. It was an accident. It wasn't my idea. I didn't want it, but I think it might have been pranksterism on the part of the doctors.
But then, as I understand it, you went and had that not reversed because you can't reverse it, but now you have both sets of genitalia.
Well, that's right. I
Neither
figured-
of which
they call it a
functions
side-by-side.
They call it a side by
At
side.
in the In-N-Out
Yep.
secret menu.
I'm a side-by-sider. That's absolutely true.
That's all you got to say when you go to In-N-Out, and they give you a free burger.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I get free burgers all the time over there. because
Really?
Well, I'm a side-by-sider, and that's a rare thing to be.
Oh.
So yeah, that's right. Well, I figured as long as I've got a vagina and it's just as easy to put a penis on there, might as well have both. But anyway,
Do you ever, I've never even thought about this. Do you ever put one inside the other?
are you kidding me?
I don't think I am.
It's in there right now.
Wait,
Whoa.
what?
Absolutely all the time.
Now, let me ask you a question.
Yep.
Is that for sexual pleasure,
Sure
or
it
is it to have a good line in your pants? Because it looks good.
Thank you very much. You can't. Yep. Well, it helps with the pants, but really, I'm just in a rapturous pleasure at all times.
Really?
At all times, as Lord Satan would want me to be.
Of course,
certainly
because
would.
we have to make the most of our time on this earth. That's the part where a lot of people don't like Satanists, but that's the part that I actually really agree with, is that it's all about instant pleasure and just,
Absolutely, we're beasts.
Just
Do you need to spit all over the microphone and table more?
just to make this point, and I'm sorry to spit, but when I get really emphatic, I do sometimes.
You just produce so much saliva, it's insane.
It's part of a glandular problem I have with.
No, it's good. Please get rid of it all over the table and microphone.
But when you're on this earth, there's nothing after this life other than hellfire and damnation. So
Well,
while
that is
you're
something,
here,
though. That is something.
While you're here, you need to make the most of it, and you need to be constantly just feeling and experiencing as much orgiastic pleasure as you can. And that's the only part that I agree with when it comes to Satanists.
Well, that's 99% of it. Go out there and get what you want, and to hell with everybody else, and just pleasure at all times.
and it
because
doesn't
we're
matter
really just
what you
animals.
do to anyone else.
No,
this is the only thing that I agree with.
Yep, that's a lot of it right there. Now,
Chip?
Yep.
I need to know.
Okay.
What is it that brings you into contact for the very first time with Lord Satan?
Well, I had lost my first wife. She passed away. She and I
I'm
were.
so sorry.
We were,
That is horrible.
It was
news.
terrible. We were playing a game of Houdini in the pool, and
Did
she passed away.
win?
No.
And she won the game, but it was in her contract that.
Well, Scott, before we go there, I'm going to ask just super quick question, just because I'm sure a lot of our listeners don't know. What is a Houdini in the pool?
Yeah, no.
What is that game?
I just thought that was something everyone knew, and I was going to ignore
so
it.
That's yeah, exactly. That's
okay.
you know.
Well, no, the game is Houdini, but we happen to be playing it in the pool.
Got it.
That's where you.
What is the game Houdini?
Well, you put someone in a plastic bag, and well, first you stab her, and then you put her in a plastic bag and lock her in a trunk and throw her in the pool and see if she can get out.
Okay, so that is the game of Houdini. Does take place in a pool.
It doesn't have to take place in a pool. This time it took place in a pool.
Okay. Got it.
Sometimes that locked trunk can go in any number of places. It can go in the ocean.
Sure.
Okay. But there's water involved.
It can be buried. Oh, it can be buried in the earth.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's sometimes worse than the ocean.
Now, is this a game you and your now deceased first wife, I'm so sorry to hear that, had played in the past, where she had managed to escape?
Or were you guys first-time players?
The stabbing, wrapping, burying?
You know, this was one of the rare times when the very first time that we played Houdini, she did not make it out. People play Houdini all over the world,
really,
and enjoy it as couples. It's a very popular couples game, and
it's a party
like
game.
Scruples.
A lot of times,
it's like Scruples.
It's a lot like Scruples, a lot like Balderdash or Jenga.
Mm-hmm. But this, it's just one of those rare freak occurrences where the very first time you try to play it, boom.
The very first time we played
I think, if I'm not mistaken, William Shatner played this game with his wife.
Oh, yeah, I remember this. My wife. I remember that.
I think you may be right.
So you played
Brian
this?
Jones's butler played it with him.
Oh, really? Is that true?
That's exactly right.
Oh, wow.
Brian Jones's butler played Houdini in the pool with Brian Jones.
Mm-hmm.
So you play it, and it leads to your bottoming out.
Yep, that's right.
Rock bottom, you say? Because of that?
No, because I was sued by her family for wrongful death, and that it took my finances.
You know, the what you have to prove for that in just a civil suit, it's just a preponderance of the evidence. 51-49. It's not like beyond a shadow of a doubt.
You're absolutely right. Which
That's
is
where,
but in this case, just out of curiosity, in this case, Chip, was it close or was it without a doubt?
My understanding is that it was a unanimous finding on the part of the jury.
Got it.
Yes, it had been a wrongful death, and that I was the responsible party, despite the fact that the coroner ruled it an accident. My friend Don, the coroner.
Oh, Coroner Don.
Coroner Don.
Yeah.
Ruled it an accident. But anyway, losing all my wife, of course. Of course I was.
All of her? You lost all of your wife?
I lost all of my wife, and that was, of course, I didn't care for that. But losing all the money.
Just out of curiosity, did you keep any trophies? Did you keep like an ear of hers or anything? Did you keep anything to like remember her by?
You know, I was heavily into her feet, and I do have those.
You know what? Mm-hmm. Something to be grateful for.
Yeah, that's right. I still have her feet to remember her by.
I mean, like I have like the letters an ex-girlfriend wrote me.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Where's a person keep those?
Those are on the mantle, and they're right on the mantle. As soon as someone comes in, it's pretty much the first thing you see. It's a real conversation piece.
I hang mine above my rearview mirror.
What do you hang there?
Little baby boots.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
baby boots.
Yeah. That's kind of the same thing.
I'll tell you something. It's not easy to get a human being, or even parts of a human being, taxidermied. You've got. There's one guy who'll do it out in international waters, because it's
just off the coast of San Diego, right?
Yep, he's out there.
Yeah.
And you go out there but he'll stuff anybody. If someone passes away and you'd like to keep them in your house posed in a certain pose, he'll do that. He'll be more than happy to do it.
So, and that just because I'm curious now, like, is that something you've done subsequent to your wife's feet?
I've done it on several occasions. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So walking into your let's do this. Walking into your home.
Yep.
Chip, like, what can one expect to see?
I would love to take a virtual tour of your home right now.
Oh.
Absolutely. You walk into the house and you're confronted first and foremost by my beautiful fireplace. And
what kind of a finish is on that?
I beg your pardon? What kind of a finish?
Yeah, what are we talking? Is
it's a tile.
Is it a wood burning?
No, it's a tile.
Good old-fashioned tile on there.
What kind of house? First of all, like, as I approach from the outside, is it a Spanish style? Is this a modern home?
It's a modern home. Yep. It's based on a prison in the was, I believe, a prison of the 1960s that had a very unique design for a prison.
And so you had a home based on that same structure, or you occupy a prison?
No. I spent some time in this prison, and I
You
loved
grew
it.
to love it.
I absolutely loved it, and I thought it was an interesting design for a prison. And so
Sure.
I called in the architect who had done it, and I said, "Make me a house." And
And they put a gate around it with gun turrets and.
yep, that's absolutely right. It's right up there in the Hollywood Hills.
I've seen this place. It's one of the famous Hollywood houses.
Oh,
I had
is it?
no idea that you lived there, let alone that you hired an architect to build it for you.
Yep, that's right.
fantastic.
Now, wait,
Yeah.
I think I know this house. Is this a house that, like, a number of times people have been imprisoned in, and when they try and escape, they are shot by guards?
As a matter of fact, that's right. You know your Hollywood trivia.
I do know that. Just
That's
only,
absolutely right.
Only because on a number of occasions I've had to stop going someplace because traffic is shut down.
Yeah.
Because there is a quote unquote prison break.
This was just last week.
From a home-
too. That's
from a home
mainly.
in the
It's not
hills.
really trivia when it just happened.
Well, listen, these people are absolutely not held against their will. These are guests of mine in the house, but if they leave unexpectedly, there's a chance they could get shot.
Okay, see
from
that
someone in
seems
the guard
like
tower.
they are held against their will.
There's a real legal problem, though. You don't know the healthcare system. There's a real, you have a responsibility to your patients, and you can't just let them leave.
Wait, patients? You're saying patients as if they've been admitted to like a
you're a
hospital.
doctor, aren't you?
Well, listen, I'm a doctor of sorts.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, I am.
Because I've heard about the owner of this house. I never realized it was you. Mm-hmm. But I heard about the owner of this house, how he's the doctor in an insane asylum that he turned his house into.
Huh.
And
See, I hadn't heard any of this. This is actually really specific.
This is really interesting how urban myths get started because some of this is not entirely true. It's not an insane asylum.
What am I getting wrong?
Well, what happens is that I'll bring people over who are living on the streets and seem to have nothing to live for really, and I'll do my best to improve their lives through surgery.
Okay,
various surgeries, surgical procedures.
So it's not an insane asylum at all.
No,
it's,
but
it's more of like
a lot of the homeless people have schizophrenia.
Oh,
They have a
absolutely.
lot of mental health problems.
Absolutely,
Because what
but
I
that's
had
very
heard-
different from an asylum.
What I had heard is that it was a kind of island of Dr. Moreau in the hills.
I had heard about these experiments that he's
Yes,
referencing.
where
you
where you
switch
were-
a person's upper half for their lower half.
Well, we haven't. Believe me, I wish we were that advanced. We haven't gone that far, but we certainly have replaced a man's arm with a coyote's arm, a coyote's leg, or things like that. And
You've turned everyone into a side by side as well.
we've a lot of side by side stuff going on up there. Absolutely,
Do you
but
think-
I'm doing
Chip,
that for their
do
benefit.
you think your obsession with these experiments is in some way an effort to find a way to fix your own goddamn face?
Oh, believe me. And that's how it began. Absolutely. I bought a whole lot of a lot of the surgeries that were done on my face were surgeries that I did myself. That's how it all began. I bought surgical equipment. I started reading up on skin and bone and muscles. And
I
things like
remember
that.
you bought ancient Victorian surgical tour.
How do you
tools.
remember he bought that? How do you remember that?
There's
You
a
can't
big
remember.
there's
That's
a
not
big
a memory
profile.
you could have.
There's a big
That is
profile
not-
on him
It is not a memory.
in the LA Times.
You
Yeah,
can't
that's
say,
right.
I remember you bought ancient surgical equipment because that's impossible.
I remember reading the article about
The
it.
LA Times wrote an article about my home.
Okay,
They came
then
in
let
there.
me ask you this.
Architectural Digest has been over 3 times.
If that's the case,
Yes.
why has it just come out now that there was such a long profile wherein
I didn't know this guy.
how could you not if it was such a long profile?
I didn't know that this was the guy. I just heard about this eccentric.
But the,
Who lived
but
in the Hollywood
article-
Hills,
The
who-
article didn't mention the game shows?
No. They kept that out of it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
I
fine.
told the journalist, let's not dwell on the past. I'd like to talk about what I'm up to now.
Yeah.
The surgeries on the schizophrenics and the homeless people.
Got it.
What I did think was really weird about that article, though, was that
There were a lot of weird things about that
right
article.
side by side to the article, there was another article about how all the ex-child stars of the TV show Zap
Yeah,
they were all homeless, living on the streets, and how they'd been disappearing.
Yep, that was an interesting confluence of events. Those 2 articles appearing side by side. Like, what a terrible story to hear that those poor children, the once proud warriors in my army, were now living on the streets and suffering through mental anguish and mental
Yeah.
illness. And wouldn't it be wonderful to hear that someone had taken them in and helped them out through surgery?
It would be wonderful, but
But
it's just not
one
the
of
case.
the things that I remember about the TV show Zap
Yeah.
is that in the show, all the kids would come together and like a Voltron, and they would join forces. It was kind of crude CGI kind of graphics, but they would come together in order to fight an evil. I just want to make sure there isn't anything going on now where in your experiments you're trying to take those children and actually physically make them the Mega Man that they were in the TV show Zap.
You're asking me, am I taking some of these children who are now adults?
First of all, he's not admitted to taking any of these children, Jason.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Absolutely
Hypothetically
not.
speaking, would there be a case for anybody to be trying to actually build
surgically graft
build
these
the Mega Man?
now adult ex-children.
Yep.
That's, I guess, what a lot of us are.
Yeah.
Ex-children together into a large Mega Man warrior.
So you're imagining a scenario where some of these children
I'm
have...
not imagining anything. I'm just hypothetically
Or are you remembering?
restating.
Are you remembering?
Jason.
I remember.
The question on the table is, have I taken all of these adults who were once members of my child army and child actors on Zap up to my mansion, which looks like a prison and is guarded round the clock by armed men who will shoot anyone who tries to leave? And am I, in fact, putting horns on some of their heads and talons at the end of their hands and sewing them together one by one to create a gigantic monster of many arms and legs?
You've summarized our query precisely.
It's really, it's
as simple as that.
Well done, synthesizing all of this information into one cogent point.
And you're asking if I have done this. Perhaps you're surmising that I have done this in service of Satan, so that Lord Satan may rule supreme over the earth.
So that you'd be knights in Satan's service.
Or if one was to be... If one was to want Satan to arrive here on Earth, you might need a vessel for him to occupy that is more than human.
Well, absolutely, because when Satan...
if this were the case, would you be lobotomizing these children as well so that Satan could take over the corpses a little more easily?
Well, it would certainly be helpful to destroy their will, wouldn't it? So that they would have a very difficult... Because this is... how many different souls are we talking about? Perhaps 28 different souls.
28 different souls.
Perhaps Satan would have to simultaneously occupy in order to rule this monster.
Meanwhile, recent medical studies have stated that if you lobotomize a child or an ex-child and give them just the bare minimum of motor functions, that they're actually able to operate machinery and their own bodies without having much of what one considered to be a soul.
Yeah, or free will.
Without revealing why, I will tell you that is absolutely the case. That absolutely...
Well, we won't ask any further questions.
I'm not going to follow up on that.
I'm satisfied.
Your theory is interesting because it would be true that Satan has failed to come to Earth for all this time. An argument could be made because in order for him to come here, he would have to inhabit the body of a single human being whose attributes and skills
and a single human being would
greater.
not be powerful enough to take over the world.
Precisely. Take a look at that ridiculous movie, The Exorcist. Of
Sure,
what
the
value
devil's
is it to
advocate.
Satan to inhabit the body of a 13-year-old girl?
Or the Omen.
Omen. Even more ridiculous.
Right.
And so, the theory might go that it'd be better for 28 simultaneous souls to be stitched together into a monster that has been created with extraordinary powers.
Now, you know what I think is really interesting is Jason and I, we were talking about this when we first met, that we thought we had just met each other, but we seemed familiar to each other. And you and I, what we didn't talk about at the top of the show is you and I have something really weird in common, which is we're amnesiacs.
Sure. Retrograde amnesia.
Yeah. And we don't remember our lives when we were young children.
Nope.
And neither of us have any record of what we did or where we've been.
I don't have family.
No. In fact, all our families basically died when we were very young.
So I would assume. I don't know.
So
it's almost as though your memories were stolen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just a weird fact that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah. I've often thought of myself as a victim of memory thieves.
And has it ever occurred to you that at some time you might hear a message that flipped a switch for you and gave you commands?
You know what?
I haven't.
I've thought about it a little bit because I've heard a combination of syllables every once in a while that it feels like a tickling in the back of my brain. You know, have you ever felt like your brain is being tickled?
Okay, see, that's interesting you say that. Does this happen to you? Do people come up to you sometimes, like after a show or something you've been doing, and say, "Man, I loved you on Zap"?
They say that to me literally every day.
So weird because
I don't know what it means.
I don't remember anything about that.
No, I have no idea, but maybe one of these days, you know, I'll...
because people are like, what happened to the 28 other people that were on that show? I see you and Scott Aukerman out there, and there were 30 people on that show.
People say that to me all the time, but they say Jason Mantzoukas, not
what
Scott
happened to the other 28? And I'm like...
John, this is absolutely fascinating.
Hey, Chip, can you shut it for a second?
What I have to say is very important.
Okay,
what I have
Chip,
to say is...
just shut up.
Shut up.
You don't know what we're talking about, so why don't you just like...
I feel like I might...
Shut
Because I feel like you and I have this in common. I guess I didn't realize it. But people all the time are like, of the 30 Zap cast members.
Yeah, the precisely 30.
What happened to the other 28? Because they were not the stars that you and Scott were.
Guys, I know you don't like it when I interrupt, but I swear to God,
Come on, man.
Your face is leaking. Please clean it up, Chip.
I can't control that.
Yeah, people say that to me every day, and what's really weird is you and I talk about this every night right before we go to bed,
right?
And about how weird that is, and we comfort each other, and we say, you know what, one of these days we'll figure out exactly
I'm
what they're
itching to
talking
get in there and just do what I can to
swear
explain
to God,
you.
Chip.
I feel like
swear to God. Okay, I think we're pretty much done with this part,
I've got
right?
something to tell you that's very, very important.
You know what,
Honorary Mayor of Hollywood, Chip.
I'm going to vote for you.
Please, well, you can't vote. It's not an elected position, but let them know down there at the Chamber of Commerce, when you stop by to fuck them, let them know that Chip Gardner sent you and that he would be a fantastic honorary mayor of Hollywood.
I will
Chip. You know what I feel like? Also, do you dream at night?
You know what? I never do unless you're talking about the one thing that I dream every night.
Okay, let me ask you. I'm going to count down from 3.
Right?
No, there's no way this is going to work again. But I'm going to count down from 3, and we're going to say exactly what we dream about. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Are we counting down from 3 or from 1?
I'm counting
Up
down
to
from 3.
Down from 3.
The number 2 will be replaced by the word nose.
Nose. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, got it. All right, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
3, nose, 1, Satanic Megatron. Oh, driving the Jeep and Satanic Megatron. That's what I dream about every night.
Yeah. Oh, so
you
that's
dream
weird.
about driving the Jeep.
I dream about driving a Jeep every night. I mean, I don't remember owning a Jeep, but every night I'm driving on the Pacific Coast Highway. I'm in 4-wheel drive.
Huh. And you're angry, I know. You told me about this.
And then I go over a bump and I'm elated.
Right, and you don't know how to deal with those feelings of elation.
No.
So you hurt yourself.
I hurt myself. I begin cutting myself Hammond style.
Yeah, boy. Hammond the organ.
Hammond organ, Hammond B3.
Yep,
Jimmy Smith.
Well, guys, we'll never get to the bottom of this.
No, I really think we can. The bottom is really within reach.
Shut up.
Chip, gentlemen,
what I want to do is...
I can really explain it.
Ooh, hello.
What the hell just happened?
Very amateurish.
What the hell?
I don't think I've ever done that.
You spit up all over the microphone. You just burped.
Things like that happen when you begin to wake up to the truth.
Chip, shut it!
Oh.
I'll tell you what. We'll just give you free reign. I know we've been interrupting you a lot. This show.
Not more than he's been interrupting us.
That's true. I mean, that's a really good point. But I do want to just kind of give him the bully pulpit right now and just let him say...
I'll back away from the mic.
Sure. Whatever you want to say, and we'll listen to you with open hearts,
As
open
will
ears.
the audience. The audience is here to hear you and what you have to say right now.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, listen, I sure would like to serve this city, Tinseltown, Cinema City, and Hollywood as its honorary mayor, so please do put the word into the Chamber of Commerce and let them know that that's what I want. And also, my friends, my beautiful 30-headed Satan monster will soon be rising up over the Hollywood hills to claim the earth for Lord Satan. That's right, 30 heads. There are 2 heads in this room right now. Gentlemen, join me. Join me.
Rise, Lord, rise and rise.
Terrific.
Well, we have a new special guest. Every guest is special, so I shouldn't really designate one as more special than the other, but this is...
I think you'll find I'm a bit more special than other guests you've had on the show. I'm quite special.
This is Patrick McMahon.
Patrick McMahon.
McMahon.
That's right.
Did I say that right? McMahon.
Pretty good, yeah. Not perfect, but pretty darn good.
McMahon.
That's right. That's fair enough. Good enough. Close enough.
Patrick
I'll take it.
McMahon.
That's right.
And,
But here we would say McMahon.
What did you say?
Here in America, we would say Pat McMahon.
So you'd pronounce my name wrong because it's Patrick McMahon. That's the name. And you can say it any way you want. I won't take offense.
Do people call you Paddy?
Certainly people do. Yes, they do. Patty McMahon sometimes I'm known by.
No, Paddy, not Patty.
Paddy.
Paddy, yeah. McMahon.
McMahon, sure.
McMahon.
People will call me that. Absolutely they will, and I don't mind it one bit. I'll answer to it.
Okay. And you got a hold of me a little while ago to see if you could be on the show.
That's right. I'm here. I'm on tour in America, and I'm an Irish storyteller, and I tell old Irish stories. And
Good. I love those.
that's right. And so I'm
A long tradition of storytelling out there in the land of Ireland.
Isn't there though? Yes, there certainly is. We all
Sad stories
love a nice
usually,
story.
aren't they?
Well, no. Sometimes they're very happy stories and fun stories and magical stories. Is
An
really
oral
what they are.
tradition is what we're trying to say.
That's right. A great oral tradition of storytelling around the fire at the pub and whatnot. Yes.
What they like to do is they like to gather everyone around, and one of the tribal elders will
Tribal elders.
Yeah, I think you're going way back there. You're
yeah,
really
that's
going
what I'm
back
saying.
far,
Is how it began.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, the clans, there were
Yeah,
clans.
back
You tell the
when
story.
everyone was in Africa, everyone lived in Africa.
Oh,
and
you're
then-
going way back there.
Yeah.
And that's I think
Everyone lived in Africa, and then the continent split up. They broke apart,
This
and
is before writing.
yeah,
We're
and,
talking about Pangea.
and so basically, then everyone split up, and the people who
Right.
remained in Africa had way too much sun, and so
And that's why they became so brown.
Yeah, exactly. And there was a great oral
You're in the
tradition.
realm of theory now. I don't think that's quite true.
Look it up.
I think that the reason that black people exist is that they were bred by Europeans for night hunting, and that's.
I believe Jason's going to be doing a little bit of that tonight.
Hang on. Hang on.
Is that what you were bred for?
I think I'm bred for dusk hunting. Because
That may very well be. That may very well be.
In the continuum
how
of color.
dark. Yeah, how dark.
You
someone
look
is.
to be to me about 7 o'clock, 7:30, and that would be the perfect time for you to be out hunting.
Wait,
So
is
that's
this
not-
after daylight savings time or?
Well, let's see. It's about this time of year.
I need a little more information before I could laugh at that joke. This time of year?
It's about this time of year, around
Okay, so
the early fall.
so basically, we've established that you are an Irish storyteller, right?
That's correct.
Catch us up.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we've established that, and
Yes.
that is all we've established.
Oh, okay, sure.
Okay,
Well,
good.
it is. I live in Limerick, Ireland, and
Wait,
this is my
hold,
first.
hold on, Limerick,
Land
Ireland?
of the
right.
Limericks, right?
Well, I don't know. That's the name of the town, Limerick, Ireland.
Is that where limericks were invented or something?
Does
or-
everybody speak in limericks?
No, well, they don't do it. It would take a long time. Not very, very, very hard to get things communicated. Committed to speaking in limericks. By God.
Like say you wanted your wife to turn off the lights as you were going
Yes,
to bed.
you'd have to say, there once was a house that was dark.
And that is where I wanted to park.
That's right.
She turned off the lights, and it gave me a fright.
And then you got to go back
Seriously,
to art.
shut the fucking lights off.
Well, now that wouldn't be a perfect
That's
limerick.
not
now,
a
would
good
it? Because
limerick. I agree.
It's not
Yeah,
very good.
yeah.
That's why it would be an impractical way to communicate all throughout the town of Limerick. We'd never get anything done.
So you do limericks, though. That's because you live there.
I'm familiar with limericks. You know,
So you don't
sometimes-
do limericks.
No, I tell stories. I'm an Irish storyteller.
But
I'm
in
an Irish
limerick
storyteller.
form.
No, not in Limerick. I'm from the
Please
town.
stop hitting
the
me.
The town is called. I'm sorry, you don't like that?
No, I don't. Our last guest got a little physical with me. I didn't enjoy it.
Oh, did he? Well, I
Oh,
apologize.
he tried to. I mean, but then Jason slapped him in the face.
I'm from a town called Limerick, and I
Okay.
tell Irish stories. And from time to time, I will write an original limerick if I'm asked to. But in
But only
general-
if you're asked to.
Only if I'm asked to. If
Okay,
it's
I
like,
have one
Patrick,
question.
I would like to
Yeah,
ask
will
you
you ask?
to write-
Will you write a limerick for
what
us?
would you like it to be about?
I would love for it to be about
Obamacare?
Obamacare, please.
Obamacare. But if you want to have a good limerick, it takes a little while. It takes a little work.
Yeah, so
but
just
you're a
just-
professional.
Yeah, you're a
Just
to come up
professional,
with
so
it
I'm
on the
sure you
spot.
could do it just right now.
Oh my gosh.
All right, here we go. This
There
is
once was a fella named Obama. He was sad because of the cancer that killed his mama. He wanted to make it better. So he rolled up his sweater
is he Bill Cosby?
and he handed it to Big Insurance and Pharma.
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
that is
you very
great.
much.
You
Thank
are
you
a
very much.
professional.
Well, thank you very
Well
much.
done.
nice.
Well, you know.
So this is what you're going to do the entire time you're here.
Right?
is Make
We
up
just-
Absolutely
limericks.
not.
We give you
Absolutely
topics
not.
and you
No.
make up. People call in
But we can take calls. We can do
and
that
they
if
give you
like.
limerick ideas.
But gentlemen, that's not what I do. The limerick is only if somebody says to me, Patrick, we're having an anniversary party for Margaret and Ted. Has recently happened. Will you write a limerick to commemorate the
I'd
occasion?
love to hear that
I
one.
might
Margaret
do that
Thatcher
one.
and Ted Thatcher?
No, it wasn't them. But I do know who you're talking about. I don't know who Margaret Thatcher's husband was. I don't know if it was Ted. But anyway, that's a circumstance under which I'd write a limerick or something like that.
So I would love
Most
to
of
hear
the
that
time.
one that you wrote for that circumstance.
Give that one to us just as because obviously that one must be amazing because
Yeah,
you
'cause
wrote
that
it.
came
Because I wrote it
You
and
wrote
spent
it
a long
recently.
time working on it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I really
yeah,
got
yeah,
it. I wrote it and rewrote it and got it to the point where it was flawless.
Oh yeah.
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 So it must be amazing. So
Must be-
But it's been a while. So
Oh,
it's
but not that long,
difficult to
certainly,
remember
because
it.
you were telling me before we came back that you
Right.
were a memory expert.
Yes, that's true. I do have. I have an excellent memory.
Do you want to read it from your notebook?
Not
Do you have it in
always.
your
Yeah,
notebook?
that you brought right there.
Do you have your notebook?
Yeah, just look-
notebook
just-
of limericks.
Sorry, gentlemen, this is not my limerick notebook.
Here's like
No.
look at all
one
these.
right
Look at
there.
all of these limericks.
Oh wait, there's look at open it up to any page, Jason. Open it up to any page.
And read us what you find in there, Jason. Open it up to any page and just read us what you find.
yeah, there it is.
there
Oh
it
wait,
is. This one,
he opened
here's
it to
one.
the page that says Margaret and Ted.
Oh, well, then read it, will you?
yeah, please, Jason, read us
And
this
keep
one.
in mind, I've worked long and hard on it, and I've really got it just perfect. I've got it. I mean, it's not going to sound like the Obama one that was right off the top of my head. This
Yeah,
is
no,
one
this is going to be a
I
masterpiece.
really crafted. I
All right.
crafted over time,
All right, Jason, let's
full
hear
of
it.
lots of specifics about Ted and Margaret.
Just right off the page, you know how to read, don't you?
I-
Just
I
use
do
your
know how to read.
eyeballs.
I do know how to read.
Transmit those letters into brain patterns.
Oh, thankfully I know how to read Irish too, which is
Okay,
great.
good.
I
All
studied it in college.
All right.
Well,
so
then this
here
will be
we
a snap.
Hey, here we go. This is Jason
There's-
Mantzoukas reading the Margaret and Ted.
The
lyric,
Margaret and Ted lyric
written
from
by Patrick McMahon.
Patrick Mann.
In commemoration of the 50th wedding anniversary
Yeah.
of Margaret. and
Right.
Ted.
Yes. Okay.
Happy 50th to Margaret and Ted. I think
Starts great. I have to say.
Yeah, it really
Like
does.
that,
It sets
it
the
tells
scene.
you exactly what you need to know right
It's
there. at the
pretty
top.
easy to rhyme with Ted.
Yep.
Not
Yeah.
like Obama.
Or Margaret.
Right.
I thank God that neither is dead.
Hey, well, that's a happy thought.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
All right, I'm on board. Mm-hmm. All right. Here
I've
we
slept with you both.
go. What? It's getting a little weird, but he's just reading. So, all right. Slept with you both.
We're doing him a
Oh,
big
no.
favor by discussing each line for so long.
I know, but that's a curious choice to use in an anniversary party. I have to say, to just come out with that information. But maybe it
Well-
was common knowledge.
It was, yes.
Okay, let's hear
Nothing rhymes with but.
let's hear the. Well, obviously he worked so hard on it. He must have a solution.
Sure they do.
I've slept with you both.
Yeah, we heard that line
Yep.
already. Please get to the next one.
Despite your sacred oath.
Despite your sacred oath. Yes, exactly.
Oh, so you remember that line by heart, huh?
That's the one I remember.
Okay.
Turns out Rosebud was a sled.
Now you're doing movie spoilers. I didn't realize that was a part of lyrics.
was it.
To do movie
That-
spoilers.
Yeah, that was it.
Do you give away the ending to The Sixth Sense in any of your poems?
The reason it ended that way is that there were a lot of young people at the wedding who at the party who were talking that they hadn't seen.
They had been watching it right before the party, but
That's right, and they had to stop it, and I
they had to
thought,
stop.
well, this will be fun. And it was, and then there was quite a raucous reaction to
Yeah,
that.
people
one.
booing and
Yes, but everyone all throughout the town knows that I slept with the two of them. And so that wasn't breaking news in the Limerick, although I think there was some surprise that I would choose to address it
Really?
at the anniversary party in the form of a Limerick.
But is that what you're known for? Like very, very blunt and honest limericks?
No, not really, no. We would generally just have a lot of fun. But that time, I thought they had a lot of nerve throwing themselves a big party like that. Because
someone loves themselves.
It's been a rocky marriage, you know. I mean, so there's not much.
Well,
to
obviously they were
celebrate.
both cheating.
Yes,
with you.
absolutely. Yes, at various times. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so that's what we're here to talk about is all your limericks, right? Because you brought your limerick book, so that's why you're here.
I suppose I did bring my limerick book, but I mainly just tell stories now, which don't have to rhyme or have a particular structure.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we can hear one of those.
But only
but-
one, probably.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Could you make it rhyme and be in the structure of a limerick?
Is that possible at all?
That's what I'm trying not to do here.
Trying to stretch?
That's right. Well, no, I don't.
Because you started your career by just mainly writing limericks, right? I
Right.
was reading a little bit of your autobiography on the back of your limerick book.
Yes.
And it says that for the first 50 years of your life, you wrote exclusively limericks. And for the past 3 weeks, you started telling stories.
Right. That's right. And I'm
Okay,
trying
so-
to get away from the limerick.
Yeah, so it seems like.
And I also played tambourine for the Dexys Midnight Runners.
Oh,
and that
yeah,
was
that's
a-
right.
Really?
Yes, I played tambourine for them.
I just kind of glossed over
lot
that
of the
part
time,
of it
yeah.
because.
And you know those fuckers-
Come on, Eileen.
Come on, Eileen.
that's the one song they don't have tambourine on,
Uh,
and that's the one you don't get any royalties
Well,
for.
I know you're exactly right.
Yeah, it's
but
too bad.
but live it has tambourine.
Is there something that so obviously you've written limericks for so long and now have shifted to stories? Is there something that happened? Is there something that made you stop wanting to do limericks?
Some sort of limerick accident,
Well,
limerickcident.
there.
Boo. Boo.
Are you a ghost? Yeah, what happened here?
Well,
It doesn't go into that in the autobiography.
No, the autobiography doesn't explore.
There are internet rumors.
Are there?
There are internet
I lost.
rumors.
Let's just say I lost my passion for limericks.
Let's not just say that.
Yes,
I mean, let's
well, I think
let's
we should
explore
leave it
the
at
topic
that.
a little more.
I decided to move on a bit from there. No, it was a situation.
There's some sort of suicide attempt?
No.
There is a rumor online that you attempted to kill yourself.
Well, I wrote a suicide note as a limerick, and
For yourself.
for myself, and a lot of people thought that it was an inappropriate thing to do to my family, and that it was heaping insult upon injury,
Right.
only making it more upset because the limerick is really sort of a jaunty style. isn't
Yeah,
it?
no, it's a very fun style.
It is. Isn't it?
Did you? What did the suicide community think about this?
Oh, yes. The suicide community applauded it, and that's why I left the suicide community because I realized that they had warped my.
Oh, did you move into a different community, like more of a murder suicide community?
Oh, I'm aware of the murder suicide community. Yes. No. I decided. I don't think I will kill myself.
Okay.
I don't know that I will, only because I think I have a very slim chance of meeting Satan.
There's a lot of people
And if
in
you're
line
not
to
going
meet.
to do it,
Yeah, if you're not going to meet him, why bother?
It's just I've met so many people over time who
It's
want
like,
to.
why go to the club if you can barely get past the velvet rope? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Right
Scott, I
about
feel
that.
like we should let Patrick tell a story.
All right. Well, let's hear what you've been working on. Your new art form.
Right. I'll tell you a story about Johnny McGorry. A lot of my stories.
Oh, this
start
rhymes.
that
These
way.
do rhyme.
Yeah, this
No,
rhymes.
only that part rhymes.
Okay.
A lot of my
It
stories. start
sets
out this way.
expectations, though.
Yeah, really high too.
Because
Well-
now I'm going to assume there's a lot of rhyme.
My
not a lot
rhyming
of rhyme.
expectations are at an all-time high
Yeah.
right now.
Are they really?
More
they
so
are.
than even when the limerick started.
Yeah.
A lot of my stories start with I tell you a story about Johnny McGorry, and then we go on from there. And Johnny McGorry's a character in a lot of my stories.
Okay.
You see? And
Based on a real person?
No,
Are
absolutely.
they
not.
autobiographical? Is
Not
Johnny
in this-
McGorry
no.
a stand-in for you?
Not at all.
Sort of like Pilgrim's Progress, where it's an allegorical compendium of a lot of different human types.
Someone read a book, and it wasn't me. I don't know that story.
Okay.
All right, let's hear it.
Tell you a story about Johnny McGorry. Johnny McGorry
rhyming.
was the sweetest and most honest fellow in all of Ireland. Everyone loved him.
How
No
could you
one had a
prove that?
bad word to say about him. It's a
could you-
story.
how could
Go
you
along
prove
with it.
that?
It's just a story.
He's an omniscient narrator who knows all at this
Okay,
point.
all
Is
right,
what I was.
fine.
Sure, there you go.
So he knows this information.
Sorry,
He's
I'm sorry.
merely
I
passing
apologize.
it on.
I apologize.
And Johnny McGorry had a good job at a medical packaging plant overseeing the assembly line. And everyone who worked under him looked up to him as the sweetest and most wonderful boss you ever could have. Never did anyone cast a look of suspicion upon him or dislike him in any way at all until one woman came forward and said that he had flirted with her and touched her inappropriately. And based on one accusation, he lost his job. And then he saw a four-leaf clover under which there was a leprechaun. And he got that leprechaun's pot of gold. The end of the story. And that's a happy ending, isn't it? The story of Johnny McGorry.
Do you now? Can we ask questions? Do you frequently, after you tell a story, have like
Is
a
there
talk
a talk
back?
back? Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Q&A?
No, I do an evening of traditional Irish
Have
stories
you-
about
have-
little people. And
Patrick, have you ever
Yes.
worked in a medical packaging plant?
have I?
Yeah.
I have. I have actually. As a matter of
Maybe
fact.
that's just
I
why he
personally
knows
have.
so much about the world. They
Yeah,
say
yeah.
write what you know.
Right
Because
about
the
what you
specifics
know.
were
Right
really
about-
specific.
It's
Yeah,
a story about Johnny McGorry and a magical story about the little people.
I would love to hear another example of your art form because frankly
Yeah.
I was intrigued. I was a little disappointed after it didn't rhyme.
But I found it very compelling.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Do you have another one?
I'll tell you a story about Johnny McGorry. Johnny McGorry was out of work for a long time. Nobody would touch him. Nobody would hire him at all because they called back to his old references and they didn't have good things to say about him based on one accusation. One accusation! It's incredible. So his brother gave him a job working on cars, which Johnny didn't know how to do and was slow to learn it. And finally his brother had to fire him, and it was the worst day of both of their lives. But it got better when Johnny encountered a harpy in the woods and defeated the harpy and was rewarded with a magical amulet. That's the end of the story. It's a magical story.
I mean, like, what they are an interesting fusion of classic Irish folk tales and
That's all they are. No, that's all they are.
brutal, naturalistic tales of
one
horror.
man's struggles in the modern age.
In the modern age.
Yeah.
Now,
I
just
don't know
a
what
quick question, Patrick,
about.
just so I understand.
Post-industrial.
Do you have a brother?
Do I have a brother?
Yeah.
I certainly do. Very
What's
happy.
he-
I've
what's he
got
do
multiple
for a
brothers.
living?
Well, I've several brothers. Let's see. One of them is a lawyer.
Okay.
And one of them is a fisherman.
Oh, yeah, that's a fun
And,
job.
one of them is a traditional Irish storyteller.
No, that's you,
And,
actually.
No, I also have a brother who's
Oh, yeah.
very, very successful with it.
What's his name?
Very successful with it. His name is Seamus, of course.
Oh,
And
Truck alert.
Seamus McMahon?
Seamus McMahon, yeah.
Oh, he's amazing.
Yes, he's pretty good.
I'm sure you've heard him. Like, I've got his CDs and DVDs.
Yeah.
yeah,
But that must be all
he's
of your
all right.
brothers, right? That must be the end of them. You
No,
don't have any-
no. I do have a brother, Tom. Tom fixes cars. He works at the garage.
Yep.
And he fixes up cars there.
Again, right
And
what you know.
He does a good business, yes.
Yep.
Okay, all right.
He does a real good business fixing
Well,
up cars.
You know, I would love to hear another one because I feel like we're on a roll here.
Sure.
You know, I feel like I'm, some sandwich meat because I'm on a roll.
Well, yeah. And I'm also,
With
like,
relish.
I'll be honest with you, like, I'm really kind of captivated by the
Yeah.
character of Johnny McGorry.
Johnny McGorry, isn't that something? Yes.
Yeah.
Well, these are great old traditional Irish stories about Johnny McGorry and the magical elements of Ireland and all
Okay,
that.
well,
And-
let's hear one more.
Well, I'll tell you a story about Johnny McGorry. In desperation, he planned a tour of America to tell traditional Irish stories, and it wasn't going real well. And the only place that he could go on to talk about it and promote it was a podcast. And he didn't like the guys there one bit at all. He got a real bad feeling about him. And he left there and he cried in his car for an hour and a half at the end of the interview, for sure. No doubt about it, cried for an hour and a half at least. And then found a pot of gold and a harpy and also a banshee was there. And that was the end
Screaming
of the
banshee.
story. So these are all just traditional stories from Ireland. And you could come out and hear them at Dylan's pub over there on Hollywood Boulevard. Where I'll be telling them tonight.
Patrick,
Yes.
you're crying.
Tears of joy.
Are you okay?
You know,
Magical tears of joy.
You know what else? I'm crying.
I am crying too.
Well, and isn't that just the curse of the Irish people? So sad, aren't they?
Well, I'm not even Irish, and I was just so touched by that story.
That story spoke to me in a way. Maybe it was because it talked about things that relate to us. You mentioned podcasts.
Yeah, I sort of related to it in that sense of like it seemed like.
Oh, do
some
you
people
guys
I
do
know.
it? You guys do a podcast? Is this a podcast?
We're talking on a podcast right now.
Oh, I
yeah.
see. I see. That's
And
interesting.
you are, ironically, you are on a tour of America doing traditional Irish storytelling.
Why is that ironic?
It's ironic because just because it was part of the story, and you yourself are participating in.
Oh,
something
that
like
happened to Johnny McGorry as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
suppose
know-
it did. I suppose it. But it's mainly a story about the pot of gold and the
You
harpies.
know what I think? I think that there isn't anyone named Johnny McGorry. That I think that this is actually your brother Seamus. I think that this is your brother Seamus, and you're telling stories about him.
Well, it's true. There is no one named Johnny McGorry because these are all just fantastical stories of magic. That's all they are.
I'm
Traditional.
glad you told me that because I was going to go looking for Johnny McGorry just
No,
because
no,
I'm worried about him.
Yeah.
No. There's no such person as Johnny McGorry.
I don't think
whatsoever.
there's
These are-
any kind of banshee. I don't think there's any pot of gold. I think that this is your brother Seamus, who has been having a rough time.
He needs
And
he needs
He
help.
needs help.
Seamus is very wealthy. I have to tell you right now. He makes a good money. He makes a good living.
But
Well, you know what? He's about to be wealthier because if he's in any kind of straight, I'm going to go on Amazon right now and I'm going to buy all of his
Oh,
stuff.
I wouldn't do that. He doesn't need any more.
Plus,
gonna-
he has a website where you can donate directly to him.
With
No, he doesn't
PayPal,
need
if
that.
you have a PayPal account, I'm going to do that.
Coincidentally enough, I have a PayPal account.
You do?
So, yeah.
That's great, man. How'd
Yeah.
you do that?
When you work in this business for a little while,
Yeah.
you get to a point where, people give you things. They call it swag.
I've tried to get a PayPal account so
PayPal
many
contacted me and
times.
set it up for me.
Wow.
So, well, that is some sad stories about Seamus.
John, why wouldn't bother giving any money to Seamus or buying any of his albums?
I
or
really
anything like that,
no, but
because-
we want to support our fellow artists when they're in the middle
Here's
of
the-
it.
you know what we should do?
Just give the money to me.
You know what we should do?
What's that?
Scott and I, this is, we shouldn't be announcing this now, but I'm going to. Scott and I are going to do a TV show,
Aha.
a regular TV show on television coming up soon. And we were just talking about what type of acts we would like to have on it because they're probably going to be huge successes in America.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what.
Seamus sounds
no,
like the
I'd be
kind of
available
guy-
to do that. I could do that myself. I'd be available for that program.
You're fine.
for that program.
You're fine.
Well, you're-
Seamus needs the help.
No, he's all right. Seamus is fine. Seamus is fine. All right, Johnny McGorry is me, for crying out loud. Put me on your TV show. It's me. It's all me.
Wait, what?
Put me on your TV show. I'm Johnny McGorry, for crying out loud.
Wait.
Patrick,
What?
we don't have a TV show.
Fuck you, then. Well, fuck you.
I just did that to get you to look at yourself in the mirror
You're
and
a fucking prick. You don't have a TV show.
and admit
None of
that
us
you
have
are
TV
Johnny
shows. If
McGorry.
we had
Oh,
TV
for
shows, why
Christ's
would we
sake.
be here?
You guys are a couple of assholes. Now I'm not going to cry sad in the car. I'm going to cry angry. An hour and a half of angry crying in the car.
I'm going to cry angry here in a minute.
Oh, you
Because
are?
you're getting me upset.
Well, fine. I don't like the two of you one bit. You tricked me. You tricked me.
We did trick you, but how do you feel, having been tricked?
I feel like I might
Do
go...
a personal evaluation.
I'll do it in limerick form.
Okay, great. I would love to hear that, yes.
Well, now I feel quite out of sorts. No, I'll start over.
Okay, yeah, no.
Wait, do you want your book?
Give me the book there. I've got
Yeah, let's go to the act.
All right.
All right, here we go.
I think you two guys are pricks. Now start over.
Okay, yeah, there's got to be something better.
I think you two guys are pricks.
Oh, that seems to be the same beginning.
I think you two guys are dicks. I came in here to tell stories about poor old Johnny McGorry,
And not
and it turns out
Not talk about
that
all your-
Nicole Kidman and her entire family were all ghosts. They were all ghosts.
that seems to be a spoiler for the movie The Others, I
That's
believe.
right. And if you haven't seen it, go fuck yourself.
All right, well, Patrick McMahon, we want to thank you.
I'll be appearing at Dylan's Irish pub.
Okay, great.
Wait, what date and time, please?
Well, let's see. I'll be there on October the
We're
7th.
finally going to stump him. That limerick thing didn't work out. Maybe he can't pull a date and time out of his ass.
I just want people to go there.
okay,
I want at least one person to be like, "Dear Comedy Death Ray Radio, I went to Dylan's Irish Pub to see Patrick McMahon. Nobody was there."
No, I'll be there. It'll be October the 7th at 11 a.m.
That's a good drinking time.
Well, it's all they had available.
Oh, that's prime limerick time.
Well,
right
I guess
there.
they do a lot of jukebox business over there. A lot of people put money in the jukebox, so they didn't want to rob themselves of that.
Patrick McMahon, thank you so much. I also want to thank Bill Carter, who was here a little bit before, and unfortunately, our friend Andy Daly was not around to do the show
Really
today.
rude.
Yeah,
Really
very
rude of him.
just not showing
He was
up.
supposed to be here and he didn't show up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
instead we just had to take random people barging in off the street. But oh
Well, I'm saying his loss is my gain.
and the audiences, I would say, because you were a fantastic guest. Love your limericks. Not too fond of your
Great
stories.
The
Please
stories were a bit of a lull in the show.
yeah,
weren't
please
they?
come back with your limericks next time.
Sure,
And
you got it.
Traffic exclusively in limericks.
Nothing in
Well,
limericks.
and also, if you wouldn't mind, just also send Seamus our way. Because we have a $1 million prize that we're prepared to give out to a great Irish storyteller, and Seamus is probably that guy.
Right, maybe. He might be.
All right, we have to get to our second. I mean, it's an honor to get to our second guest. I mean, I should say that, right?
It's a tribute and an honor.
And he is a royal watcher. I don't have any more information about him other than that, but I'm looking forward to talking to him. Please welcome Byron Deniston.
Yes, thank you. Hello, it's wonderful to be here.
all the way from
Hello.
across
Yes,
the pond.
of course, yes, across the pond. My goodness, yes. Well, that's where the royals are they not? Do you mean to tell me you've never had a royal watcher on this show before?
No, we've never had occasion to.
I mean, the overlap between the existence of this show and of the monarchy would be, the entire length of the time that this show has existed.
That's true. I guess
Which
we've
is to
been
say-
going for 4
yes,
years.
For 4 years.
And the monarchy's been going...
all that time and much, much more.
Right.
So much
12.
more.
Yeah.
What's that?
Like how many years?
The monarchy, the British monarchy has been around for an inestimable
Well,
number
you should
of
have
years.
incredible.
You can't estimate
Yes,
it,
it's inestimable at this point.
It must be a source of great pride that the families that comprise
Yes.
the monarchy have not all died out.
Right. No, true enough.
That
And
must be an incredible source of pride.
Well,
for
it really
you.
is when you think of all the families that have died out all over the world.
Sure.
And the royals.
Well,
just-
the world is so much smaller. There's so many fewer people than there were 100 years ago.
Yes.
There's half the people there were when caveman times were around.
well, that may be right.
So how
I don't know. I'm not
this
a
group of
population
families
statistician or anything like that, but you may be right.
continue
Yes.
to procreate.
Yes, they do, and that is a large part of what we're here to talk about today.
they
The
have-
procreation part of it, as you know.
So we're
Great
gonna
source
talk
of
about-
pride.
Kate Middleton
There's
expecting.
nothing. I just want to
Yes.
harp on this another second.
Harp away, please.
Please.
What could make a person more proud
Yes.
than that a stranger who they don't know
Yes.
continues to bear children? That the family line that is in no way a relation to them continues to.
If I understand the
Procrastinate.
spirit of your question, I could not
Is it-
disagree with it more, sir.
All right.
It is not that these are
Procreate.
strangers to us at all.
No,
it is not that
yeah,
these are people that we do not know.
No,
I feel like Bob is being a little sarcasmic,
and,
which
and a
I
bit
think-
irreverent, if you don't mind my saying so.
Could
which
you
is
be a little more
understandable.
reverent, please?
I
Please.
will. I
Yes,
promise.
Reverence is what's called for here, given
Yeah.
the pomp
Indeed,
and the
indeed,
pageantry
and I apologize.
and the majesty and
Yeah.
the tradition more than anything of the royals, and how lucky we are to have
Yes.
them and to know them, sir. To
Yes.
know them as we do.
Yes.
I apologize for Bob here.
It's no
This isn't-
apology
It's not this
needed.
kind
That's
of a
a
show,
very
Bob.
American attitude, I
That's
suppose.
precisely right, and so for that reason, you needn't apologize.
Bob,
but-
I don't really like you coming on the show and making fun of our guests like this.
No,
You
you're
know what
right.
I mean?
I should celebrate these people and their interesting, offbeat interests.
Yeah, so why don't you just...
Now let's tell.
Again,
I want to hear.
I can't let the word offbeat go by without some commentary.
Yeah.
There's nothing
They're
offbeat
totally
at all about the
on
Royals.
beat.
They are on the beat.
Yeah.
I've seen them dance, and they know dances that go
Oh.
way back in time.
Well, you're clearly enamored of this
Enamored is hardly
collection
the
of
word.
scoundrels.
Scoundrels, sir! How dare you! This has taken a turn.
I apologize.
Listen,
very much.
Now I will accept your apology, and I will await yours. Sir, I await
I
it.
apologize.
Okay,
Fine, then.
Bob,
Thank
come
you.
on.
Scoundrels.
At least let the guy talk about what he wants to talk about.
can't even-
Jackanapes, I should have said.
Jackanapes is worse! It's worse than scoundrels! You, shouldn't
think
have
so?
said that.
You think so?
Absolutely, it's
How
worse.
do you know? Look it up.
I have looked it up. I have all 13 editions of the Oxford English Dictionary in
And
my
you look up
study.
the
And
word jackanapes
I
several
am
times?
well versed with all manner of insults in
I
case any
thought
one
it
of them
meant
should be lobbed at the Royals.
Wonderful people. I didn't
Wonderful people is much closer
Much
to
better.
reality.
Okay,
yes.
great.
I'll take that.
All right, so now Byron.
I have been tested.
Byron Deniston.
Yes.
What are you doing here? You're here to talk about the Royals? What's happening with
Yes.
the Royals lately? I barely follow them.
I am needed here more than I ever even imagined, as you know.
Yes.
In our hour of greatest need, you arrived.
It may well be, yes. And I really have come over here to educate the American people.
Oh,
to,
good.
To let you all know what's happening over there in your former empire. yes. Yes.
Oh, that's right. You guys used to own us or something,
That's
right?
We kicked you out.
The United
That's all
States was,
wonderful.
well, here in California, you can barely claim that. But yes, the 13 colonies were colonies of England. At any rate,
Wait, you think us in California, we don't have a right to say that we kicked you out just
No.
because we're here in La La Land or something?
I don't
What?
think that you do. No, it doesn't.
I
make
mean,
any
none of
sense
the
to me.
people who were around back then are still around. So
If I
like-
met someone from an old family in Massachusetts, they could give me a real going to
But
about
a
what
lot-
happened to Cornwallis over there. At
I'm
Yorkshire.
sorry, but a lot of people move from Massachusetts to California.
Is
Like
that
there's
where
a lot
you're
of
from?
there's a lot of people with Boston hats. I'm not from there. No.
Point made. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry.
At any rate, where was I? Yes. well, I'm here to educate.
What's the news? Yeah. What's
Yeah.
the latest news?
The
I mean,
news,
I
my
know
friend.
that Princess Queenie is going to have a baby.
This is absurd. This is to the level of comedy, nearly to the level of comedy.
Almost. When we don't want to get to that level, so Bob, please. Just rein it in.
Tone it down.
Please, absolutely. Your
Indeed,
irreverence
I will.
is nearly to the level of comedy.
Yeah.
Right.
No, tell him, but
Yes.
I literally don't know what's
Harry
happening
Potter.
with these people.
That's what it is. Now I know.
Those are good books, yes. They're entirely off point. I don't know what you called her, Miss Queenie, whatever. She is the wife to Prince William, and she is expecting a baby. She is the
God.
Duchess of Cambridge.
Does
The
she know
moment she
whose it
became
is?
wed, what kind of a question is that? Does
It's
she
a
know whose it is?
legitimate question to
That
ask
is not
any
a legitimate
pregnant
question.
woman.
She was married rightfully to the Prince of England.
Oh, is that
the
what
first
it
in
is?
line was second in line after his father to ascend to the throne. She is married to him, and she bears his child,
Good news. Good.
who becomes
Quite an
instantly
achievement.
Yes, who becomes
Personal
instantly
achievement.
third in line to
Yes.
ascend to the throne. The ascension is assured to 3 spots once this child is born.
So we got the...
If it is a boy, I dare say.
We have
No, even if it is a girl.
We have the Queen. Yeah, you don't know that much about her, it seems.
I know all there is to know about Kate.
So we have the Queen up on top. Then when she...
The Queen rules currently, yes.
When she poops out. Oh, God. That's an American phrase.
That's That's
That is
slang. You have to give him
it is
slang.
legitimate.
You have
She
to-
will
colloquialism.
not poop out. She will take her rightful place in heaven.
Wait, she has a rightful place in heaven.
Absolutely, yes.
Where would that be? At Jesus's right hand, or
She will take the throne.
she'll be ruling over heaven?
Absolutely, she has a divine right.
What about all the-
divine right of kings and queens?
What about all the kings and queens before her?
They'll have to step aside
them
once she
out?
gets there.
Wait,
Absolutely.
so
the
whoever-
order of succession is the same in heaven as it
So
is on
whoever
earth.
dies the most recently up in heaven rules over heaven.
You literally don't know this.
This is...
I am needed here in the United
Yes,
States.
you
more than
are.
I ever imagined.
I've
I
never
was.
heard anything like this.
Once the royal, the sitting royal there in England, the monarch, the sitting monarch, passes on, they take their rightful place on the throne in heaven.
And what do the previous kings and queens do at that point?
They are retired at that point, and they go.
Then
just
they
get to
become
go-
part of Harry Potter.
I don't know that is
And
true.
they
sir,
go
although-
and haunt. Have you ever seen Harry Potter's?
I've seen Harry's
They
Potters.
all scoop around the castle and they're like ghosts.
Oh, okay.
I've seen it.
Do they become ghosts, or do they get to kick back in heaven and coast?
They do say that some of the great castles of England are haunted by the
Oh,
ghosts of the
don't
royals.
say that
They
to
do,
me.
yes.
Don't
it
tell
has
me
been
that.
said. It has been
my
remarked
goodness.
upon, and
Scary.
I don't know, but
Not
it's
at all
it's fun
cute
to
or
imagine.
funny. No,
It's fun
totally
to imagine.
scary.
So Byron,
Yes.
we got the Queen, then we have
That's correct.
the Prince, and he's second in line, and
That's
then
right.
No,
Her
no.
son.
Yes, yes.
Her son.
Prince
and then
Prince
and then
Charles.
if he's gone, then it's the other prince, right? The one who's always messing up, or is
No,
that-
no, absolutely not. It would be Prince William. Prince William.
Right.
Isn't he the guy from?
No, that's Harry is the one who's made the
Oh, okay. The
pulled the boners.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen no boners on
So
the
then-
part of Prince Harry. He's a good young man, served his country
Yeah.
honorably in the
Oh,
Middle
yeah.
East,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
occasionally has a good time, and good for him.
And then underneath
Yes.
them all would be this new person.
No. Harry would be overpassed.
Okay.
In the case that he's not in the only in the case that Prince William. No. At this point, once this child is born, Harry is
Shouldn't you
I don't
anyone
think you know what
know
you're talking about.
Know
It's-
about
it's
this
making
stuff?
it up.
complicated. It's quite complicated.
Oh, okay.
The point is that once this child is born, Harry can do whatever he wants for the rest of his life.
Oh, he will never be king.
He will never be king.
What if it's a girl?
Even then.
Even then? Oh, well, that's
the rules have recently changed, and even if
Oh.
it's a girl, she will ascend to the throne.
Wow, that
Oh,
must
wait,
feel.
wait.
Yeah.
What if Charles decides he wants to be king for 10 years?
Sure, yes. Mm-hmm. He may well.
And
And, then
then it
abdicate,
goes-
you're saying? Yes.
And then it goes to who?
Then it would go to William.
Then it goes
Yes,
to William.
That's correct. Yeah.
And what if William lives to be 110?
Sure.
And
very
his
likely takes very
child-
good care of himself. He's in wonderful shape. Yeah.
He does look good.
His child decides does not want to be the king or queen.
Yeah, has anyone ever done that before?
And then,
Yes,
yeah, it's been
yes,
done.
indeed.
Oh, yeah.
So then it won't necessarily be the king or queen.
Right.
So Harry has a
Yeah,
shot.
so you're so sure of yourself, but now you're realizing that
Oh, there are any number of circumstances and exigencies.
I guess everyone could die except for Harry.
Certainly, yes.
could Alexander Haig become king?
Alexander Haig, I believe, has passed on.
Mitt Romney?
Yes. None of these things are possible. No, absolutely.
All right, well,
there is a
I wanna
royal
go there.
line of succession.
Okay.
All right, and yes, indeed, that's true. That this new baby could refuse to take the throne, in which case it may very well go on to Harry or Harry's descendants. Yes,
Okay,
things
well
like
that's
that can
that's
happen.
quite an education on my part because I don't
Yeah.
really know anything about this. We have our own people that we have to look out for.
We have to watch.
all the in Washington. I was trying to tell you, Bob, that there was this.
Yes, those may be scoundrels.
There was this circus in Washington, and the strong men were there, sure, and the trapeze artists and all of them, but they moved along. But the clowns
Stayed.
missed the. Anyway,
I
So
understand.
the clowns from the circus are still there.
they're still in Washington.
And
Anyway,
were they
it's
able to
along-
catch, the next flight or whatever, and catch up with the circus?
No, I guess they liked it so
They
much.
stayed.
Did they stay? Did they stay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and so,
So
now
anyway,
there's,
that's
a
what
troop,
we-
there's a troop of clowns there in the
Yeah,
nation's
you
capital.
get it,
And do
you
they
get it.
put on a show?
They
they
sure
still
do.
there?
Every day,
And they are still
every
there.
damn
We
day.
pay
I would
for
Is
say.
that right? It's
Yeah.
a daily show.
We
Yeah.
pay
It's that
for it with
popular.
our tax money.
Well, good. It's a publicly funded
Yeah.
performance being put on by these clowns. Interesting the way
Yeah,
they
you
came
would
to be
like
in the
that
nation's
publicly
capital.
funded Britain. With everything
yeah.
you
Yes,
pay
taxes.
800% taxes, and you get it.
hardly
it pays
that.
for the TV.
Not quite.
You have to pay for the
Yeah,
BBC.
all you get is
and
tea
everything.
money
quite,
at
not
the end
quite.
of the day. Huh?
Yeah.
Not
just
precisely.
enough money to make a bag of tea that you have to share.
Not
with the
precisely
whole
right. Not precisely
farmhouse.
right.
All right.
Anyway, I
but
want to
anyway,
hear
we
what's
have our
happening.
own thing going on. So
Is
this
the
was an
baby
education.
out yet, or what?
As of this time, the baby is not out, but the baby is imminent, and she looks radiant and
Who does?
wonderful. Catherine Middleton, Kate.
How do you
we
know
call
that?
her. How do I know that she looks wonderful? I've
Yeah.
seen her. I see her all the time.
Do we
How?
know?
She
In pictures, or do you go there and peer in the
Often
window?
pictures, and often yes. As
In
a royal
person.
watcher, I try to get my
And
eyes
she's
on.
radiant, you say.
Yes, absolutely radiant. Walking
When you say
around
you're
the
a
house.
royal watcher,
What
you
a
like,
shame, though, that she'll soon have that baby out and the radiancy will all
Oh,
be
I
gone.
expect the radiancy of new motherhood to carry over,
Oh,
and
okay.
for her to be.
So then you shouldn't be
absolutely
so fascinated by the
beautiful.
radiancy if it's just a norm. It's just the norm. So therefore, it should no longer be so.
With each new
So remarkable
wonderful
to you.
thing that happens to Kate, she becomes more and more radiant. The radiance just simply continues.
new
So she
levels
was-
of radiancy.
So you would say
Yes,
that today,
Yes.
she is unbelievably radiant.
unbelievably
and in
radiant.
comparison to today, a month ago, she was just a dish rag.
A bit? No, never. I did not say that. Those
But
are your
you
words
have
and
to
not mine.
admit,
She
that
was
the-
somewhat
with,
less
with her
radiant.
radiancy.
Guys, this is getting heated here.
In-
Come on,
increase-
guys.
It is not getting heat. He makes a fair point, but he's phrasing it very,
I'm trying to do the
very
math here.
poorly. Yeah, I have been tracking her radiancy for a long time.
Oh.
And it has steadily increased with each
So it's steady. It
passing
doesn't
year.
jumps up.
Oh,
Or,
my friend, it jumped up enormously once she went.
My goodness. This is good news.
When she became engaged to him,
This is good news.
her radiancy increased.
it increased then a big
Exponentially,
leap.
yes, indeed. And when she attended her first official function, yes,
that-
her
another big
radiancy,
leap?
yes,
Wow.
yes, because.
But
and
when
then-
she's
yes.
not doing that, just a gradual increase. Is that what
most
you're
of the
saying?
time, yes, there's
Okay.
a gradual increase.
Just gradual,
that I have
gradual,
noted
and then boop, all of a sudden up, really
at
sharp,
certain moments.
and then just a gradual.
The birth of the next monarch will indeed be a boost in radiancy.
She may have just had an iron deficiency, and now she's slowly getting her diet in check,
It's.
in balance.
That's a fanciful.
She
notion.
may. A lot of women do. You have to take a multivitamin.
Yeah.
And it will make you go from sallow complected to a more rosy complexion. And she may well have better iron deficiency.
Can I
I
ask
hope not.
something?
What you're
Bob-
trying to do is assign a scientific explanation to something that cannot be explained by science. It is the beauty and the radiancy of the realm.
Bob, can
Yes?
I ask, and I say Bob, even though I'm going to ask Byron, just because I'm having a hard time getting a word in.
Oh, yes, I see.
But can I ask, do we know the sex of the baby yet? I really don't know anything about this. And by the way, we're taping this a little bit in advance of the release of this show, so we don't,
Yes.
maybe it's born
By the time
this
this
comes out.
airs, yes, or whatever it does.
HEIRS.
Oh, that's a good one.
Ah, wonderful. Very good. Now you're in the spirit. By the time that happens,
You are kind of in the spirit. I like
a
this.
little bit, yes.
I like this.
Spirit
a
of
lot.
asinine.
Hey,
behavior.
come on, Bob.
Well, it's
Carry
all
on.
right. It's all right. If from now on we're
I
making
didn't
nice
realize
jokes
this
about
was going to be like real
royalty.
time with Bill Maher all of a sudden. Like, we got
You're
this
right.
guy. I'm
I
trying
don't,
to.
I don't get the
much,
You
reference.
know what I mean? Like,
don't get that reference.
calm down, Bill Maher, and go back to your show real time
Okay, I will.
with Bill Maher. All right,
I don't
go
get
ahead.
that reference.
By the time this airs,
Yes, the child may well have been born, but as of this time, we do not know.
We do not
whether
know.
it is a boy.
Do they know?
Or a girl? They do not know.
What?
They have a list of boys' names by the bedside table. On William's bedside table and on Kate's bedside table is a list of girls' names.
Why?
She's keeping a list of girls' names.
What?
and
She
he-
wants a girl and he wants a boy? Is that what
It's
that's
just
about?
a
or-
fun little exercise that
Oh,
they
that
have
is
agreed
fun.
to do. And the list sits there, and at night.
Does it glow in the dark at night?
No, William will put on a little bedside light, and he'll turn over and he'll write a name if it occurs to him sometimes.
So if he wakes up in the middle of the night, he
Yes.
has to switch on. He has to find his lamp.
Yes, it's right over the bed, and he simply reaches up there.
Oh, it's a pole, like a
Seen
pull
him do it
string?
dozens of times. He just reaches up. No, it's a bit of
How are you
it's a bit of a
watching-
knob on the wall.
Can I ask you a question here?
Yes.
And this is something that you've said a couple of times. How are you actually watching these people? How are you watching him in the middle of the night? I thought a royal watcher was just someone who follows them in the news.
Well, no, anyone can follow anything in the news, right? And that doesn't make you an anything watcher. Yes.
So are you actually watching? You're in person watching these people?
Absolutely, whenever possible, and it isn't always possible. And I do it whenever I can, and I've seen them dozens of times. As I say, he has a list on his bedside table, and
Right.
she a list on hers.
No, I mean,
middle of
I
the
want,
night.
and I want to get back to this
And at all
lamp and
times of the
exactly
day.
how it's turned on and off.
Well, it is a fascinating lamp.
But before we get to that,
Yes.
I have to ask you: are you invited into their bedroom somehow?
no, heavens, no! No, they wouldn't do that. No, not even close. Quite
but
far
now
from it.
tell
In
us,
fact, yes,
they keep a list of names,
yes, that's right.
and they might
No,
name
don't
the
bo-
child.
yes, that's right.
Or they may not name the child at all.
Well, the child will be named
think
in
we're-
accordance with.
You
Bob,
seem
I think-
very sure of yourself.
I'm positive the child will receive.
What if they
some sort
just
of
give it a
name.
number? Because a lot of them have numbers for names.
A lot of who?
Royals.
No, not true.
I don't think
Simply
so.
is-
I don't think there's like
There's
Prince
people
13.
named the
Oh,
third,
I
the
see.
fourth,
Or-
the 16th.
But they, in addition to that, also have a name.
But Bob,
You see?
I heard that those are nicknames actually, and that the number is the only thing on their birth certificate.
I think you're wrong.
Well, you have to check on that because
I will
I'm pretty
check.
sure
I
I'm
will
right.
check. It's a fine question, but I believe there is a name and then a
No,
number.
they'll
If
just
they
put
are,
VI.
if this Richard
The
is
sixth.
is the fifth Richard or something like that, he become.
A lot of times they don't want
All
to
right.
commit, and they want take some time to figure out.
That may
and so
be.
they just go with the number. That's what I've heard.
But Bob, I hate to interject here, but I feel as if we're really not paying attention to something huge that
I think
The
Yeah,
list
Mr.
of names,
Deniston-
I think
which
he has
I
a-
have
No,
seen.
and I do.
Oh my God, he's seen the list.
I have
of names.
seen the names.
Okay,
How?
let's talk. Maybe this is a exclusive that we should break here
Yes.
before I get back to this other thing. But yeah, go ahead. What are the listed names?
She on the list of girls' names is
Yes.
Millicent, Victoria,
Oh.
Laura, Penelope, and Marion.
Oh, those are
That's
good.
not what you have written down there.
Yes.
You have the word Penelope.
Ah.
So you're pronouncing it
No, you're
Penelope.
You're
No, that
looking,
is
no, you're
Penelope. It's
looking
pronounced-
at it's
Well, yeah, but
pronounced
that's how you're
Penelope.
pronouncing
Penelope.
it, but it's not what you wrote.
It-
Go ahead.
No, Penelope. That's exactly how it's just pronounced Penelope. It's not Penelope.
No, you'd have to put in all the. You have to look at the dictionary to see how it's written. But
No. When you write words, you don't have to write them like you do
how
in the
you say 'em.
dictionary.
Yeah, you write
with-
them how you say them.
Right.
No, I don't think so. Anyway,
There is a style of
I guess
argument
you've
to-
never read the book Pudd'nhead Wilson by Tom Sawyer.
No, we can agree to disagree at times, and it may be the wisest course.
all right. So, and what are the boys' names?
He has written on his page Dilbert and Garfield and Beetle Bailey
What?
and Dagwood. What? Yes, that's what William
You're
has on his.
kidding me.
Yes,
Wait,
that's
give
right.
me these names again. The women's names
The
are.
women's names: Millicent, Victoria, Laura, Penelope, Marion.
All apropos
these are
names
very-
for
Beautiful
a
names.
little princess.
Beautiful names, yes.
But
And
now,
then if it's a boy,
and
if it's a boy, it's
will
a
either
future
be
king.
Dilbert or Garfield or Beetle Bailey or Dagwood.
Beetle Bailey. That's two names.
I suppose you're right.
God. So this guy,
And it would be Beetle Bailey the first.
I guess so. Yeah, there hasn't ever been a Dilbert.
Well, now you
is my
probably
knowledge.
don't know this because you're
Yes.
not from here.
No.
But all of those names
Yes.
are names from what we call in America the funny pages. Or the,
What is that now?
Well,
in our newspapers.
Yes.
Much like you have newspapers.
right. But let's say
we
where
have a lot
your
of problems
papers
with
would
the
have a nude
newspapers.
woman on page 3,
Indeed.
Instead,
ours would have on page 82
Yes.
a drawing of a cat.
and there would be, comic little stories
I see.
told with cartoon characters,
Ah,
some
yes,
of which
yes.
are very famous and well-known and well-liked.
For instance, there's a certain cat that likes lasagna, yet, antithetical to that, hates Mondays, named Garfield.
Why is liking lasagna antithetical to liking Mondays?
Well,
Are you simply saying he likes it?
He
As much
likes
as he
one
likes
thing-
lasagna, he hates
Yeah,
Mondays.
they're exactly equal. It's two sides of the same coin, is
I see,
exactly
yes,
what I'm trying to
yes,
say.
I see, yes. More lasagna, less Mondays, he says.
Yeah, but in equal
But
amount.
the tragedy of his life is that Mondays will come. Every
Mondays
7
will
days.
come, and lasagna we don't
lasagna
know.
less predictable.
Yeah, so
I
you
see.
get it, obviously.
I do, I understand, and I
Yeah.
can see the humor.
Yes. So that would be one of them, and Dilbert would be another man who hangs around in an office all day, and apparently he doesn't enjoy his job all that much. But there's humor in terms of.
I was not aware of. You're giving me a fascinating insight into
Beetle
William's
Bailey
thinking. Yes,
is
yes.
the character in one of these stories that I've told you about.
I believe he's a private in our armed forces.
Yeah, he's he's a soldier, an
I
American
see.
soldier.
Yeah,
I see.
and there's a sergeant who disagrees with him quite frequently.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Are you sure you got this list from the Royals or from some toilet somewhere?
Toilet.
I can assure you, sir.
Why would a list of
Why would anyone
four?
list
I
their
have never
favorite
obtained a list
comic
of anything
book
from
characters?
a toilet.
But okay, so
Never in my life.
this is fascinating. So he must be a fan of American comic strips.
I don't know. All that I know is that late in the night, he sits up, he turns on his lamp, with the lampshade
And
of which
I
is
want to get
covered
back
in-
to this
yes,
lamp.
Yes, yes.
But before we do that, this is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah.
And Bob, maybe you missed this, but you're hanging out in their bedroom while they
Yeah,
sleep.
this is creepy a little bit.
Why is that? No,
Probably
I'm not-
illegal.
Well, it would
You're
be.
not invited. You said that much.
No. I'm not in their bedroom, gentlemen. I live in a mobile treehouse, which was designed for me by a magician. And
Harry Potter, there it is again.
no,
Keep
it's
going.
not Harry Potter.
Keep going.
The way it works is that you simply need 3 branches of any tree that are more or less vertical. They can be at an angle.
Yes.
And it's very adjustable, and you can set it up in 10 minutes or less, and it's just a floor and sort of some sticks from
Most
walls and a
important
bit-
part of the treehouse is the floor.
Yes, of course.
true.
And on that you can put your rollaway, your bed.
You can't put it up on the ceiling. I'll tell you that much.
No,
So you live in the treehouse.
that's right, and it goes wherever I
And
go.
you snoop and snip and snap and look in the windows of the royal.
I neither
Palace.
snoop nor snip nor snap, sir.
You
How do you
snap
get
a little
these
bit.
names? How did you
watching.
get this
I'm
list?
watching. I'm watching. That's all.
Wait, and you're let me get this straight.
Yes, and
because
I-
this is a lot to take in. This is a lot to process. Here, for me, as a person who doesn't know anything about the Royals,
Right.
this is a lot for me to process.
All right,
but you live in a tree, in various trees, in a treehouse that a magician made for you.
Yes, that's right.
Who's
I-
this magician?
There's a magician, a very popular magician in the
Harry Potter.
Orient. No, he's an Oriental.
An Oriental magician
Yes,
made
that's
you
right.
a magic treehouse.
No, it's hardly magic. No. Well, I see why you say that. No, but
Oh.
it's adjustable to any span
see.
of branches.
It's
and
just
all
a
that.
magician made this for you. It doesn't have
It
anything.
doesn't
to do with
matter
magic.
that
right.
he's a magician. He's an
I
engineer, is what he is.
Yes, that's right. He creates props.
The fact
and
that he
things
does
like that.
magic on the side,
On the
is
side,
not
that's just-
important.
Well, he creates boxes that women can be folded
Whatever
up into
he
and
did-
whatnot and all
else
that.
he
Whatever
does.
else he does, it's not
Doesn't
germane
matter.
to the story.
It is a
He-
bit because I approached him because I thought he might have some clever engineering ideas for this. Being that
And
he's
you
a
had nowhere to
magician and all
live.
that stuff. and I had nowhere to live. I said perhaps a magician can solve this.
So you went to the
And
far
indeed.
reaches of the Orient in
Yes.
order to find a gentleman that you'd heard about who might have an idea of how to get you up in trees.
Something like that, yes.
Okay.
Something
that
like
makes sense.
I was practicing at the time. I was practicing black magic.
Well,
and
that
I was
all makes
trying
sense.
to, and
Wait,
I was
wait,
in that
wait, wait,
circle
hold on.
of people.
Black
like that.
magic? What
yes,
is that?
I was practicing black magic. At that time,
Not-
and do occasionally as a sideline, and through that had come into contact with various magicians and things like that from
What
around
the-
the
this-
world and in the Orient.
What do you say? What do you mean when you when you were talking about magic? I thought that you meant that he constructs parlor tricks and stuff.
Yes.
What do you mean
True
black
enough.
magic
Yes.
that you're practicing this?
Oh, nothing. That was it's only at this point. It's only a sideline. I'm mainly a royal watcher, but I also am an aspiring sorcerer.
Oh.
And should Kate and William inhabit Buckingham Palace, it is my hope that I would be honoured with the position of the court sorcerer, and that would be.
How about a beef eater?
No, I wouldn't do that. No, that's a military position.
Well, I
and
think you're a beef eater.
Wait, but
Well, from time to time, of
You
course.
might not swallow, but you know.
Oh, wait a minute. What are you
Beg
trying
your
to say,
pardon. I
Bob? This
beg
is
your
not
pardon.
that. First of all, this is not that kind of a show. All right.
What kind of
I think
show
it
is
is.
that?
I think it is.
The kind of show where a goofball
Yes.
to the left of me
Oh, yes.
starts lobbing a
Hey, I'm
presumed
sitting
insults.
to the left of you.
Well, that's who I'm talking about.
I
Gosh darn
think
it!
it is, yes. Yes.
Look,
How
Anyway.
about a beefeater?
What about
Would you
it?
like to be one?
No, I don't.
he said he doesn't want to be one.
Answered,
he
sir.
wants to be like Merlin. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes, right. In the tradition of Merlin and things like that. But
Oh.
listen, it's a bit of a pipe dream. I don't know if they'd choose me. I'm sure they have.
Well,
many
you've got the
candidates
hat.
and all that stuff. I do have a hat just like that. Yes, with
big,
stars on it. and all
tall,
that business.
pointy hat with the stars
Well,
and
yes.
the moon on it.
I had it made. Yes.
Wait, who makes you this hat?
My
You can't just buy one in a costume store. Or
You
something?
probably could, but I wanted it to be the real deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So who made the hat? I'm sorry to interrupt.
I went down to the deepest reaches of the subcontinent and had it made by a true, authentic African.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh
All
my
right.
goodness.
Now, I've just got to say the names. I think you got one list right, and I think you got one list wrong. And I don't know how you got the lists, but I think somebody swindled you. If you purchased them, did you pay someone for these names? Because I think they had half right.
Well, look.
Where'd you get them? Where'd you get them?
From my perch.
So you're peeping into their room from your treehouse.
And I can see Kate's side of the bed much better, which is just how I'd have it. And that list.
Weird.
I don't know.
Carry
I kind
on.
of get it.
Yes, absolutely.
What do they wear? What do they wear when they go to bed?
What a wonderful question that is. Prince William wears a tartan set of pajamas. In his family's tartan. Every single night, it is a new pair that he finds folded and tied with a ribbon on the bed each and every
They
night.
buy him a new pair of PJs every single day.
Every single day. Yes.
That's the dream.
And he puts those on, and those are wonderful. And Kate Middleton sleeps in the nude. Yes.
wow.
Is it true?
Nude each
Let me
and
ask you a little fun fact.
What happened to your voice there?
Is it
I don't
true
know.
that when a royal
Yes.
uses the commode,
I can already tell, no, it isn't true, based on your
When they-
track record of questions.
I have no idea if it's true or not. And
I
I'm
will find out, yes.
perfectly willing to hear it's not true.
I hope so.
It's scuttlebutt right now and rumor.
all
That's
right.
all it is.
All right.
And there's a lot of that, boy.
Absolutely, and many rumors turn out to
Quite
be
good
true.
to dispel it
Yes.
if it's not true. Is it true that when a royal uses the commode, they are obliged to do an upper decker?
what?
What is an upper decker?
To crap in the upper
In the upper part of the toilet?
the upper part of the
Where the tank is?
reservoir tank, and they crap in that,
Oh,
and
I
then
see.
it doesn't flush, and then later a servant has to come and scoop out the turd.
Just as to what end? To
as
make
a prank,
servant
as
do
a,
it?
as a
Oh.
lifelong prank.
You are partly right,
All right.
but largely wrong.
Okay.
When visiting a house that is not their own,
Uh-huh.
they are not obliged to do it, but they almost always do. But it isn't as a prank.
It's more as like a thrill of
It's a
like, hey,
tribute.
look what we left behind.
No.
Oh.
It's a bit of a sort of a knocking down a peg of the staff
Oh.
at the house, just to sort of, because the staff at a house that isn't your own may not respect you. And
Yeah.
this is a way of sort of saying, well,
Look
clean
what I
that
can
up.
do.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah, it's like
And-
getting the first bark in.
Look
in
at
a
me go.
dogfight.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is not an obligation. It is not a prank, and they don't do it in their own home. But otherwise, yes.
Ah, interesting.
Interesting.
That's
Very-
true.
very closely
Probably have a
tied.
lot of rumors they're half true. Or
Yes,
or
right. I
There's
think
an
that may be.
element of truth in them.
Yes,
Well,
it may be.
Byron is a black magic sorcerer.
Oh, as a
Aspiring.
sideline, just as a sideline. Yes,
Sure,
aspiring.
but mainly what you do is you put up a sort of functional treehouse in the courtyard of
no,
the
that's
Royals.
not mainly what I do. That's simply where I live. Do you mainly go home to your apartment and put the key in the door?
I'm so sorry. I mean, what is your occupation? I guess we
I'm a
haven't gotten-
royal watcher. I pay attention to the royals and the
Have you
majesty.
ever
the
have you ever
pageantry.
identified? You know how bird watchers
Yes.
will often be very excited to identify a new breed or a breed they've never seen.
Ah.
Have you ever identified a royal who was unknown until that moment?
Oh yeah, do they have anyone like creeping around in their basements
Like,
or anything?
I just saw a guy and I think he's a count.
No, it's a wonderful question. No. The only thing I can say close to that is that if I'm the first to see the new heir, the new baby when it's
You'll
born,
die.
then
You'll implode.
I may well from excitement, yes. But then in that case, I will be able to say that I was the first to spot that royal. So that's the only thing I can say. Yes.
If you were the first person to see the new royal child,
Yes.
what would you do with the rest of your life?
I would raise the child, I think, you know.
You would have responsibility for that child.
Listen.
Just from eyeballing it.
If, for instance, let's say, I was able to get myself into the room where the child was born by putting on
an invisibility cloak of some sort?
Harry Potter.
Listen, by making myself invisible, I don't think I'd ever be able to pull that off, but worth a try. But not in this time frame, no. I think instead I'd dress as one of the doctors, and perhaps have made up an authentic ID because they're sure to check it. And I'd be
all you need
there.
is like scrubs, I would imagine.
Yes, that's right. That's right. But also because of the extra scrutiny, you may want to make sure you look like them, have a false mustache if the doctor has a mustache or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, and then get in there and be prepared to show authentic ID and be prepared to have done something with the doctor so that doctor does not show up.
All of a sudden pop up and go, hey, no, he's not the doctor, I'm the doctor.
The trick here is to be a specific doctor, not just some general doctor, because they know who will be in the room.
And you really have to come up with all the angles and think 4 steps ahead.
I have heard a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I want to know
all right,
if it's true or not.
Well, all right.
And this is true of a lot of royals and famous people.
Uh-huh.
There are doppelgangers, copycats, duplicates who look like them.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Yes.
That are often sent as a decoy.
Right.
For people to not, so that the royal person can then I'm sorry, all apologies.
Oh, now you're polite.
I really have learned my manners.
Yeah, well, that scolding I gave you during the break.
The royal personage can thereby make their royal way.
Tough love.
Yes.
And smurf their way over to where they need to be.
Smurf their way.
That's a verb. It's an American verb.
Oh, is it?
Popularized by the Smurfs, but it can mean anything.
It's a way of carrying yourself with dignity.
Singing while walking?
It's a great deal of dignity. And
I see.
So the royal can smurf their way wherever they need to go.
Yes.
And the doppelganger is the one that shows up at the festivity or festoonery.
Festivity.
And thereby the royal is safe and sound.
Watching TV.
Smurf their way to smurf the TV.
Yes.
Now, is that true? And if it's true, is it possible?
Oh, this is a multi-part question.
That Prince William is not who he says he is. Princess Kate is not a woman or even looks like that. Is it possible the baby was born years ago and is now a teenager who doesn't look at all like the baby they are going to foist upon us in photographs as a decoy, once again a decoy, legitimate purpose, so that royal that we have never met, who is a teenager and is smurfing their way around town right now as we speak.
I cannot comment on the smurfing. However...
You haven't heard of that term up till now.
No, and so I cannot comment.
That's understandable.
And will not.
Okay.
But as with your last rumor, parts of this are true and other parts of it are demented and unhinged and disturbing to hear.
Oh, okay.
Now, it is true that important persons in England, and certainly, yes, the royal family, often have decoys who are sent out in one direction while they go in the other direction. Kate Middleton has one, and her name is Joanna, and she's from Long Island, New York, and just happens to look an awful lot like Kate Middleton, but is a lout.
Aren't you fascinated by the doppelgangers?
I'm infuriated by the doppelganger. I've been fooled by the doppelganger a number of times.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And so you go
again.
I think you were fooled by a doppelganger, and that's where you got these names, these goofy names from the comics book page that you think Prince William wrote down for his future child.
You think that even the doppelgangers are sleeping in this bedroom?
The doppelganger. I am told, and this may be a rumor or a lie, that the doppelgangers live in a separate castle that is identical to Buckingham Palace, and it's right next to Buckingham Palace, and they walk in,
and there's
they walk out,
mirrors.
they do everything the royals are doing sort of at the same time. Whether the royals are, eating, then they eat. If the royals are smurfing, they go and smurf. If they smurf their way to the TV and watch us and smurf around the channels, then that's what the doppelgangers do.
Again, I cannot comment on the smurfing.
But
However,
is there another castle right next to it, and they use mirrors to obscure this fact?
I will tell you this now. I do not know of the existence of a second castle, but if there were another Buckingham Palace, it would clearly indicate the work of a sorcerer. Absolutely.
Do they
and a
have-
powerful sorcerer.
Do they have a current sorcerer?
Well, I assume so, yes. Of course, no one's been in there to see the sorcerer. But I assume that Queen Elizabeth probably has one. We don't know how good this sorcerer is, really. But if this sorcerer can conjure up a second Buckingham Palace that is identical to the other one,
they'd have to be so powerful. Are you even approaching that power level yet?
No.
Then
not
why
even
do you want to
close.
be the sorcerer so bad? If
Well, I
like
say
you're not
long
gonna,
shot. It's a long shot.
Like, what happens if the sorcerer dies and then you come in and you're the new sorcerer and you can't
Yes.
keep up the glamour of the castle?
Scott, I say go for your dreams.
Yes, that's right.
so.
Yes,
I
that's
guess
the spirit.
so.
Yes, and there'll be a lot of on-the-job learning. And
If you
whatnot.
shoot for the stars and you fall short, well,
Yeah.
so what? You fall back to Earth and land in.
Hey, you already
Right.
were on
Garbage
Earth.
You're,
you know what I mean?
no worse off than you were before, except
I
for
mean,
the fall. Probably
the fall would probably kill you.
Probably break your neck and you
depending
won't
on how
even
close
know.
to the stars you got. And so in that sense, you're
and even
better
then,
off not
if
getting
you
that
actually reach
close.
the stars, those are incredibly hot.
You wouldn't breathe.
No, and you'd burn to death.
Right.
Indeed.
So
But
just
it's
don't do
definitely
anything.
worth it.
Well,
not-
I think it's a poor metaphor. It's really.
To say stay,
Yeah.
stay safe and don't try to go to space.
I think the metaphor could use work.
Have you ever thought about rewriting metaphors as a profession?
No, not at all, because I've got my hands full
Would
keeping
you?
my eyes on the royals.
Would you consider it now?
If some horrible fate should befall the royals and they were impossible to watch, I would look for other jobs, and possibly rewriting
That
metaphors
might be
one of them. And I would certainly start with that, reaching for the stars.
What about the
Because-
famous
Yes.
feud within the royal family? And you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, the family feud.
Famous feud.
You know what I'm
Yes.
talking about.
I'm afraid I do not, sir. No.
Prince Harry.
Prince Harry.
That was my approximation of the Family Feud theme song, and I realized I got it wrong the minute I did it.
I wouldn't know.
Oh,
Prince
that's right.
Harry
It's an American game show.
Yes.
on one side.
Prince Harry on one side.
On
yes.
the other side, Count Fauntleroy.
Oh, Fauntleroy.
Fauntleroy. This I'm not aware.
I don't know about this.
Fauntleroy.
Well, you better start reading about it.
So they have a
It's gonna
feud?
be a family
These two-
feud.
these
I am
two-
told that there is a battle raging right now,
Is there?
and that Harry Potter has not chosen a side. And that's what everyone's waiting on.
I think he's having a laugh.
Yes. It
The
seems that
royal
way.
family.
Oh yes, yes.
Bob,
I
can
see.
I ask you
Truly
something?
fascinating.
Are you having a laugh?
No, I think it's about time, and you should stop taking the piss.
Stop taking
If
the
I may
piss on this
borrow a
guy.
Britishism.
Yes.
This guy is trying to give us good information.
That's right.
No, I like this guy, and his
Thank
accent
you.
is wonderful. It certainly makes me think I should listen to him and trust him a bit.
Well, why don't you listen to him a bit? He has
Because
something
And
he
I'll
wants
say
to
your
talk to us
accent
about.
is also wonderful to my
Okay,
ears.
good.
Yes.
Well, thank
There
you.
we are. See?
So have you
Yeah.
seen any other royals?
I beg your pardon?
Have you seen any of the other royals? I mean, you've talkked a lot
William.
about Kate.
I certainly see
Talked
William.
a lot about the same two people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm focused on the baby and on Kate.
Wait a minute. When you said Kate, you licked your lips in such a manner that.
I'm not a
Made-
but I can't control when my lips become dry.
Wait, say the word again. Kate.
Kate.
Oh my God! Did you see that, Bob?
Yes, I did.
That's disgusting. What is good? You're
gross.
just watching Kate. You don't care about the
You
baby
don't
at all.
even know the other
Kate is the
royals.
most fascinating of all the royals, and it's hard to be everywhere at
Well,
once.
she
And
wasn't
so-
a royal
yes.
2 years ago. She
Were
was
you
just
watching
a
her before
regular-
2 years ago?
Well, in fact,
She's a
you may say that I'm prescient because I have been watching Kate since she was 16 years old.
Weirdo.
And a
Okay.
student at
Oh,
Downhouse.
no.
What? What do you
Weirdo.
mean weirdo? How is that weird?
You're not.
How is that weird?
She had no status at the time. She was just a regular human being.
was
and
a
she'll leave her
radiant,
alone.
glorious, beautiful, a princess.
And you
even
found her
then, I
online
would say.
and started following her?
I did, yes. In fact, yes, that's
Weirdo.
right. She had, yes,
Creep.
She had a profile at that time online.
Wait, so you're not a royal watcher. You're a Kate watcher.
Yeah.
No.
come on.
I'm a royal watcher. I'm absolutely and an expert on the royal family, the Windsors of England, and an authority on their comings and goings, and the pageantry, and the glory, and the tradition. And
What's the weirdest thing she's ever done?
Kate,
Yeah.
Oh man, you got so excited. You like leapt out of your
What's
chair
the weirdest
practically.
thing she's ever done?
the weirdest thing she's ever done. Yes. Well, there's a bit of a tradition at the University of St Andrews where she was a student.
Oh.
Yes, that to become the head of a certain sorority,
Uh-oh.
a certain sisterhood organization, she had to dive naked into a pit of snakes.
Go on.
Yes, and I was there dressed as one of the girls and saw it all. and yes.
You didn't have your treehouse at this time.
At the time, no, I had no treehouse. No,
So you were dressed as. How long were you in the sorority, dressed as one of the girls? Were you there the entire time she was at school?
No, I would come and go. I tried to get myself matriculated into the University of St. Andrews when she went there as a student, but they wouldn't take me. I was quite a bit over age to be a student there, and I did not have any of the qualifications, whatever. But I would come and go as
go dressed as a woman.
Yes, just sometimes as a woman and sometimes as a teacher and things like that. And
any animals, like maybe wearing a.
Occasionally, I was an animal if she was going to be out in the wild or something like that, or
dress up in a deer costume.
She had a certain walk to one of the classes that did take her through a partially wooded area, and in that case, I would.
Yeah, you definitely push this thing too far.
A bear or something like that, or a wolf. What's that?
You'd best be careful.
I'm
always
listening.
Careful.
Absolutely, yes.
So you've been following
this.
You
could be in a lot of trouble because.
Trouble in what way, sir?
Well, they don't want you following the royals around that closely.
Of course,
the
they
decoys,
do.
yes.
So you've been following this woman around since she was 16 years old.
Right.
She happens to marry
the
prince. How surprising was that for you?
Well, yes, it was surprising, and at first, I'll confess, angering. Furious. It didn't seem right to me at all.
Yeah. Right.
Who is he after all?
Yeah, nobody.
I put in the time.
Sure.
But, then I realized, oh my God, this is truly extraordinary, isn't it? To have the opportunity to watch the future Princess of England, who will give birth to an heir that I can raise and become their sorcerer.
Wait. Back up. Why would you be raising the child?
Yeah,
that doesn't make any sense. The prince and Kate would be raising the child, would they not?
Well, it depends on who's in there when the child is born and who has the opportunity to handle it first and things like that. Wouldn't it be wonderful for the heir to the throne to be raised by a sorcerer and to become a powerful king? Who can do
king
magic?
Who could actually do magic things?
Listen, it's a long shot. It's a pipe dream, I confess. Sorcery is only a sideline for me.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be something? But anyway, yes, the pageantry and the wonder and watching them put the nursery together is glorious.
I don't know.
All sorts of things.
I hope they do a TV special about the nursery. I hope it lasts at least an hour.
I can nearly guarantee.
Do you have plans to?
Do you think that there's any chance that there will be too much TV coverage of the royal birth?
You're just grinding this axe, Bob.
No,
Come
I'm just asking. Is there any way we could all be lucky enough to have?
This guy is telling us that he's a sorcerer who's going to try to kidnap their baby and teach it black magic.
But I am more interested in Bob's question. The television is only capable, in the best of scenarios, of broadcasting 24 hours a day.
So it can't possibly do enough.
There is no possible way to have nearly enough coverage of the birth
Well, I
of
think
the heir to
that
the
you
throne.
could get arrested for your...
I think you should get arrested.
And have been.
The intensity.
Wow, so we have three different points of view here.
Yes, a number of times I have been arrested for simply trying to inform the public as to the goings-on of the royal family.
Oh, wait a minute. So is there a chance you'll be arrested because of this podcast that you're on?
Well, I am over here hoping things will cool down a bit so that I can go back there and be in the...
That's why you're not... I mean, because the birth is about to happen. I was wondering what you're doing in the States.
Yes, well, I just wanted to sort of lay low a bit, and, before my big move and things like that. But anyway...
Wait, you got to get back there if you're going to get this doctor costume going and get in, what happens if you're over here and
I begin to feel that it's unwise to have explained, and I don't know how you
too
did
much
that.
of your.
I don't know how you got that
plot.
out of me. I really don't. Is it possible to not broadcast certain parts of what I've told you about?
No. This goes out. This goes out completely live and unedited. I'm so sorry.
Well, then in that case, I've been only kidding, really, about all of it. And it's all been a bit of a joke. And
wait, are you having a laugh?
I am at this point now having a laugh. Yes.
Oh.
But anyway, yes, I'm over here in the hope of eluding the police in England, so that I can go back in time for the birth of the child.
How tight did that dragnet get?
Quite tight.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Well, bring your treehouse, with you.
My mobile treehouse.
You'll need it.
My magician's mobile treehouse.
I don't think the magic part of it has anything to do with it. You keep saying it's a magician. It seems like just an apparatus that's purely mechanical.
Do you know that most magicians, entertainer magicians, they really aren't doing magic? Are you aware of that?
I am aware of that.
And that in most cases, it really it comes down to engineering. And so you would, if you're looking for something novel like this, a mobile treehouse, approach a magician. Absolutely.
Yeah, but you wouldn't
design
continue
it.
to call him a magician. It would just be
I don't understand
Well, he is
this.
a magician. I mean, that's his profession.
Okay,
This is,
but-
I mean, of all the things you've had a problem with.
Well, look, this is just ridiculous, okay? If you have a treehouse, I mean,
a
maybe you bought
magic
it from a
mobile
race
treehouse.
car driver. You wouldn't say it's a race car driver treehouse, would you? Come on.
Why would I buy a specially designed treehouse, specially designed mobile treehouse, designed, by the way, to accommodate any span of branches, as long as there are 3 essentially vertical branches? It's designed to do that, a miraculous design.
And what is
How
your
would
question?
a race car driver? Why would I ask a race car driver to concoct such a thing?
These cars are amazing, and they, look at the way the race cars are built.
I do not dispute that race cars are an engineering feat, my friend.
Sure.
But the person you're describing merely drives it.
Okay, well, you got me there. So would
Thank you.
would you go to a guy who designed race cars for this treehouse?
I would. Oh, well.
Not the driver, but the person who's designing these race cars.
I honestly believe a magician would be more qualified to make
I
the
don't know.
treehouse.
I think you're
And in
crazy.
fact, the
This
treehouse
guy's-
works wonderfully.
You know what, Bob? I'm on your side. This guy's nuts.
Well, I didn't say that. I've actually
he never
grown
did.
to
Wait.
respect him greatly.
What?
Over the last hour.
Really?
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
just because you can't shut him up. And that takes a certain
Yeah.
persistence.
Tenaciousness.
That's
yeah.
right. Yes,
And I
true enough.
respect that alone.
So when are you going back to the across the pond, as they and you have already said?
Yes, I've got a flight back there tonight.
All right.
Straight to Heathrow.
Good job.
Yes, indeed. And
Down on Heathrow.
again, I don't get the reference. But I'll be there for everything that goes on, and we'll be right there by my darling Kate's side as she gives birth to the heir to the throne.
My goodness.
Yes.
And then would you abscond with this child for a while, or do you plan to murder the prince right there in the room?
Heavens, no. My God, no. There will be no murders. I should not discuss the finer points of my plan.
But
It is
please.
a bad idea.
But we can cut this out. I
You will
promise
cut it
you
out?
we will cut this
All right,
out. Yeah.
if you cut it out, that would be good.
Yeah, what is the exact plan?
All right, so the plan is to be there, dressed convincingly as one of the doctors that they know is going to be there.
Gotcha.
Right.
And his name is Dennis Franklin or something like that. Anyway.
Well, your name is Dennis, so that you wouldn't
No,
have to change one.
My
of-
name is Byron Dennis.
Oh, that's right. Well, okay. So.
And I'm going to be there when the baby's born, take the baby.
Yes.
And if anyone tries to stop me, I do have a few magic spells that I don't know if they'll work or not. But anyway, I'll
Have you tried them out at
I
this
have
point?
tried them. Yes, I've tried them, and sometimes they work, and sometimes they don't.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
so
I will.
in
I-
the heat of the moment, hopefully they.
Yes, and I have sort of flash pots and things like that, and other things I've gotten from my magician friends.
Yeah, it's
And
like that Harry Potter.
it isn't very much like that, no. And then I've got a plan to take the babe.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take the baby to an island, and then I'm going to contact Kate and say, "Won't you come with me and raise this child as our own?"
And if she says no, you'll just keep the baby.
I think so, but I don't think she'll say no.
You think
I
that
think
she'll-
I think she's come to respect me
She'll be
for quite the
intrigued.
same reason
Whoa.
that you, Bob, have come to respect me. My tenaciousness, my persistence.
Yes.
I think they're respectable attributes, and I think Kate
Yeah.
sees
But
them for what
then
they
you
are.
wouldn't be ruling over anything other than the island, I guess. Is there no one else on this island? Is it a private island?
No. It's not a private island at all.
What island is it? Do you mind
It's
saying?
the island of Australia.
Oh, wow, that's a big island.
Yes, and we'll be there raising the child, and then at a certain point, when the child is of age, whoever sits on the throne at that point, we will go there, I with my magic and Kate with her radiant charm, and we will depose whoever sits on the throne
Yes.
at that point, and put the Sorcerer King on the throne of England, where I will rule there as the father to the Sorcerer Merlin Father figure
Merlin Father.
to the Sorcerer King.
Well, it's good to have a plan.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, good
Like you
luck
did-
on
And you
becoming...
will edit that out, right?
I will
Because-
edit that out and edit break. Great. Okay,
Wonderful.
well, good luck
Yes.
on becoming the Merlin Father. Oh, I'll edit that out
Edit-
too.
please edit that
Okay,
out as well,
And
because
edited there.
that's-
Edit point. Great.
Good.
Okay, so
Perfect.
we're back.
Yes.
Good luck with whatever it is you're going to be doing.
Yes.
Good luck
simply-
with all your plans.
Thank you very much.
Not that you have any plans.
No, not anything. I'm going to tour around Hollywood. Yes. I'm
Yes.
going to
Well, good
see
luck with those
the
plans.
various wax museums and whatnot. Yeah,
Yes, good luck
yeah.
with that plan of touring
you.
Hollywood
Yes.
and deposing whatever wax statues happen to be.
Well done. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. A wink, a wink.
18 years from now, I will serve at the right hand of the Sorcerer King of England with his mother, Kate Middleton, who I will have taken by then as my wife.
Excellent.
Okay, well, good. Do you want us to edit that out, or are we good?
Yes, no, please, yes,
Okay.
edit it out.
Yeah,
edit
we'll
it out.
definitely
Yes,
edit
do
that.
it.
Don't
Wait a
use
minute,
that.
wait a minute. I feel like our edit button broke the other day. Cody, did our edit But we'll fix it. Don't worry. By the time this comes out,
There's
don't
one
worry.
button that does all the editing?
Yeah, you just press this button. It just says edit.
It knows what to take out.
Yeah. You describe it, and then it hears you, and then, yeah. Anyway, we'll work on it.
GPS.
Wonderful. I hope that you've
Thank you.
learned a few things about our esteemed royal family.
Guy with the voice.
I feel like I did, and I really, personally, I'm voting for Garfield. I hope that, I know
yes.
I know that we don't vote,
Yes,
but I'm
if I
rooting
had my
for it at the very
choice,
least.
boy or girl, I like Beetle Bailey.
Really? Even for a girl? Well, I'll take that into consideration when I am renaming the child in Australia.
What do you think you're going to rename?
Bark.
Oh, it's just a guttural noise.
That's the name we have chosen.
Oh, my goodness.
I have.
Thanks so much. Bye.
This has been an Earwolf Media production. Executive producers Jeff Ulrich and Scott Aukerman. For more information, visit earwolf.com.
Earwolfradio.com. The wolf dead.